played range heroes compared to like the pairings that we've seen with the melee plus position 1 carry that is range most of the time. Even though Kaori has been bringing out like some of the old classics with the warlocks, with potentially Jakiros, which did look good. I feel like maybe he needs to expand his little hero pool a little bit more just to make sure that Ame also has a slightly easier laning stage.
Yeah, 100%. And as we see the draft, it's opened. We are gonna get SF on Liquid, which is something they're super happy with. This is like a Liquid classic. Mike extremely comfortable on the hero, and Liquid is a team that strategizes in a sense that they always try to build on top of what the hero wants and kind of set the key heroes of their draft for success. So SF is a perfect Dota hero for that.
I bet you're happy to see the Mirana being banned, so you don't have to think about her.
Yes.
But
yes.
are you not worried about the Darkseer, who has proven to
hello,
be
hello,
the strongest
hello.
counter to
Okay.
Seraphine?
It's very, very strong. It's not so good in the lane. Like we've seen Darkseer, like 33, also going to jungle straight away, making sure that he is getting
You're all
something
me.
out of the lane because
Ming la ba,
lane can be a bit more
Liquidနဲ့
difficult. They
Xtreme.
have multiple heroes that they can pair with this Darkseer.
ဟောပုံမှန်အားဖြင့်ဆိုရင်တော့ကျွန်တော် Xtreme ပဲဟို Liquid ပဲ2-0ဖို့တော့များနေထားရ Xtreme ကသိတဲ့အတိုင်းဒီကောင်ကြီးအရင် rage တယ်ပြီးတော့
potentially picking up Spirit Breaker. I think this is one
ဟို
of the
အားမေကလည်းလက်ရှိလက်ကျနေတာပါညာနေเนาะဒီပွဲကျွန်တော်တို့
laning partner.
Seraphine Daxia ဒါတော့ပုံမှန်ပါပဲအခုနောက်ပိုင်းကျွန်တော် draw တွေအဲ့လိုမျိုး Seraphine နေဆိုရင် Daxia တွေနဲ့ကောင်းတာတဲ့တယ်
Check the numbers and comply. So that's good.
Yeah, Daxia ခုဝင်နေ
Like there must have been a lot of scrims going on.
မင်္ဂလာပါငါးသားတွေကဲအဲ့တော့ကျွန်တော်တို့ဟိုကတော့ giveaway ကမတင်သေးတာတော့တမင်ပါဆိုတော့ဒီမှာဒါတွေကရှိသေးတော့လုံးဝမလွယ်ဘူးဟို play off ရောက်မှပဲတင်မယ်သူက play off မဟုတ်သေးဘူးဒါသူက survival ဆိုပြီးတော့ဒီမှာ group stage လည်းမဟုတ်ဘူးကျွန်တော်တို့ play off လည်းမဟုတ်ဘူးအဲ့ချားလေးတွေက
the clockwork through which
တော့
obviously is one of the top heroes of
ကြည့်ရရမယ်နော်သူတို့ survival ဆိုပြီးတော့ထောက်လျှောက်ဆိုပြီးတော့မှရှစ်သိန်းအဲ့ရှစ်သိန်းကြမှာ giveaway ကလို့ဟိုတင်လို့ကောင်းမှာမဟုတ်ရင်အရန်ခောက်သွားမှာမေးတာကြီး
it's only normal that
over Fred ဒါပေမဲ့ Xtreme က Soul City GG ခေါ်တတ်တယ်နော် and ရှိတယ်နော်
like 50% win rate
Xtreme point တွေကပြောမင်းတာပြောတာ Anna ပိုကောင်းတယ်ဒီကောင်ကြီးက Sound Rage တယ်
like how can you skip that
ပြင်မလားခါခါကျရင်ဟိုတီတူမချိုးသေးဘဲနဲ့ GG ခေါ်တဲ့ပွဲတွေတောင်ရှိတယ်
like it could get countered by they only ban Leon
ဟောတခါလေကျရင်ကျွန်တော် Mega မပေးရသေးဘူး GG ခေါ်တယ်အဲ့လို Xtreme ရဲ့ပြဿနာအေးဒီဘက်မှာ Amber ကိုတော့တော့ဒီပြိုင်ပွဲမှာအဲ့လို Amber winning hero ပဲဟိုကိုကကိုတတ်မှတ်ထားတဲ့ကိစ္စပေါ့လေ Amber ဆောင်းဝဲမိုက်တယ်ကျွန်တော်တို့တော့လိန်ခင်းရောက်သွားပြီဆိုလက်ရှိ Amber ရဲ့အဲ့လိုမျိုး damage refresher on နဲ့ scepter နဲ့ပြင်မလားကျွန်တော်တို့ damage က share ပေးလို့ရတယ်မင်္ဂလာပါဆရာဗျာပြင်သစ်အပိုင်းနဲ့ဘာပေါ့ပြင်သစ်နဲ့ဟောမနေ့ပြန်အင်္ဂလန်ကိုအားပေးမယ်ဟုတ်လားပြင်သစ်နဲ့အင်္ဂလန်ကြည့်လိုက်တကယ်ကိုအားပေးတဲ့နှစ်သိန်းလုံးကဆောင်းဝဲကောင်းတယ်ပြင်သစ်အင်္ဂလန်နော်နှစ်သိန်းအားပေးတယ်နှစ်သိန်းလုံးကဒီမှာ final မှာရောက်တော့အမေအင်္ဂလန်လို့ရစီနေအင်္ဂလန်ကသိရမလားဟိုကိုရီငယ်ငယ်တွေကဘယ်တော့မှမဖြစ်တုံးနေကောင်း
nothing to say classic it could be FY but
probably not
တော့ဒီနေ့လေးတော့ဖြစ်တုံးနေနေအင်္ဂလန်ဟိုကိုရီအာကြီးကသိရမလားလူများနေတာလည်းပါတယ်အင်္ဂလန်မှာပါတာကျတော့ shake မစ်အောင်ပြောင်းမလားမသိဘူးနော်နောက်ပိုင်းကလည်း shake တွေကမစ်တွေပဲစောနေတယ်ဒီဘက်မှာ taxi ကနေအညာနော်ကိုမခွဲလိုက်ရရင်တော့အနှစ်ပဲ
good it is anymore in a sense because I think Ember is like very very buffed and Shaker has been nerfed for a while now we'll have to see how it goes obviously nothing to say thinks it's good
ချီရပါ bro ငါကမရှိဘူးမလေးငါဒီလို survival တွေပါတယ်မစောဘူးတို့တော့ play off ကနေစောင့်နေတာဆရာကြီးတွေက
Shaker meta
Liquid 2-0ချိန်တယ်ဒါပေမဲ့ draft တော့ကြည့်ရမယ်နော်ဒီပွဲ
I'm a little bit worried
အားမေပါစောမလေးဒီကောင်ရဲ့အဲ့လို catch တွေပါတယ်ဆိုတော့မဆိုဟော win and wipe က combo တွေရောက်ရင် Xtreme က
it might allow
Shaker ရဲ့ win and wipe ပဲနော်အဲ့ပေါ်မှာ Daxi ကလည်းပါသေးတယ်
Mickey to even connect and try to
ကိုမမိသွားလို့တော့အနှစ်ပဲ
so the early lane
ဟုတ်တယ် bro အတန်းကမုန်းမိပြီးတော့အတန်းကအဲ့လိုနည်းနည်းဖျားနေတယ်လို့ဖြစ်
so that FY has space to stack and to protect the stacks
Yeah. So yeah, their support duo will be the Hoodwink and the Wyvern coming out. We'll see how active they can be in the early stage of the game.
Yeah, it's a little bit
မုန်းကလည်းနေတိုင်းရွာတာပါ
I'm
ဒီ
not
မှာ
a
နေ
fan
မှာ
of the Wyvern pick in a sense like it's good against SF but not good against Ember
အမေတော့ Seraphine ကတော်တော်တစ်လေမှာတော့ win and wipe အောင် Daxi အောင်ကောင်းတာနှစ်ကောင်လေးစောအောင်မခဲ
to match the Ember pace in the early game like again you want to think picture
ကဲတော့အဲ့လိုနည်းနည်း silencer တွေပါတော့ကြိုက်သေးတယ်ဒီလားစောရင် silencer လည်းမစိုး Emma ဝင်တဲ့အချိန် silencer global silence ဆိုရင်ဒီဘက်ကအဲ့လို spare အကြီးတွေရွေးထားတာတွေကမတန်တော့ဘူး
does the job what you think like us
Yeah, it looks like it's quite a lot of team fight, and also the early game
silent
should
alim
be
so
okay on paper. I'm just wondering how much Darkseer is going to be able to get out of this lane because it's not an easy lane for him.
ဟုတ်တယ်
by
ace
any
မပုံရင်တော့
means,
2-0 ပဲပါဆိုတော့ ace ရန်တော်တော်လက်ကျတယ်သူက
If you're the one like maybe getting a better rotation, getting the kill on Ember Spirit, getting level 6, your supports are stacking in the meantime, this could be a pretty good Shaker game. Other than like it has been pretty bad through Dota like history. You are playing against Clockwork, which is
အခုနောက်မှာ quality တွေဖြစ်ကုန်ပြီเนาะဟိုနေ့ကဆိုလေကျွန်တော်တို့ PPOG ရယ်เนาะပြီးတော့နောက်တစ်ပွဲကပါ1 win နဲ့ Yandex ပွဲအကုန်မှန်တယ် အဲ့ဒီတနေ့တော့
only 2 times. So
အဲ့တော့ Santo တော့ position ပိုက်တော့ဂျန်တော့ဂျန်အောင် cloud web
Liquid are selecting the meta heroes. Like I think these are the heroes that have been some of the heroes that have been the most successful in my opinion. Like Centaur has looked very good.
Rock ကတော့ကျွန်တော် Xtreme Rock ကလည်းစရုံမဆိုကောင်းတယ်ဘာလို့ဟိုနေ့ကလည်းကြည်တာအဲ့ Shaker ဝင်တော့ဝင်ပဲအတော်ကြီးဆောင်းဆိုး
very solid. It scales greatly into the late game. Ember obviously
အဝေးစပယ်တွေလည်းလို့နော်ဟိုနေ့ကဆိုလေကျွန်တော်တို့ပါလေဟို
four of the top
Yandex ဆော်သွားတာ Shaker ဝင်တော့ဝင်ပဲပဲဒီကောင်းလေးအဲ့လိုဆောင်းတော့ခတ်
You know, Liquid is I guess playoff mode.
They did choose
Maybe,
ones
yeah,
with
maybe.
better win rates.
Maybe that's
ကိုယ်နဲ့နိုင်ချုံလေးချပြကြပါမဟုတ်
in the pre-game.
အဲ့ဒါကြီးရေးတော့မကောင်းမဟုတ်အဲ့ဒါတွေကရေးရင်ဒီကောင်းကြီးကပြည့်မှာဘန်းလို့အဘန်းတော့မှ reach ကြ
The question with that is, are they on the meta on the right time? Because obviously last week this was very good. Maybe Xtreme Gaming is one step ahead and is seeing something in the heroes that they have that maybe it's not as
ဒီ
obvious.
ပွဲကအဲ့လိုပုံမှန်တော့ liquid ကိုကြိုက်တာဒါပေမဲ့အဲ့ Shaker ဝင်တော့ဝင်ပဲအတွက်တော်တော်သဘောကျတယ်ပြီးတော့ Daxia နဲ့ကလည်း Champion ကောင်းတာထောက်ထားတာဆိုတော့ဒီ၄ကောင်မြန်မာ Xtreme Trap လေးကောင်နည်းနည်းတာသလားလို့
has a lot of cool options.
Emma လည်းနေမှုများတယ်မြန်မာ Shaker ကြီးနဲ့
nice hero pairing basically with Clock Ember because this is like
အဲ့တခုတော့ရှိဒါပေမဲ့ Emma တွေဘာတွေက
you need some follow up.
ဒီ meta မှာကျွန်တော် win rate တော်တော်များတယ်ဆိုပေမဲ့အဲ့နော်လိမ့်မှာတော့နေပါ
In
လေ
terms
ကော
of disable, follow up in terms of damage,
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, both.
all of the above.
Pari မရှိဘူးဆရာကြီးတွေကမစုံ Pari ရဲ့ Nigma ရဲ့
I don't know what you're thinking
ပြီးတော့
from
Fake ကုန်းရဲ့
I was thinking Willow.
Yandex ကဒီကောင်တွေကကျွန်တော် playoff ကဆောက်
Actually, Lion that can come out if they feel.
ဟဲ့ဘာမကောင်းလဲဆိုတော့သူတို့ကဒီ survival ကိုလည်းသူတို့ကနှစ်ပွဲကိုမျှဆုပ်လိုက်တယ်ဟိုဘက်မှာပါလေ VP ပွဲလားပါလားရှိ
The best, if not the best hero pairing with Coddle, except for Pango. So it feels really nice.
ကျွန်တော်မ
to
live
play. You
တီ
can
လာရဲ့
also
နော်
don't
Terror Blade ကလည်းဟုတ်တယ်နောက်ပိုင်းကျွန်တော် army တော်တော်လေးဆောက်ရတယ်တော့ပါ
easy with the Centaur plus
Oh,
Keeper of
Coddle
the
is
Light.
banned, by the way.
Coddle is banned.
Oh,
Never
it's
mind,
Switch is
Shiver.
banned, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, what else is there? What else is there?
ဟိုလည်းကူရွေးရင်တော့ draw တွေပိုင်တော့ရှိမယ်သူတို့ဘက်က
here, but it's
draw ကြည့်ပေးမဲ့ကောင်တွေအများကြီးပဲ Shaker ရောဝင်းတော့ဝိုင်ပန် Daxia
it's a decent one. I
It
think
wouldn't be first pick, so that surely is better than.
ဟိုတော့တိတ်မကောင်းဘူးကွာနော်
Ember Rubik, I think they
1.5
like damage,
ကျော်ပါ
if I'm honest. I feel like Wyvern Embrace is too strong.
Okay.
Early game. Like they actually are not going to kill heroes. But I mean we'll have to see. They have the Stampede also to help them. I like Sky for some reason. I feel like it's a good Sky game. Like they need more magic damage in the early game because again, you want to think of Centaur and SF as like they're not gonna get involved that early. I'm talking first 10 to 15 minutes. So again, it's going to come down to this Clock Ember. Like, can they go and contest stacks, or are they gonna let Shaker, you know, get
White Era တက်နေတာမဟုတ်ဘူးအဲ့မိုးမိပြီးတော့ဖျားနေတယ်လို့ပြတယ်လူက
So they will secure themselves a win condition.
ခုတော့မှလူကဖျားနေတယ်လို့ပါတယ်နှာမုံပြီးတော့
You know, I'm quoting that, but on a timer in a sense. We're gonna see an Ame hero that will win the game eventually. So you want to be able to
get a fight. ကိုတော့ silencer ကြိုက်တယ်ဒါပေမဲ့
and Boxy
Oh yeah, win down မဟုတ် wish down တာ
so they're actually gonna
Do Clock 4 and Witch Doctor 5.
wish down တာအရင်တော့မကြိုက်တော့ဘူးအဝေးစပယ်တွေနဲ့နော်တော့
very good against the Wyvern
ကျွန်တော်ဖြတ်မဲ့ကောင်တွေတော့များ
Maledict, and you still, you know,
ဒီမှာ hero ၄ကောင်လုံးအဲ့လိုအဝေးစပယ်တွေပါတယ်
overwhelming amount of
အဲ့
magic
တော့
damage is
ကြောက်
always
တာ
good. This hero has looked really good, right?
It looks.
မကြည့်ရလိမ့်ဒီကိုပြီးကျင်လို့ထင်ပါတယ် Shadow Fin ရော တော့ wish တာရော damage ကတော့များအဲ့တော့မ clean
at level 3.
Ah,
Sometimes even
yeah,
level
clean.
4, so you're playing off your heal and Maledict early on. And Clinks, this hero, I've been pretty impressed with how well this hero.
I mean, Sandone နဲ့ထိန်းရမှာနော် clean က
or block hero in the lane, like we've seen.
Sandoneနဲ့တော့
Power
ထိန်းရ
Rangers,
မှာ
of course, like we've seen some Vipers from time to time. It's very difficult to lane against these heroes, and this hero is a bit more like deceptively tanky compared to other heroes.
ကိုတော့ liquid ပဲကြိုက်တယ်အဲ့ clean ပစ်ကြီးတော့တိတ်မကြိုက်ဘူး Sandone နဲ့ရောပြီးတော့ဟိုဒီဘက်က Amber တွေပါတယ်လေတိုးလာအောင်ပါညာနေဆိုတော့
Clinks over Drow
ဟော game 1တော့ liquid လေးတော့ကြိုက်တယ်
I think it's more active. I think this hero also sieges the high ground better. With like we've seen
1.5
teams with Drow Rangers also struggling if you don't have Aegis to go for buildings. Clinks is a bit of a different type of a hero. It's
Ace ပဲကွာ Ace အရင်မဖေးဝင်ရပြီဟုတ်လား
involved early on, and I think that's the type of a hero.
ဟော Ace ကတခါကျရင်လုတ်တက်တယ်အဲ့လိုမျိုးဘာ item မှမရှိဘူးပြီးတော့တပွဲလုံးမပါတဲ့အကွက်တွေပါတယ်အဲ့ဒါလေးပဲနည်းနည်းကြောက်ကမှာ Ace
jumping this draw trying to kill her. Cleans doesn't care. Like we've seen the Axe build too, where it's like you want to enter, like jump and enter the fight. Be my guest. You know, you use the Aghanim Scepter ability, and all of a sudden they have to run away, like because it's just an overwhelming amount of damage. So I like the Clinks pickup. I'm trying to think, is this Witch Doctor SF like a bit of it weaker than Clock SF? Like, is it better?
အဲ့တော့နော် TI 9 ပြီဆိုတော့ချိန်ကာရီကတော့ပြန်ဟော့လာတာအရောင်ကြီးဒါကတော့ပုံမှန်တကယ်နော်
So in my opinion
မတ်တက်ကိုဖြစ်နေတယ်အဲ့တော့ကျွန်တော် mid တွေတော်တော်ပြန်ဆော့လာကြတာရှိကြတယ်
to the Clock safe lane. But at the same time, I understand the adjustment.
ပြောင်းကြမှာဖြာမို့အရင်မို့ဖြားတော့မဖြားပါဘူးဖြားရင်လို့ပြကျွန်တော်ဆေးတောက်ပြီးညအိတ်လိုက်တော့
toxic lane.
ပြန်ကောင်းအောင်မချင်
So their plan is just going to be to be pulling waves. Like Boxy's going to pull waves, Ace is going to
ဟုတ်တယ် liquid ပဲကြိုက်တယ်ဟို Xtreme က
Boxy's going to do
တော်တော်လက်ကျနေတယ်
I
ကောင်
think we could expect him to even play through the safe lane.
တေဦးသိန်းတွေကရှောင်းတာပဲကောင်းတယ် busy gaming တော့လည်းအတိုင်းပဲ drop ကောင်းလဲတင်မလား
Then Boxy
အရှိက China တူတူကတော်တော်ပုံနေ
and play around SF and try to bully the darts here and fight for the stacks in the Xtreme Gaming triangle.
So do we have an overall favorite in these two drafts? Because you guys are saying good stuff about both teams. You know, we got great Darkseer Hoodwinkling, yay. We got Ember Spear doing well, yay.
One of the better Xtreme drafts.
I'm gonna say I like them more. I'll give them maybe like 7.5% chance more to win this game compared to some
7.5.
ဒီလိုကတော့ကိုမြင်မှာ Xtreme ကနည်းနည်းလေးတာ55လောက်ဖြစ်မဲ့ထင်တယ်ကိုစိတ်ထင်တော့ liquid က45ဒါပေမဲ့ကို Xtreme မကြိုက်လို့ liquid ထည့်လိုက်တယ်ကိုကတော့ group stage ပြီးသွားပြီဆိုတော့ဒီ survival ရောစာကြုံပြီ
8.5%.
အဲ့တော့ liquid game ဝင်အောင်နော်
I think you're
I missed that 1%.
But
ဟုတ်တယ်နီရှာအမလို့ယုံရတယ်ဒါပေမဲ့တစ်ခုရှိတာမင်းမမနှိမ်သွားဘူးလို့လူအရင်
This is a very
အဲ့ shaker နဲ့ဆိုအမတွေကနှိမ်တာများ
like this is a lineup where you see it and it makes sense. It comes together. The same thing can be said for Xtreme Gaming if you think about it. Maybe a little bit more in the numbers.
ဒီငါတဲ့ဟုတ်ဒါပေမဲ့ Xtreme ပွဲတွေကတော့ game over အားမပေးဘူးနော်ဒီကောင်တွေကတင်မလားအရင်အဲ့လို GG ခေါ်တာတွေစောရတယ်ခါခါကျရင် game over မဲ့ပွဲလေသူတို့ GG ခေါ်သွားတာမျိုးကြီးအများကြီး
We're heading over to Cap and SVG for game 1.
Liquid versus
ဒါပေမဲ့ Xtreme ပွဲ over ထည့်ရတယ်ဆိုတော့ရစောင်းအမြင်များ
This is a
Game များနေလေပြောလို့မရ
been through Dota for years and years and years. And well, in this matchup anyway, we're going to see fresh Liquid, fresh Xtreme, a little bit different rosters than say their peaks of winning TI and being TI finalists in the hands of Xtreme. But they've been kind of rough lately. And now they have to go through the gauntlet of this survival phase and to make it through the playoffs in the first place. I mean, Avery, they have to win this and then they have to go match up against Spirit after this.
ဟုတ်တယ်မို့ drop ကတော့ Xtreme ကိုနည်းနည်းပူချက်တယ်ဒါပေမဲ့ကိုပြောလို့ပဲတရုတ်တင်းတွေကတော်တော်အချိန်နဲ့ဆုံးနေတာဆိုတော့ Xtreme တော့မထည့်ချင်
that kind of history of gaining a little experience, gaining a little momentum, one series, one game at a time, and finding their oomph in a tournament overall. So I'm not going to count either of these out. In fact, I'd probably give them the dark horse status of the tournament from this survival stage.
And saying whatever team makes it through here is likely to have a lot of momentum.
If one of these makes it, they're going to be a strong competitor. You just got to get over that hump. So we'll see who comes out on top of this series. Excited to get a BO3 after all those BO2s as well. If it goes to game 3, could be very spicy.
Get a definitive answer of who's actually better as a team right now.
And we have a very cool draft game one.
နီရှာအမနော်ကြည့်လို့ကြည့်ရမယ်နောက်ပိုင်းနီရှာတာတောင်းလျှောက်စော့နေတာအမဒီကောင်
Teamfight controlling hero for NTS, XXS with a lane counter pick and some scale. This is kind of their archetype that has worked for them, particularly in their TI run. And then you get like that last pick for Ahmed. He can kind of have his choice of whatever comfort hero he wants. If he gets an option to play the Clinks, he will usually play the Clinks. He loves that hero. Nobody knows why.
ဟောဒီဘက်မှာတော့ only ရွေးထားတယ်ဆိုတော့ဖြဲမှာပဲလားဝိတ်လျှောက်တာနဲ့အဲ့တော့ lane တာဟောမှာစပူရာချင်းဆိုလဲဒါဝိတ်လျှောက်တာတော်တော် hard လို့ကောင်းတယ်မလက်တွေတင်လိုက်ပြအေးဆေးပဲ
compared to the groups.
This Liquid draft tells me they sat down, they looked at what heroes were working for them, which are converting the games to wins instead of just maybe looking good, and they went that direction, particularly this Ember Centaur. I think both Ember and Centaur have looked like S-tier picks this event, and they got 2 premier cores, and that was with the first pick Shadow Fiend.
Yes.
Which obviously, yeah, Shadow Fiend's going to do Shadow things, but to me it's the other 2 cores. They got some premier picks here. I almost don't even really care what the supports play on Liquid as
အော်
long
နေ
as
ချမ
they're
ဆိုအခုချိန်ကြီးတော့
feeling
creeping နေပါရတော့
the
easy เนาะအဆင်ပြေနေသေးတယ်
I
မြတ်
think
ပါ
Liquid is a team where I don't need to see Boxy on a particular hero. I don't need to see Tofu on a particular hero. I just need to see them making moves, playing fast, connecting to plays. If they feel like they have those options available, 9 times out of 10 they're going to convert on those in a successful manner. They just have to be able to get that opportunity.
The panel talked about something similar in that Liquid is drafting much more to the meta for EWC. But is there, I feel like you would, if they were doing something completely original, you would be supporting them being like, hey, they're
ကဲ
doing
အော်
their
မှာ
own
ဘောင်း
ideas
ခရီးပါညာ
instead of
ခေါ်မယ်
chasing
เนาะ
the
ဒီ
meta.
တိုင်းလေးပဲကျွန်တော်တို့ဆန်လုံးလေးကတော့ easy ပါအဆင်ပြေပါ
Aren't they just chasing what's good right now, not necessarily leading it?
Maybe there's some argument in that. I don't think that's the worst thing to do in an elimination match like this when you're trying to build something, though.
Okay.
I also think maybe a lot of their own ideas just.
ကိုက liquid ထည့်ထားတာကြိုက်တာမဟုတ် liquid game 1မှာထည့်တာ
series if they fail, you have to make a.
ဟော group stage မှာကျွန်တော်လေးလာရေးခီးစဉ်ပြီးသွားပြီဆိုတော့သုံးချမှရတော့နိုင်ငံသားတွေကိုခိုင်းစားမှရတော့
right now.
Sure.
So I don't mind.
နိုင်ငံသားတွေကိုခိုင်းစားဖို့လိုနေပြီ
Why are they picking this hero? And particularly this Nisha Ember. I feel like this is his best hero right now in terms of the hero player meta combination overall. This is a really scary thing to give to Liquid. It can build so much momentum. It's rare he's going to lose the lane unless you really cheese pick him. And it enables their support duo. It enables the fast gameplay. It almost doesn't matter what happens to this guy in the first 10 minutes. He's going to bring that mid-game Liquid's way. You have to be prepared for that. And that's a
ဒီဘက်တော်တော်ညိနေဟုတ်တယ်နော်လိန်ထဲမှာဘာညာချအောင်မကြတာကီးဖို့နေနေသလား
the tools to deal
အ
with
ကုန်
this.
လုံးတွေးပြေးနေနေတယ်မလားအေးစအငိမ့်ဆော့နေ
And
ဒီ
then you
ပွဲ
have
က
to go into that game too, and his ban priority goes up. You might not have all the bans to be able to deal with him. So this is
ကျန်အောင်မဖြစ်ဘူးလုံးဝချက်ချီရပွဲလုံးနေအောင်
with this
3မိနစ်
hero
ကျော်
specifically. Do you have?
ဒါတေးမလို့လို့ပြောသွားတယ်တို့အသေးတန်ပြေးရတယ်တို့ဘာလို့မတွေ့ရသေးဘူး
I like the hoodwink, low cooldown stun.
I want
against
easy
him.
win, I think.
I think they have might have some damage follow-up problems in the early
အ
portion.
မပါရတဲ့ဟုတ်တယ်ကိုလည်းအဲ့လိုမျိုးပဲနောက်တော့အရင်စဉ်းစားလို့မရဘူး drug များနေတော့အမပါတယ်ပဲတဲ့ကိုလည်းအဲ့ဒါကိုလက်ခံတယ်
It's kind of weird meta to meta. Like Ember Spirit
Ember တွေတော်တော်သဘောကျ
change so often
အာ
right
ရော
now.
ပြောလိုက်လို့1-1နဲ့ရှင်းပြီရော
Some heroes are good against
ဒီ
one
နောက်မှာ
versus
ကျွန်တော်
another.
867နော်
Nisha is gonna
ဘယ်
be
ပြုံးလေးပါလား
getting
ဆွဲ
some
ပေး
to
ပါ
counter pick him with the Earth Shaker.
ကဲ Nisha ကတော့မှောက်ပြီးရောင်းနေမှာ
But now they're also moving bull supports.
Look,
to
Boxy
shut
Ember,
down
didn't
this
they? No
Ember
job.
Spirit. I mean, I like it. As you said, we've seen these Ember Spirits just pop the hell off. It is definitely one of the heroes of the tournament. So anything that you can do to keep it down, I'm all for.
That's some serious hate. Nice timing though. The 4-minute water rune, he's still level.
မင်းရတယ်ဆက်ပဲဟာမနေ့ကြိုးစားတာလားဘယ်လောက်6လ9လလောက်ရှိပြီ
More susceptible to these early nukes. I like that rotation from XG.
Well, so what were you really doing in the side lanes? You're not probably going to beat this SF Witch Doctor lane.
ဘာကြော်ရီလောက်မှာခိုင်းစားတယ်ရှုပ်လို့
already picked up his Helm of Iron Will, so it's about that time where Ace is going to be free farming. So honestly, your best attention is going to be to that mid lane. Darkseer's just going to be.
ဆိုတော့မပြောပါဘူး 8 level စိတ်ဘူးက liquid ထည့်တာတော့အဲ့အကောင်လေးစဖေးဝါမကိစ္စတကူက
The SF Witch Doctor, especially
ဒီ
so.
ပြောရင်းဆိုရင်လည်း Ace
Centaur can die down here if you want to bring the
နော်
hoodwink.
ကလောကကျွန်တော်မင်းကိုသွားနေတဲ့နောက်မှာ Ace ကခွားကိုခရီးတွေပါခေါ်နေရတယ်ဒီမှာ Searing Chain
Going into mid, trying to get something done.
အော်မရဘူးရောင်းနေတော့နောက်ဘူးရတောက်ပေးတာ
Back nothing to say.
ပြန်မှာချောပြီးနေနီရှာ
Max range, and it
ကျွန်တော်
gets
မင်းမှာ
the kill as a result. Nisha.
တက်တော့ပေးလိုက်ရပြန်ပြီအဲ့တော့ရှိတ်ကိုင်းနဲ့ train ရတာတော့စိုးတယ်အမ်ဘာ
Still had only 2 points in the flame guard, trying to hold, or he got the skill point at the end, so he kind of dies similar way twice to the Shaker counter pick, and now you're going to be level 6 on NTS, way before the Ember. You have the chance.
အဲ့များတယ်ရောင်းနေနီရှာအမ်ဘာကိုယုံပါတယ်ဆိုမှဆရာကြီးကနှစ်ခေါက်သေးပါ
numbers and look for the 3rd kill on the Ember in this early game.
Yeah, what do you do if you like Ember Spirit isn't going to go jungle, right, to get his level 6? So you kind of have to put yourself out there to potentially get all in again.
And he has to TV back into the lane. So you're
Right.
very scared right now about this all-in potential. And we see Liquid bringing both supports towards the 6-minute power rune.
Yeah, Echo Slam မှာရှိရနော်နီရှာ အောင်တချိန်ရှောင်းသွားမလားနော်ဒါ room fight ကတော့အရင်ကြီးလွယ်မှာမဟုတ်
Something
ဘူး
like a
ဒီ
haste
ရှာတော့
or something. This could be dangerous. Boxy will protect it with the cogs. The other
ဒီ
side.
အမ find damage တော့ရအောင်ယူပါသေးတယ်
Or sorry, Boxy grabs the amp damage.
Would have been a big rune for both these guys.
Xtreme ကတော့နံပါတ်4ဖြစ်သွားရှုံးနေမယ်
Got
3-4 တွေစောနေ Liquid က3ပေါ့
Echo Slam all in the Ember here if the shield's down.
Tofu making a little jaunt there.
Well,
into the
nothing
end
meant for
jungle,
that, the
seeing
blue
if
one.
they got too many stacks going on here.
Always wary about that injection for the Earthshaker.
There's that
the
echo. Nisha is not going to die. In fact,
Oh,
nothing to
yeah,
say.
go ilo yawa la,
And
member.
Reed.
I mean Nisha ထက်ရှုံးတော့များနေပြီလား
Chase him down here.
တဲတန်မဲအဲ့တော့ boost shot ကိုတော့အလားလေးတော့ဖမ်းရှောင်းလိုက်တယ်ဆိုပေမဲ့နောက်မှာ3ယောက်တယောက်ကြီးကွာ
Nisha's still making a run for it.
ရှော့ပြီဟဲ့
Gets up to
အော်
the
တစ်
high
ချက်
ground, can
အောက်မှာ
bottom
stand မီ
Steve goes
ဆိုတော့
up.
နော် Nisha တဲတန်မဲဒီဝဲတော်တော်ရုံးနေတာ
But it's too late. The bottle heal has already gone off. Meanwhile, the Stampede extra movement speed to chase away XXS from that top lane.
ကဲဒါမှကျွန်တော်မင်းကိုချစ်နေတဲ့အချိန်မှာတော့ဒီဘက်မှာ Winston တော့
Mickey is doing a good
Charo
job
ya, man,
putting
Jacob.
pressure elsewhere, almost taking this off-lane tower already and securing the Wisdom Shrine.
That's a huge win for Liquid. They keep
Nigga,
that
ma,
alive.
play off jam ma, dude, wa.
Win Wisdom Shrines.
လူသေးတယ်ဒီ
His
ကောင်လေး
communication there from XG.
ဒါမှကျွန်တော်2 3 sorry 3 4 ပြီးသွားရင်အဲ့9နဲ့ကောင်နဲ့2နဲ့ဆော့အောင်
Late to the party when the echo goes out.
Yep.
And then you get dragged in that committal. You're not fighting Wisdom Shrines against a weaker enemy mid.
ဒီဘက်တကယ်အဲ့ဒါကြီး9မိနစ်မှာ2ကောင်နဲ့
Off lane. Really strange sequence for Xtreme Gaming considering they were stronger on the map and they lost every objective in that time period.
နော်လုံးဝအေးစစ်စစ်ပဲ
It's just one of those clear mix of incentives, right? The support,
For sure.
they want their Wisdom Shrine. They think, oh, we got to protect that. Nothing to say. It's like, I want to kill Nisha again. Let's kill this guy.
I think his call was the correct one. I think it's okay to give up the shrine if you get another Ember kill, but you needed to get 2 out of those 3 objectives, not 0 out of 3.
Right.
I think Liquid were kind of like, well, let's try and get something here, and they ended up getting it all. And it's great for them.
Oh, look at this move from Ame.
အားမေပါရောက်လာပြီးတော့
Fisher
ရုံ
actually
ဖိုက်တော့
blocked
နဲ့
him away, but Ame.
မင်း
he
နော်
kinda
တော့
wants
ကန်ဒီက
some
ရုံကတော့
here.
ပေါ်မှာတော့
So,
ပစ်တော့
I
ဖြ
mean,
စ်
this rotation, this power rune.
အမနမရောက်မရဘူးကွာအပေါ်ကတနိုင်သွားတယ်အဲ့ဒါကကောင်းနေတာလာပြီး
See
တော့
the adjustment from Xtreme Gaming
လောက်ွက်လေးတွေက
in terms of prioritizing the mid lane, fighting for the runes, not
Over
just
မထင်ဘူးကိုပြောမှာ Xtreme ပွဲတွေကတော့
That was
over
a
မ
huge
ကောင်း
deal in some of their other series.
Oh yeah, his like puck game, nothing to say.
That was brutal.
Nothing in that one.
So this is going to bode a lot better for them over the course of the series, just this macro adjustment.
It does mean our supports are going to be very low level on both sides, even with double wisdoms being picked
ချန်
up.
ပီယံနေဟုတ်တယ်နော်ငကောင်မလားအဲ့လိုအားလီပိုင်းဖိဖိစီစီနော်ကြာကြာရရအဲ့လိုမျိုးကောင်းနေမတွေ့ရသေးဘူး
So it'll pay
Hey,
off.
I'm out of the game, Jonah, Ali, bye.
Fairly farmed. Level 7.5, helm done.
အဲ့တော့ရှိတာငကောင်မအဲ့ဟီရိုဘူးနေနဲ့ကျင်းတယ်
There's another echo.
နက်ခရိုတို့သိရမလား Viper တို့ Alchemist တို့ I want တို့ထားပါတော့လေအသိနိုင်မှန်းတော့
Turned off.
I mean,
အဲ့သုံးအောင်လူယူတာပါညာဖြစ်ဖြစ်အဲ့လိုဘန်လိုက်တော့
because there was so much
Point
play
up it in
in this
there.
triangle, they couldn't really stack it multiple times. We even saw
လူရောစေဝဲမှာရှစ်ပွဲလောက်ကဒီတိုင်ပွဲမှာ
protect this.
ဒီမှာ Haskar တွေ Viper တွေနက်ခရိုတွေဆော့လာဒီတော့
Mickey, absolute free farm, first pick Shadow Fiend.
ဒီမှာတစ်ခါလေသိရမလားသူရဲ့ signature Emma တို့ Don't straight do
Factor. If he gets involved in this early game at all, which might be a possibility with Stampede. in the
Oh, they're
Ember
dying.
World,
Is it so, no?
he absolutely
Ma,
joined
kung muna man
alongside
nakaon
this.
eh.
They've
Oh,
got a
mama cha.
great answer for him here in the early game. You're kind of looking to scale into this
Yeah,
stuff
she
with
got
some of the
that,
Darkseer
yeah.
wall
Kung muna
illusions,
din,
the Clink's late game. Maybe Wyvern lands a curse, but this spell's not too reliable nowadays. I would like to see Mickey get involved in some of these early kills. If Liquid can set up the fights, and he can be the last man joining them, he should clean house.
Ame's got an interesting build. I know there's probably only 5 other Clinks players out there in the world that care about this, but there's been this weird, like, what do you build early on as Clinks? Do you build the Falcon Blade? Do you build a Soul Ring? Ame was a big proponent of the Soul Ring a couple months ago.
Oh, yeah.
He's actually
Oh, my
just
God.
got double Sage's Mask.
Yeah. I mean, Nisha လုံးလို့တော့မရဘူးနော်
Sage's Mask rush the Death
ဒါကရှေ့ကဒဲကနဲ့နော်ဝုံလိုက်ကျဲဟိုနီချာတော့ပြန်မောက်မောက်ရီထားပြီးနေမှာရ
Very much so.
ကပွဲရ7မိနစ်ကျွန်တော်တို့နော်နှစ်ကောင်နဲ့ပဲအာနီချာကိုမင်းမရတာနဲ့နှစ်ကောင်ပဲတော့ထွက်သေးတယ်ကျွန်တော် site lane နေရလို့
The most.
rotation တွေပါတယ်မှာညှိတဲ့ကိစ္စတွေဟာတွေကတော့မတွေ့ရသေးဘူးလုံးဝ
I don't mind this build up. Would like to also see him get involved in this game right when that Deso comes out. I don't like the Ame Clinks games where he gets Deso and he's just in the jungle for another 10 minutes.
Yeah. We've definitely seen Clinks' prioritize Aghanim Scepter, so it does feel like we're trying to utilize Clinks a bit more team fight. And there is so much team fight on Xtreme Gaming. Vacuum Echo Slam is going to be brutal.
ကဲအောက်မှာလည်းကျွန်တော်အားမြတာဝါတွေဘာတွေပြန်ချိုးနေတယ်ကလင်းနဲ့စောစီတော့ရပြီကောင်းအဲ့တော့ကျွန်တော်မချခင်ဒီဘက်ကအားမင်းအနေနဲ့ deck server ထက်ရဝိုင်းတော့
Don't even try and put up a
ဟော
fight.
ဒီဘက်ကကျွန်တော် extreme ကြီးရ object တွေဘာတွေများစလုံးလာသူတို့ကလင်းကိုတာဝါချိုးခိုင်းပြီးတော့
Strong enough to stay
ဒီကောင်လေးက drop ကကာလို့ရတယ်အများကြီးပဲ deck စီက shake က win တော့ wide ပဲ
off the map.
ဟောအဲ့တော့ကလင်းကတော့ကျွန်တော်အဲ့လိုတာဝါတွေဘာတွေပတ်ချိုးလို့တော့ရ
And especially since he's got a lot of unreliable gold as he almost has the Ring of Taras
ဘ
complete.
ကောင်လည်းခွဲနေနေတာဟိအောင်တင်းတင်းစီက deck ကသွားပြီးတော့
Concede a litlittle bit here. Make
ခု
sure
ဒီ
you
မ
get
ခွဲရ
that
ဘူး
extra
9မိနစ်တည်းက deck ကရတာ
Still
နော်ဒီ
just
ကောင်
looking at this net worth chart. Nisha's not getting a lot here, man. He can't stand mid. He's not getting a lot of the jungle priority.
Nisha,
no charges, and now he's getting hunted by Ame.
Which is awkward.
အမေရောအမေရောဖတ်မလို့ဟိုးဘက်မှာရန်ပြက်နေ
on the clockwork right now. Now he's surrounded by 3 heroes, but they've already used their stuns from the Earthshaker. So Ame's just like, again, like I've made a rotation, guys. I'm slowing down my Deso timing, but like no.
Oh yeah, Echo ပြီးခွဲသွားပြီနောက်မှာ Nisha ပြတ်တော့မပြောက်အောင်ဆိုရဲနောက်မှာတော့လည်းနေစင်းနေနေတော့တော့တော့လောရတယ်ဆိုရဲအနေထားမှာတော့ရှိတယ်ဒီဘက်မှာလည်းကျွန်တော်အားမေအော်တစ်ချက်စာလေးအောင်နော်ကျွန်တော် Xtreme တော့စပင်းတွေအကုန်လုံးချိန်နေကုန်ပြီးတော့ကီးလည်းမရဘူးကဲဒီမှာကျွန်တော် F1 လွတ်လောက်သေးတာအေကွန်ရှော့တော့လမ်းတော့ပြတ်တော့ပြစ်နေပြီပဲနောက်မှာရှားနေတယ်ရှီးတော့အားကုန်နေတော့အတင်းနဲ့တိုးနေပြီဟုတ်တယ်ရပြီအိုးရရအားမအဲ့ဒါတွေပြောတာအားမအဲ့လိုပြတဲ့တကွက်တွေတော့ရှိတယ် Oh,ကျွန်တော်ဒီမှာ race တောက်ရှုပ်စားလိုက်ရအားမ
about this one. We talked about these teams not being in the best form, but this is the worst that Xtreme has looked this tournament.
I don't know what that sequence
Yeah, no, မင်းကိုလာ join တာဒီကဟိုလာ join မိတော့
down the hill. I think there was a solid chance he died. There's no hook shot.
join မှုကြိုးတာတန်တော့မတန်ဘူး
Everyone's out of range and
မဒီအောင်တော့ mechanic ကို show လိုက်အောင်တော့9000ဖြစ်နေပြီမှာ carry ရမှာ1500လောက်သွားပြတ်ပြန်ဦးအားမတော်လက်ကြပါ
build for the game. He's maxing Fissure over the
အရင်တည်တာအားမ
kills the Ember there straight up if he has 3 points in the totem.
Oh yeah, that is very weird.
I don't like this build on the mid Ember at all, especially when you have Ion Shell for some extra magic damage anyway.
Hey,ဒီဘက်တော့လက်ကိုပဲကြိုက်
Like you're going to do so much damage.
ဒီဘက်နည်းနည်းလို့စိတ်ကောင်းနေတာဒီလားပြောရမယ်ဆို Xtreme မှာ
It's hard to deal with. So I think you just
ဒီ shake ကြောင့်မှကျွန်တော် key share ရပြီးအဲ့လိုမျိုးနော်မင်းမဆိုလည်းတာအောင်ဆော့တာ shake က
big recovery for Nisha.
ကဲတော့ကျွန်တော်မင်းတာဘောပါချိုးတော့ချိုးမယ်နော်အဲဟိုဒီတော့တိုးသွားတယ်တော့ boost ရ Nisha တက်တယ်ဟောင်းဒီဘက် Nisha တော့တက်လည်နေပြီ
are getting some coordination.
We'll see if
မခဲလေးကိုပဲအကူရတော့မယ်လက်ကွက်ထည့်ထားပါတယ်နော် Nisha ကိုယုံပါတယ်ဆိုတော့ Nisha ကျုံးခံရကြပဲထောက်လျှောက်ကြီး
great fight for Mickey. That's the exact type of thing I
ဟိုကျွန်တော်9000လေနော်နောက်ပေါ်လည်းတော်နေ
joining the tail end of these exchanges and just triple raise someone to death. Big gold injection for him. He's still running away with this game right now. In prime.
ဟိုချာမိတယ်လက်ပြောလို့တော့မရသေးပါဘူးဘာမှမဖြစ်နိုင်ပါလား
All right, let's talk about Centaur. Centaur, what is this hero now? Because Ace, who is a very big Centaur player, he is starting to go this build where he just rushes hard. Is this hero no longer an initiator? Is it just like an off-lane farmer? Are we going to see 33 playing? I feel like this is.
ဟုတ်တယ်အရင်အားမမဟုတ်တော့ဘူးအားမတော်တော်ကြောက်
This is the farming scaling Centaur build. If you want to have impact after 40 minutes, this is what you do. You're going to farm the fastest. You're going to be super high net worth. You're going to be a presence in the map. It's honestly not too bad in the team fights either. Makes your spells do a little more damage whenever you get that shard. You feel really good about scaling up as well.
တော့ Nisha စပရစ်ဖက်တဲ့တိုင်းမှာတော်တော်လုံးကြောက်ပါ
You just stampede in.
အပေါ်မှာဒီဘက်က miss တွေကလည်းကောင်းသလားလို့အဲ့မှာဟိုစပင်းဆောင်များဘာညာတော့ဟိုဟာထက်ဆိုင်စပရစ်ဖက်တဲ့ကျတော့တိုင်းမနောက်ကြောက်အောင် damage ကအရင်မထွက်တော့
Scale per level.
ကဲအဲ့တော့ကျွန်တော်ဒီဘက်မှာ Gemini Coin နေတော့3 mass မို့ဟိုအစင်ပြေဖို့တော့မျောလေးတယ်ဟိုဘက်မှာ Xtreme ကနောက် 1k မှာပြည့်နေပြီဆိုတော့
Has a bad.
ဟောဒီတော့ဗတ်တွေပိုင်းတက်ကြပြီးတော့အဲ့လို Nisha ကြီးရှောင်းသွားမယ်လို့ Nisha စပူရာနောက်လောက်ပဲကျန်တော့မှာဒီကောင်
Look at how farm he is. You can't complain about that.
No, I certainly can't. Because Nisha may not be having the best game. He is way behind in net worth compared to all the cores in the game.
ကဲဒီဘက်မှာလည်းတော့မပေးလုံးတော့စမုတ်ကိုကြီးပဲ
And I think Nisha, no doubt he understands that. He has to play with his 2 supports and try and make
အေးလို့ကိုထဲလိုက်တာဟိုတယောက်စီကျန်းတာတော့မဟုတ် MI Nisha ကြီးနေကွာ
And
တခွန်း
I mean, probably eventually if they're able to free farm like this, right?
Not sure the scale is that much better, if at all. Wyvern Darkseer is going to scale really well in this game against the SF.
I mean, I guess I'm just thinking, isn't the 1-2 punch of Centaur SF? We've seen this so many times. The cart SF. I feel like that's one of the most indomitable tools in the meta.
စပရစ်ဖက်တဲ့ပါပါလာပြီ
Sounds like here's the shaker.
အပွိုင်းနော်နောက်မှာတော့ Mikhail အိုးရ raise တော့လွဲသွားတာမရပါနဲ့
way out of there, but unfortunately does not get up to the
fire
ground.
ram
Finally,
yeah.
the hits come in to finish the kill. Now is Liquid able to?
ဟိုရတကယ်အေးတာကွာနော်16မိနစ်တော့တန်းဟိုမိနစ်20တော့တန်းကြီးပြေးပါမလားမသိဘူး
No doubt they would defend their mid tower if a push came their way. So yeah.
တော့ဟိုချိုင်းတော့တကောင်လုံးပါညာရဲနော် pick off လုပ်ပြီးတော့မချတော့
Forcing fights into XG if they're set up, because you're going to get wombo comboed on the return. and it's going to be quite nasty here. If you get cursed, if you get vacuumed into any of the shaker spells, the fight is pretty much over.
ဒီထဲသားလို့များလားတဲ့ဖြစ်တော့ဖြစ်နိုင်တယ်ဒီနေ့တော့ဆိုနီရှာ MI နေမှာဟိုထဲထိုင်တော့
As an initiator and counter initiator, super important here. He needs to get in there and disrupt the combo from XG. That means either, you know, finding shaker at the start of the fight or just jumping in, placing a cogs, which makes it hard to get this nice vacuum echo combo going.
Ace ကတော့ဒီဘက်မဆိုးပါဘူးเนาะဒီမှာ head တွေပိုင်းတော့တနာပဲဒီကော
Incredibly annoying hero to play into for these big team fight lineups.
ဟို shot ကောင်းလိုက်တာကွာ2 main shaker ပါတစ်လဲသွားပြီอ่ะဟုတ်တယ်ရောင်ကြီးအော်တူဖူးနောက်ဆုံး short ပြီမယ်တကယ်တန်သွားပြီရောင်ကြီးတစ်ခွတ်တော့တာ
to Requiem from so far away to chain the stuns there. And then staffed himself forward to get in range of the
အော်ဘယ်ကျုံးလဲလွယ်Ace ကနော်တောက်ချောက်ဒီပြန်တော့ပတ်တော့ပတ်နေတာဒီကချိန်ကိုင်းမိသွားတော့ဆိုးတယ်ဘာမှမလုပ်လိုက်ရ
And that gives him an excuse to go farm some more.
Exactly. Put that heart to use.
Yeah.
ဟောဒီမှာအားမရလဲကျတော့ Orchid တွေပါဖန်နေတယ်အဲ့ကလေးကို Orchid ဆိုတော့လေနည်းနည်းတော့ဆန်းတယ်ဒီကောင်ဒီရှောင်းဘယ်တော့မုန်းနေလဲမသိဘူး
3-man hook shot.
Yeah, you don't see that very often.
Pretty nasty stuff. And you already have 4-staff Kayayashi on Mikke. He's ready to join these fights and get.
ဟောဒီမှာ Orchid ကြောက်တဲ့ကောင်ဆိုလို့လေနီရှာပဲရှိတယ်
for the Ember Spirit. That is the story here, right?
အားမရပါစင်နေ Orchid သွားမှာစောစီ
gold, more vessel charges.
တော့ Dragon Lance တွေပါတယ်မသွားတော့ဘူးเนาะ Daxo ရဲ့ Orchid ကြီးအဲ့လိုဆောင်းတော့တိုက်လို့ကောင်းမှာ damage လည်းများတယ်တော့အားမစင်းထားတဲ့ပုံစံ
That sets all of that up, gives Boxy full information.
And they're going straight back to it. Should be another kill on XXS unless he can make something.
Nice little teleport, get him inside the cogs. And
ကောင်းတယ်ဘောင်းတောက်လျှောက်ဒီလိုက်နိုင်ဒါပြီ
Got his little centaur too.
Yeah, that's right, an extra 100 gold.
Clockwork is going to be an issue in this game for Xtreme. I feel like Zero's an issue every game, but
ဒီကိန်းလေးဒီပွဲကတော့ liquid ပဲကြိုက်ပါ
cores do not react well to getting hook shot battery.
ဒါပေမဲ့ liquid ရဲ့ကောင်းတဲ့ချက်က late game ပေါ့ဒီကောင်လေ mid game မှာတော့ပုံမိုက်သွားတော့ Santon Shero ပင်ရောဟဲ့
These heroes don't really
လို့တောင်းဝါတွေပါတွေဆောင်းချိုးလို့ကောင်းတယ်ကောင်တော့ပြီးတော့နောက်ပိုင်း Santon တွေကလည်းတည်ရတယ်ဟတ်နေဆိုတော့ဟော AC
even if you're stuck in cogs,
Oh, I told her,
like it debilitates a lot of your team fight coordination as well.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I will say, I think the upside for them is that while that does debilitate them and everything, I think if they just kill the SF on the initiation,
တယ်မခဲတော့ဖတ်တယ်
all
နော်
that muck afterwards doesn't really matter too much.
I don't
How
think
do you
you're
game
ever
my
able to
tail?
initiate on him in this game. The only time you're going to see Mikke as a first point of contact in the fight is if he has Aegis.
Right.
In which case, he's kind of annoying to kill because you're going to have to commit some of your big AoE spells on a single target. That never feels that great. Maybe you can burst him down with the Clinks if he gets enough overwhelming damage, but that's a long way away. Clinks does scale very hard, but he kind of needs to get over the mid-game hump. At that point, I think the fight will be
Speaking of
easier, but
anime,
for
di
now,
ba
it's
ma,
just
Xtreme
like-
ကတော့
And
နော်
SF
smoke
is
တော့သုံး
a
လိုက်
big problem. Already Hurricane Pipe.
ကဲ Santon ကြီးနဲ့တွေ့ရင်တော့ပြောဖို့မကောင်းဘူးရောင်ကြီးလောက်ရမှာ
Be huge in this
နော်
game.
ဟုတ်တယ်
Not fine to get their smoke breaks, and Xtreme Gaming do not catch Ace,
do we
which
like?
would have been a tough hero to get anyway. This was also a play call that they made where they were pulling Ame across the map to join them, because he still doesn't have any Deso charges yet.
Very slow game for this item in particular. He needs something to get it going here.
Again, the double Sobi
အော်
supposed
ဘော
to
က်
be
စီ
to get a faster
မလေး
Deso.
ဒီယောက်ကြားလေးတော့ပြေးတူနေတာနော် room မပေးချင်တော့ကဲ
There's a charge.
He finally gets a charge.
ကျွန်တော်လည်းမစီးနေ
He
တော့
will
ပြီးတော့ရတ
sacrifice
ယ်အဲ့
himself
တော့
to deny that illusion rune. I don't know.
ဘာလို့မ
I don't think
Rochian
Illusion Rune is
Force
that important, but
He denied it.
you know, he got him.
တကယ် Rochian Force မို့လားအရင်စောသေးတယ်နော်မိနစ်20ပဲရှိတယ်
As Roche coming top, XG probably just going to force the objective. Having issues getting the team fight they want, well, make Liquid come into you.
Well,
ဒီ
this
က
is
လင်း
gonna
အ
be
ကိုလေးနဲ့
still-
ကျွန်တော် Daxo ဘာညာပါတယ်ဆိုတော့ Rochian တော့လောက်ကြည့်မှာဒါပေမဲ့ကိုမြင်တော့အန်ဒီရရမ်းများတယ်တော်တော်စောသေးတယ်
Who goes in?
ကဲ liquid ကျွန်တော်အချိန်မီလေးများပြေးသွားလိုက်မလားနော်ဒီဘက်မှာ ace
He's just not that much of a.
ဘိတ်လို့ရဟုတ်တယ်လုံးလို့ကမလွယ်ဘူးကွာအရင်စောသေးတယ်
Ignore him a
ကဲ
little
တော့ကျွန်တော် Xtreme နေနဲ့ဒီဘက်မှာအားမဥဆောင်ပြီးတော့ချားဖို့ကြိုးစားတယ်ဒါပေမဲ့ ace နဲ့ဖြစ်နေတဲ့ Santon
Kill Centaur.
တက်လောက်လာဒီဘက်မှာထောက်ချောက်ရှိတ်က damage baby Echo Slam နဲ့မှာတွဲလိုက်တဲ့နောက်မှာ ace ပြတ်သွားပြီဟောင်းရင်
Tofu does
So,
not
Booba,
get
like,
enough
where up here,
onto Mikke. So good read
Oh,
from Xtreme
yeah,
Gaming,
no.
trusting that they had enough to
I'll
be able to
make that
kill
back,
that
eh?
big tanky offlaner, and now the opening to take Roshan.
ကျွန်တော်ဒီဖြတ်ရဲတယ်နော် Santon ကိုဝိုင်းဖြတ်တာခဏပဲ
It was a heads up medallion by Ame, so you're melting, 6 armor off the Deso, another 4, or no, 7, no 4, sorry. So
ခင်းဝဲကွာ liquid ထဲမှာထည့်ထားအေးဒီမှာ
turning all the physical into pure
Bouncy,
damage
bouncy.
before he has Shivas or anything
ဟိုး
else.
ကြိုးစားရတယ်မလွယ်ဘူးရမင်းဒီဘက်မှာ F point လည်းရှိ
He's
တယ်
really trying for a hook shot steal. It's not going to happen. Nisha, no.
အားမအေးသေးဆိုရပြီ
Just has to
Build a
watch.
heart, but not build like even just a basic plate mail afterwards. He went for the blink dagger.
Oh, he's eyeing the plate mail now.
Yeah, of course. He's going to go the armor eventually. I'm saying,
But
what do you think
don't
about
know,
going for the
can I?
blink dagger in the first place? It feels awkward.
Mixed.
ဒီအာမအေးအာမနာနေတော့မှဒက်ဆိုနဲ့ပြစ်လိုက်တော့
into a team
အောင်
fight.
ဆန်တော့မခံနိုင်ဘူး
Enable the SF and then get Roche yourself. I think that was probably the game plan here for Liquid. They just got caught off guard and beat to the punch. Maybe underestimating the timings here for the Clinks relative to the SF. He's not that far behind. It's not as if Ame has had a slow farm game. He just hadn't found that many kills around the map.
Well, now Ame can be super aggressive.
Nice,
with it.
nice,
Just
okay,
gonna
ne.
work it.
အော်ရပြီဒီမှာအမေရရဲနောက်မဆန်
Nice
3
and easy.
These types of
And,
kills.
အာနော်အာမီကတော့ကျွန်တော်တို့
Gain so much momentum.
Orchid Deck ဆိုနေတော့ light night ပြီး Dragon Land အဲ့တော့အာမီနဲ့ဒီဘက်ကကျွန်တော် Mechanic တော့အရင်မကွာတော့ဘူးเนาะခုနကျွန်တော် Double K ရောပြီးတော့ Russian တွေဘာတွေပါထည့်ရလိုက်တဲ့နောက်ပါ
sweeter, though, if he
အာမီနောင်ကလည်းတော်တော်ပြန်များသွားပြီကဲတော့ Agent အားကိုနဲ့ကျွန်တော်ခုနပြောလို့ပေါ့လေ
Orchid, Nisha's
ဟို
gonna
တသိန်းလုံးကစောင်းတောင်ကချိုးလို့ကောင်းတယ်ပြီးတော့ Xtreme ကျတော့လေဒီကောင်ကြီးအထောက်ကြီးအများကြီးပဲအဲ့တော့ဟို clean ကိုပြောတဲ့ carry ဆိုပေမဲ့နောက်မှထောက်ပြီးလို့ရတယ်အေး Shield ရုံနဲ့ဒါကခုံသွားဟူရှော့
They almost
Now,
got
connect
to
up, hit up
shoot
him,
the
then
time
we'll
that
see.
they did. He would have died there.
That was a little spooky.
ဟောအာမီ Agent စီအားဝါပြီးရရတယ်ကောင်တွေးကြောနေတာနော်ခုနလည်းကြာအခုလည်းပေါ်လန်းနေချိုးဖို့လို့ဒီမှာအရင်မဖမ်းတော့ဘူး objective တွေလိုက်လုပ်ပေးနေတယ်
For
တဲ့
the
ရော
tier 2 push top.
ကဲတော့တီတူတော့အစောကြီးထပ်တော့ပေးရမယ်အဲ့တော့ Xtreme ဒီပွဲကောင်းတဲ့ချက်ကတော့သူတို့ objective တွေအစောကြီးတွေရတယ် Russian ရော
Is probably gonna
နော်အခုဆိုတီတူလည်းဒါတော်တော်ကြီးရမလို့လောက်ဖြစ်သွားပြီးတော့
actually back off.
အဲ့တော့မှကျွန်တော် Tormentor တွေပါယူအောင်မလား
Extremely conservative on these objective plays.
What, go for an
ဟုတ်တယ် Xtreme objective တွေလိုက်လုပ်နေပြီဒီကောင်
Gate to Tormentor.
Yeah, I guess so.
ရှုံးထွက်
Safer objective.
ပွဲရ
Yeah, get them to go top, and then you know that
No
Tormentor
chance.
is free to take, especially since there's no off-lane tier 1.
They have 2 shards already, so should
ဒီပွဲပြင်တော့မှတပွဲတော့ရှိအောင်မယ်ကျွန်တော်10ခွဲရတယ်10ခွဲလား9နိုင်လားမသိ
Yeah, that one's
you do
not
get the,
amazing.
you get the cooldown though. Kind of nice.
Well, how much are you using Cold Embrace in this game?
It's not the worst cold embrace game, I will say.
It's also not the best.
No, but I think it's very hard to get a
It's
game
no
where
good
you
tap.
look at the spell and it's free to use
Sure.
nowadays. Like this is honestly as you can maybe block some of the physical damage coming out from this SF. It's okay against Centaur and if you're just stalling, but yeah, pretty mediocre.
Yeah, I feel like as the game goes on, Center's like, oh, that's a hero with my shard. I just double edge over and over
Usually
again.
what happens.
And I'm going to build a whole lot of strength off of it.
ကဲတော့ဒီဘက်မှာ smoke နဲ့ရောက်ရင်နည်းနည်းလေးချပေးပါအောင်လို့เนาะဒီကောင်လေးနှစ်သိန်းကစောင်းဝငိန်နေတာ
Liquid's gonna
ကဲဒါပေမဲ့ Aces ကလည်းဒီဘက်ကကျွန်တော်အားမေလက်ထဲမှာချန်နေသေးတာဆို
Does
တော့เนาะ
give them,
Liquid
clearance
ဒီဘက်က Mechanic BKB အားကိုလေးနဲ့တော့ sign တော့ sign ကြည့်မယ်
extra life may not be enough
The
to
Piat.
test and amp damage.
They do have the BKB on Mickey. That's a big timing here.
Yeah.
Not a lot of BKB control for Xtreme Gaming, and it's a huge item in this SF Dark
အမေเนาะဒီဘက်က Xtreme အနေနဲ့
Extreme see very well.
အော်ကောင်းလိုက်တဲ့ဟူရှော့ကွာဒီဘက်မှာ Win နဲ့ Wyvern ပြီးတော့မိပေမဲ့အော်တောက်ချောင်းတော့ Win နဲ့ကားစီနဲ့ full man တော့ပြန်ပြီးတော့ထိမ့်ပေးထားတယ်အားမေပြဖို့တော့ချိုးစားနေပြီ Aces အားကိုနဲ့ဆိုရဲနောက်မှာနောက်ကိုတိုးဝင်လာတဲ့ boxy အနေနဲ့တော့ရှော့ဖို့တော့များသွားပြီ shake က Ancient တုံတယ်နဲ့တော့ရသွားပြီးတော့ပဲကဲရှင်းပါလေ clean နောက်တစ်သက်ကိုတော့ record တော့ soul နေတော့ Mikhail ဖြတ်တော့ဖြတ်ပေးလိုက်ပြီမယ်ကျွန်တော်နည်းနည်းလေးပြန်ပတ်မှရတော့မယ် Mikhail သွားပြီ BKB ကလည်းမရှိဘူးဆိုတော့ Ace ကောင်းဆုံးကယ်ပေးလိုက်ပြီးတော့ပဲ okay အဲ့တော့မဆက်တော့ဟုတ်တယ်အားကိုကြီးနဲ့တော့အားမမရှိရင်တော့တော်တော်တောက်နေသေးတယ် Ace ကတော့ဒီ spray လောက်ကတော့တိတ်မနာခြင်း
back up in a
Send all,
play.
yeah.
So he was toying with seeing maybe he could join his team again, but nah. They call
ခု
it
ပြေးချင်းတော့
quits
နဲ့
here.
တော့နဲ့နေတယ်ရောက်ရင်
Ace gets out, though.
အော်
Ace
ဝိုင်းဖြတ်ပြီး
took
Echo
on
Slam
Ace to get the Echo Slam to
နောက်
finish
ဆုံး
him off, and Mickey almost died in the back lines
That's
there.
what
They hit him with
you
the Fisher,
want.
hit him with the Echo, and fly!
တော်သေးတယ်ကောင်းလိုက်တာကွာ Mikhail
Heads up.
ရှောင်းသွားတယ်အမေ liquid တကောင်ချင်းစီတွေဖြစ်နေတယ်ဟိုဘက်မှာလည်းအေးရှော့ပြီ
These low health heroes, well,
The fool.
nothing is- okay, yeah, he just
ပြောက်သွားပြီ
killed
နီရှားလည်းမလွယ်ဘူးကွာ liquid ကဆေးထိုးသွားပြီတကောင်ချင်းစီတွေ
all
နဲ့
these low health supports, but big bad, nothing to say. Is
No,
trying to finish
Michelle
off
ပြန်
Game's
ရှော့မ
hand.
တန်ဘူးကွာ
Gets the job done. Who cares if X
အကုန်ရှော့ပြီ
dies? Now they grab yet another hero. Boxy pulled back
အကုန်ရှော့ပါပြီလို့ trap back ကြီး တော့ဘာမှကွာ liquid ရဲ့
They lost both supports twice. Because that fight gets extended so long.
အကုန်လုံးကတော့ရှုပ်ကုန်ပြီဟဲ့
Ame doing effectively nothing. Like he deals some damage here at the start of the fight, but he didn't get anything done with the 2 lives. Just
liquid နည်းနည်းလောတာလည်းပါတယ်နော်ကျွန်တော်တို့မမအေးတော့ဆောင်းလိုက်တော့
if you don't kill
ဘု
Hoodwink,
လားပါရနိုင်လောက်တယ်အမေအားမေကိုနှစ်ခေါက်တက်လိုက်ရတာကြီးအချိန်နေကုန်သွားတာမှာ
that's the game.
နော်ဒီဘက်မှာကျွန်တော်တို့ခုချက်ကောင်းတယ်ဆိုမြဝင်းနဲ့ကားကလည်း4 man
Foxy, he's gonna run down.
3 man ပိုင်းထိန်းလာပြီးတော့အားမေ ages နဲ့ကလည်းကျွန်တော် liquid ကနှစ်ခါတက်နေရတော့မပြီးတော့ဘူးနားမှာ
Going on to Liquid in this curse. It's a team fight setup spell in this game. Couldn't utilize it at the end.
And he
For
Liquid.
how good it looked. Liquid still pay a big price though. Nikkei takes a lot of damage here. You lose the supports. You have to reset.
I mean, imagine
အဲ့ဒါတော့တကယ်
making
ကောင်းတယ်
of
ကွာ
that.
Ooh, I mean, that's what, a 7 for 1 if he dies there?
Yeah, exactly.
Still ends up being effectively a 6 for 1. Pretty brutal for Liquid. Showing you the power of Shaker in this game. He's really...
ဒီကနေ့ဒီဝဲအရင်တော့မကွာဘူးဒါပေမဲ့ကိုက liquid တော့နည်းနည်းကြိုက်တယ်ဒါပေမဲ့အရင်မကွာ
Totem hits. I mean, Ember Spirit
ကိုရတော့
doesn't really match that damage right now. And nothing to say is well on his way to a refresher off of that.
This is where I love the
ကဲနမောတော့ 6k နော်နည်းနည်းတော့သိတာပါ
synergy
နောက်
for
ပဲ
XG.
ပြီး
Like, I think heroes like Hoodwink and Shaker just work super well together.
Oh, what up?
ကဲအပွိုင်တော့ပြန်ရတော်လေးရော
So fine. Well, let's also see if Ace can continue to find some team net worth here in terms of like a Crimson or Pipe or something.
What do you think he's going with this plate now? Is it Shiva's? Is it a good Lotus game?
It's either Lotus or Shiva's, and Lotus is not doing anything for a year.
Yeah, it's not. So gotta
It might just be a casual one for now. I could see him going into a Pipe or Crimson before he finishes his plate mail into anything.
Okay.
ကဲနီရှာလေး BKB ဟုတ်တယ်နီရှာတော် item နေကွာကဲနော် BKB ကတော့လူတယ်ဘာက spread အားများ
too early. Isn't there really only one hero you're looking to keep alive in this fight, and that's the SF?
I don't like the Ags as much as Pipe. I think Pipe is better here against XG's team fight,
Okay.
especially in this mid game.
And they do have some plenty of AoE stun, so it's not going to be the easiest to get in there to save the SF. Chances of you getting hit by a Fisher, Echo Slam, Vacuum, Bushwhack, Winter's Curse, like the list goes on.
It's tough. I also think you have to rely on Mikkei's BKB a little bit in this game. Like, he has to be able to get in there, hit in this BKB, use it while other stuff is happening, other heroes are getting disabled or controlled by the clockwork.
နော်ဝိသောတာပစ်ကြီးကလည်းဒီဘက်အလုံးမဖြစ်တာလည်းပါတယ်ကွာမမှန်ကွာနော်ခုနကပြောဆိုင်လန်စာတွေပါကျုံးတော့ဒီစပေးကြီး
He's not going to do that. There's no way. This is not.
ဆန်တော့ရဲ့ MR ဝင်တော့ကဆိုင်လန်စာအုပ်လိုက်
This is
ပြီး
not
ပြီ
the game for it in my mind.
He bought out the Reaver. He's doing it. He's doing it. So Ace is the originator of this build. Shout out to Knoxville for this one. Apparently, he is the person to do this build the most. He was also the first person to do it all the way back in 2014.
You are very tanky. There's no denying that. What's better than 1 heart? 2 hearts, I guess.
ဟိုမလိုက်နဲ့တရားဘူးရအေးလို့အေးမမခဲနဲ့တွေ့တော့မယ်
Okay.
မြင်တော့မြင်သွားပြီနောက်မှ
Gets
ကျွန်
rid
တော်
of
တို့
the
နော်
force staff initially.
ဒါနဲ့လူစိမ်းအနေနဲ့ဒီဘွဲကတော့ဆိုင်တော့ရတော့ရအေးဒီမှာဟူရှော့ကျွန်တော်ဘောက်စီလိုက်အစားတွေဆွဲနေမယ်မလွယ်ဘူးရောက်ရင်ချိန်နေရတော့ကျွန်တော်နောက်မှအကုန်လုံးတော့ Xtreme တွေနဲ့ပြန်ပတ်ဖို့တော့ကြိုးစားနေပြီးတော့ဟိုကမှ Ember ဘာလို့မလဲနှစ်သိန်းတော့လုံမလို့လေးနဲ့နော်ကျွန်တော်တကယ်အထဲတော့ဘယ်သူမှထပ်မဝင်ရဟာရဘာလို့စန်တော့ဟတ်နှလုံးကွာ Ace က
You want to find the XG backline.
ရှင်မာတော့မယ်ဆိုတော့ကိစ္စဗျာကျွန်တော်မစင်းစားတော့
Too far away from your damage to do it. You can end
Hắt
up
là
in
lâu.
situations where
Nó túi ra rồi, ngó đâu là kiểu ngon mà thế này.
trying
Ý
to
đâu
take
ngó là ngó
advantage
rồi
of
đó.
the backline jump just gets comboed or killed by Clinks.
Speaking of the Clinks, with his shard, soon to be level 20, and a Daedalus on the way.
Scaling.
A lot of damage.
Starting to become a massive
အဲ့
threat.
မှာ official မအဲ့ဘောကိုရီးယားဆုံးတဲ့လူများတာအဓိက mobile လေးကျန်
They don't have a. I guess you have a Ghost Scepter on Tofu. That's about it though. Worried for Boxy going into these fights. You might find that hook shot and then just get instantly.
ကဲ Russian နော် Russian ဘာလေးတော့ပြန်တော့ကြည့်တော့ကြည့်ရ
Also gonna buy a Ghost Scepter.
Need it here. We'll see if Ame goes for the nullifier, or if he just doesn't care and tries to take down some bigger targets.
Well, I guess I'm just like double heart. You go in, don't Xtreme talk about this and just say whatever you do, don't go on the Centaur.
They can, yeah.
Right? Like,
Are scanning.
we'll say if they do hit the Centaur, it is a lot of damage they're taking from Retaliate. That is for sure.
Well, he
Takes
can get
Retaliate
broken.
talent. That's
ကဲ
true.
နှစ်သိန်းလုံးက Roshan နာမှာပဲကားလုံးနေပြီ
Another reason I like it a little less here.
ဘတ်တယ်ဆိုတော့ Xtreme hero တွေကတော့ပုံမိုက်တယ်နော်တကယ် Roshan ဘတ်တယ်လိုဟာမျိုးကြတော့
complete out this build, right? Where he gets the shard, maybe gets Shivas.
It can become oppressive. It's basically.
ကဲအဲ့နှလုံးကိစ္စကြီးတွေး9000နာတော့ကောက်သွားပြီ
And he starts getting 4.
အဲ့တော့ဆန်တော့တည့်ရမလားဒီကောင်မချင်တဲ့လို့လည်းပါမယ် Ace က
If he gets controlled, or the
ဟက်တလုံးနဲ့ကတိတ်မမာခြင်းတယ်လို့ဖြစ်နေတော့ဟက်နှလုံးသွားပလိုက်တွေး9000ပြီပါ
gamble in a game like this.
Smoke in from Liquid.
It's so
Trying
tough
to take
to run in
a
here.
fight off of Roche.
အဲ့ဒီမျိုးဆေးရတော့စားတော့တွေ့သွားပြီဟောဟူရှော့ဆန်တော့အော်နောက်မှာ force နဲ့ Kevin vacuum 3 man ရက်ကွက်တော်တော်ဒစ်လဲသွားပြီဟောနောက်မှာလည်းကျွန်တော် down shot Emma ဒီနေ့တော့ကျွန်တော် win on white ပြီးတော့ထိန်းနေဆိုပေမဲ့ Echo Slayer တော့ miss သွားခဲ့တယ်ဆိုပေမဲ့နောက်မှာ Ancient တုံးတယ်ရှာပြတ်သွားပြီဟော win on white တော့ရလိုက်တယ်ဆိုပေမဲ့နောက်က shake ကပြေးထိန်းတာနဲ့
Running.
အော်သွားပြီက Roshan မှာတပ်ပြီးအောင်မကင်းကပြစ်တဲ့စီမရသွားဘူး
Gonna be an easy fight.
တော့ vacuum wall နဲ့ပဲဒီကောင်ဒစ်လဲပါ
Going into
အေးကလွယ်တော့မလွယ်တော့ဘူးကွာဒီဝက်လက်ကွက်က
close as possible.
တော့ကျွန်တော်ပြရတယ်ကျွန်တော်အဲ့ that CI နဲ့ကောက်တာထားသေးတယ်။အိုးရောက်ပြေးတက်သွားတယ်ကောင်းတယ်။ BKB ရတယ်ရောက်ရင်ဒါမဲ့နောက်မှာ Mikhail ဟုတ်တယ် what the fuck ကောင်းသွားပြီရောက်ရင်ဒါမဲ့အော်မီလီကတော့ပြန်တော့ရှော့သွားသေးတယ်နော်။တော့ net တူစေးအမားနဲ့ရောက်ရင်လက်ကွက်တော့မျောလေးကြတော့ပြောင်းသွားပြီ Roshan ဘက်ကပြန်ယူလို့ရပြီ
Definitely
net တူစေးမှာတခွက်ပြ
in that situation. What a play from Mickey.
ဟိုကြီးမလို့အပြစ်တက်သွား Roshan ယူလိုက်ပြီးနေ
He
ပြီ
just wanted to scout the high ground to stop any sort of contest coming through.
I guess so.
ရောက်ရင်ပုံမှန်ဆိုနောက်တော့10 kg လောက်ပြတ်ပြီနော်အဲ့ Roshan ယူလိုက်ရင်နောက်တော့7 kg နဲ့နော်
SF.
အဲ့ agent အားမဲ့ပြီးလုံးဝဖိရမှာ Xtreme အမှန်မှန်ဆိုရင်
Perfect for Mickey outside of the
အော်
awkward way to finish. Nothing to say. Had to commit the 4-snap BKB down to low ground, then misses a shot on FY.
အော်မပြန်သေးပါတော်တော်မတန်ဘူးကွာ Xtreme တို့
And it works.
Might get them Roche here. Ace is chunking it down right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it myself.
တတ်တော်ရောက်ရင် Roshan ကြီးကထပ်ပေးလိုက်ရမှာအားလကွာအဲ့ဒါတော်တော်မားတာနည်းနည်းဆိုနော်ဘော Roshan area ထဲမှာနေလိုက်ပြီးပြီကုန်တကောင်းနဲ့ထိတာပါ
Roshan without the shadow feed.
The wall's back
တော့
up.
နီရှာ agent ယူဖို့တော့ဒီဘက်မှာတကယ်ကြိုးစားနေတယ်စန်တော့နောက်မှလည်း vacuum wall တွေနဲ့တော့တောက်တောက်ထိန်းတော့ထိန်းထားတယ်ရောက်ရင် agent ကိုနီရှာနီယာတော့ယူပေးလိုက်ပြီးတော့ပဲအဲ့နောက်မှာ Daxia လူကိုချိုးသွားတယ်ဆိုပြီးမရတော့ဘူးအဲ့စိတ်သက်ရှော့သွားပြီဒီဘက်မှာလည်း net တူစင်းနေနေရတော့ BKB ရှိပါသေးတယ်အဲ့တော့ကျွန်တော် challenge ခဲ့တဲ့ FY ဝယ်နီရှာ CR chain နေနေပဲဟုတ်တယ်ရောက်ရင် net တူစင်းတော့ပြတာ liquid ပြန်မှသားတယ်လို့ပြောသွားပြီ net တူစင်းကြီးလည်းရှော့မယ်တယ်နီရှာ agent နဲ့မတန်ဘူး Win a cast. Nè lên tiền bắt lại mà là thì mà cho em mà cú chuyện gì rồi mấy cái rồi nó lá nó mới đi rồi mà mẹ nó rồi tiền phê quá mày hết là tiền ra mà nó mua tiền phê thôi
Liquid making something out of nothing there. That should have been Roshan going XG's way, putting an Aegis on this Clinks. That is a Aegis that can potentially go high ground. And now you're left wondering like, what the hell just happened in this fight? How did it go so wrong? And now this Centaur build, it's coming alive a little bit.
I know I know tôi bao lâu đồng nhà over 1 minute cả chắc thiểu mà là có 6,000 chửi tôi à
shard is like kind of awkward, but now every item after this is going to be heavy.
Tôi nhớ em đi về
The shard is incredibly good. Now when he gets overwhelming blink, it's a nuke that is going off.
Oh, he scales. He absolutely scales.
Kêu và giá của đồng nhà vào bị cú chuyện này
It's one of those things.
Cậu nha fight man fight thì em nhà vào
If you lose Roshan,
đấy hòa xem nó thì con sắp đấu đến lâu thì đồng cánh mà biểu thế này
you took Aegis away from
Đúng
him.
như
Actually,
một
you
sang
have
ám đến lâu thì mà biểu ra với mẹ
scale up here.
Không nhận là chắc em biết con mổ điểm là ông này chính là châu nào rồi đó
Rough patch.
Kỹ thì là và đây là con con sẽ còn thuật
I mean, that's one of the things. Clinks doesn't very naturally.
thì với tròn đam nhớ một con này mà Xtreme tròn này nó mà bao giờ ám thì agent này rồi qua bắt chú đi mà bám mà lại lâu luôn mèo đang qua tròn béo quá mà
Not gonna feel good. He's trying to build up a beat.
sen nó ấy chắc cả rồi level 2 à là puna lắm ở đây
Definitely needs at least another.
không để anh này tất cả là mình được bây giờ phải lấy sai mi qua vì nó
damage here, your Hame.
đó là nhiều phía đâu
Wyvern can only bail you out of so much.
Nothing to say. Didn't go the refresher. He got an Octarine for just more spam of these spells, but now he will try and build the refresher. I mean, there's still, no matter how far ahead Liquid gets, though, and they're obviously only just now getting a net worth lead, very small one. Xtreme Gaming pretty much always have the potential to put him in the dirt.
ဒီဘက်ကြောင်းမှာတီတူးတွေတော့မကြိုးသေးဘူးတကောင်မှ
First to 25 in this game, that is a beast of a talent there with the Shadow Rays applies
ကဲ
attack
ဘောက်စီ
damage.
ဒီဘက်မှာပြီးတော့
He's
တက်
gonna
တော့
do
တက်လာရ
so
ရ
much DPS in the fight. If Liquid can set it up for him.
Nice pick off here. Xtreme Gaming
Yeah,
setting up on high grounds. Boxy trying to clear the way. And now with the numbers advantage, they push out. Boxy has been a huge hindrance to their initiation, to their team fight. So him being out of the
ကဲ
equation
စားရ
is
တော့ဆွဲမယ်ရ
actually
ဘောက်စီ
pretty big.
မရှိတော့လေ
They'll get the additional kill on Tofu.
ကဲဒိုဖူးပါထပ်
Another
တော့ပေး
minor
လိုက်ရ
after down, but Liquid still up with all their cores.
ဘာအားမရ Deathless ကြည့်တော့ပါလာပြီဒီကောင်
Yes. Where one go, all go.
ဒီပွဲက quality ပွဲတော့ဖြစ်သွားပြီကွာနော်သူနိုင်မယ်ဆိုတော့ပြောရတော့ခတ်တော့ခတ်
You know, I hate to say it, Austin, but
I don't think you do, but go ahead.
ဟိုရတကယ်မြ
I really hate it. You don't know what I'm saying. I really hate it, but I think this clockwork needs shard right now. If there were ever a
He
game for
needs
it,
jetpack.
I think this is the jetpack game because I think you just have to be as disruptive as possible. right?
Absolutely.
Being able to like blink in cogs, fly away quickly, reset, get another round of disruptive spells off.
It
Gives your
almost sounds
core so
like
much
it's
time.
not one of the worst shards in the game.
I'm
It's a
being
must
convinced.
grab.
I'm being convinced.
Yeah.
You know what convinced me? Some of those crit games. He made it look really good.
Okay. So me and Insania telling you that jetpack is amazing made no
အခုတော့
impact
တန်နေအခု
whatsoever.
ပွဲရတော့လက်ရှိချင်တော့50-50နေပါပဲ
Yeah, he's slowly converting me.
Okay.
I'm a semi-believer.
All right, Falcons, just keep drafting Clockwork for me. Eventually, Avery will see the light.
Basically, I'm saying I think if Boxy can get in a round of spells, survive, and get in
Shiva's
another.
blink in.
အော်မကွန်မိုမိပြီရောက်ရင်
Initiation, that's gonna
ရှော
be
ဟာလှလိုက်တဲ့ကွန်မို
Ace
မိ
is
ရောက်
gonna
ရင်
take a lot of damage, but
တွင်း9000ကောင်တော့အသေးအတန်ပြေးနေရတာဟိုးဘက်
He's
မှာ
got the Orchid, that's going to take a little bit more. And
Shaker, ha, mi wa bi,
with
wa,
another
no?
Fisher. They've got him. They've got a bit of control. They've got a bit of damage. Another
အနေနဲ့များကုန်ပြီဒီဘက်မှာ 3 man down เนาะဒါတော့ဘယ်ကျုံးနဲ့ Shaker စပယ်နေဘာမှလုံးလို့မရဘူးသုံးအောင်သား
Not
မိ
much of a
ပါ
way out unless you got a BKB.
These vacuums are nasty, man. You cannot get caught in them this game. Especially with the massive AoE on this spell now. Like, I go back to it every time. The fact that it has a 75 talent, the fact you're always going to get another 75 from Shiva.
ရှီဘာကလည်း vision မြင်သွားတယ်เนาะဘယ်ကျုံး
It's
Fisher
broken.
တော့မှ
It's way too
ဒီ
broken.
ဘက်က Shaker လို့ echo ပြီးစလို့လေးခွဲလိုက်ရ
It's on your terms if you're Liquid. If you just get caught out, it's a done deal. And that's not even bursting the Centaur. And he lives through it. You're not going to be able to turn that engagement even if your other cores are there. Power of this team fight combo lineup. And there's an Axe for the Darkseer. XXS gets to complete this item off the back of that. Another big threat for this SF. That's the extra scale you want in this matchup. XG, they're getting to the late game items here. You had that 25 timing on Mickey, and you haven't been able to use it for anything yet. Feels a little sad for him. I mean, you go in there, you triple raise someone with this Daedalus, they're probably just gone. But the tankier Xtreme Gaming get, the harder it's going to be to find these little connections. BKB, done for Ame. Pendulum online. He's a tanky boy now.
Yeah, I was going to say, when you talk about the tank, then Pendulum, a tier 4 item. I mean, there are 2 tier 4 items that are so clearly broken. And it's Pendulum, and it's the other one that Darkseer has, Conjurer's Catalyst. We'll see if Earthshaker, did he not get it?
Well, hold on now. There. You gotta keep bubbling.
ကဲ Russian battle လေးကြရင်လေเนาะဒီဘက် Xtreme Draft ကတော့ air ပိုင်းနေတော့တာတယ်အဲ့လို combo တွေရှိတယ်ဒီကောင်
Did he
ဘော
get it?
ဘော
So I
ဘော
don't
လုံးလို့ရတဲ့
think
ကွက်
I
တွေ
don't think anything's
ကဲနောက်တော့အရင်မပြတ်သေးဘူးဆိုတော့เนาะ liquid
the game for another
Well,
hour
yeah,
for it.
that's
အေးတော်သေးတယ်ကြောင့် Fisher လွယ်ရွာလို့
Yeah, careful there, Liquid. You never know when Niche or XXS is going to jump in with his Giga Vacuum.
To potentially double Echo Slam now. You have to respect the refresher on it.
They have to go in blind, hit the Shiva.
ကဲပြီးတော့တိုးရအောင်ဒီမှာ Shiva ကနေနောက်မှာ Emma BKB ဆော်ပြီးတော့ကြီးလိုက်ပြီးနောက်မှာ Ace attention နဲ့တောင်းနေပြီးတော့အားမင်းတကယ်ကြီးပြစ်ချက်တွေအောက်မှာ pick တော့တော့ကိုင်းသွားပြီနောက်မှာခုချက်ကောင်းလိုက်တာကွာဘောက်စီထိန်းပေးသွားပြီဆိုပေမဲ့လည်းတော့နောက်မှာကျွန်တော်တို့ပြတ်တော့မဖြတ်နိုင်သေးဘူးဒီဘက်မှာလည်း vacuum wall တွေနဲ့ Ace from Michael ကိုပြန်ထိန်းထားတဲ့ဆိုတဲ့နောက်မှာတော့အားမင်းအသက်တော့ရှင်ခွင့်ရသွားပြီရှင်းမနီရှာနေတော့ Ace တော့ပေါ်ပိုင်းနေပြီဟုတ်တယ်ဒီမှာအေး Ace တကယ်လိုက်ထမ်းတာရောက်ရင်ရပြီနော်ဒီဘက်မှာကျွန်တော်အားမင်း10 shot
Mobility of this lineup between Ace just being a wrecking ball that runs into Extreme and Nisha.
Second 90 နော် Roshan စောစောလေးထွက်လိုက်တော့ Liquid Roshan ရလာ
Up with this Aghanim Scepter, they just do not let Ame escape. Oh, so close for an extra kill. But either way, they got the big kill. Ame is out of here, which means all the damage is gone from Xtreme Gaming, and they can take some objectives.
Just can't stand their ground. Once the team fight starts to collapse, Liquid do an amazing job not clumping anywhere. There was no clear vacuum combo.
Ame ရှိလို့အရင်ကြုံသွားတာပေါ့နော်ဗတယ်မစားသေးဘူး
They want the Ember going.
သူတော့လောက်ကိုင်းပြီးတော့ဘယ်တပည့်တစ်ခုလုံးပြေးလိုက်ရတယ်လို့ဖြစ်တာဗတယ်တစ်ခုလုံး
Great positioning from Boxy. He did so much work to bait the initial go.
ကဲမဂါလေးပါချိုးဖို့တော့လာပြီးအောင်နော်ဒီမှာမကဲအိုင်နဲ့6ကွာဟုတ်လား
Trying to retreat.
ဖက်တော့မရှိတော့
Mickey just gets to lay in some damage. That's the type of formation you want here if you're Liquid. Multiple points of attack, a lot of chaos.
quality တက်တယ်လို့ပြောပါတယ်နော်
to kind of okay, we're going to go on this.
ဟာရတန်းပါပါ T4 တွေချိုးမလားဘောင်းရ
He's positioning himself to chip away at these tier 4s, saying, you know, you guys lose another fight like this.
T4 လေးမှာမသိဘူးလား damage လေးပေးရပါတယ် Ace ကဟန်နှလုံးနဲ့တက်နေတာအဲ့တော့866 oh vacuum wall echo double oh shit ကောင်းချက်ပဲရောင်းရင် echo မိုးကြီးကတော့
Extreme, they didn't need Ame at all.
ရှောက်ကုန်ပြီရှောက်ဝင်းတဲ့ခါအဲ့ဒါပဲကွာတကယ်ကိုတယောက်ကြီးတော့ combo တွေပြနေပြီ oh shit လာကြပဲ
Cannot mess with the positioning here. Extreme Gaming.
oh carry တော့မလို့ကွာ combo မီးပေါ်ပဲလို့ငါလည်းကွာ
In the game, and they put it
ဒီ
together.
ဘက်တော့ပါလာတာနတ်လူစေးရရှိ
To
က
stop the assault on their base, their barracks both go down to
ဟောတ
nothing.
ကယ်ဆိုရင် combo ပဲလို့လေ carry တော့မလို့
Sick execution there. No BKBs go off. No way to bail you out of this
Oh.
situation. It was
What the-
perfectly timed. You have BKB Satanic on Mickey. He's probably thinking, there's no way I die here. Unless Earthshaker has some other plans. Even get the two-man curse on the backside. Beautiful execution from Xtreme Gaming. The fights have gone better when Ame's dead. No way around it. Like, and part of it, I think, is Liquid
ကဲ Russian မှာပေးရပြီရှင်
little asleep at the wheel there, right? Like that is
အဲ့ဒါ any ရှိတယ်ကွာ clean ages နဲ့ဆိုရင်တော့အဲ့လို tower တွေပါပချိုးလို့လေအော်ရဒီဘက်မှာငါကားလေးတော့ပြေးချိုးနေတော့ကောင်းတယ်နော် Russian မလုပ်သေးဘူး Russian နဲ့ထွက်တာနည်းနည်းလေးနောက်ကျနေရတယ်နော်
Almost caught Nisha.
ကိုရတော့ဟိုဘက်ရောက်လိုက်ဒီဘက်ရောက်လိုက်ပဲရောက်ရင်ဒီဘက်မှာကျွန်တော် clean နေနော်ငါကနှစ်လဲကခဏလေးမပေးလိုက်ရတာ Liquid
Ame came up shortly after they won that fight. I mean, it's the perfect opportunity. Clinks is going to take 2 lanes of barracks. They'll probably back
Eli
up
Avi,
after that
Naganala.
because Roshan has the potential to be up.
နော် Russian လေးတော့နည်းနည်းပြန်ချလို့ရ
It'll kick back door in no matter what.
Russian လေးတော့ပြန်ချလို့ရမယ်ဒါပေမဲ့နော်
This game was starting to look scary with how fat the shadow.
Oh,
beam
now
is.
we're
Now you
sick
have a
here,
Hex on
people.
the Hoodwink. You have 25s coming out soon. You also win a fight like that, it's gonna give you time for this refresher to come back up because they were dead for so long. You took their base. It's already only 25 seconds here for NTS. See if this Aegis goes their way after fighting so long, so hard for it.
Trying for the
Boxy.
hook shot. It is
ကဲ who shot အမေသွားဖို့ပါ
This
ဒီဘက်မှာမမီတော့
Extreme,
ages
they
ပေးလိုက်ရပြီ
swarm the area,
This is-
making sure there's many bodies as possible to stop.
That's refresher shard Roche too, right? Yeah,
You got
Ame
Cheese,
takes it.
Banner.
but you can potentially give this to the Darkseer if you really just want to ruin Liquid's day in the team fight.
Yeah, he's got an empty slot for it. Drops his boots because
I wouldn't mind it. Double wall, double vac is incredibly nasty. The second
ကဲအဲ့တော့ကျွန်တော်အားမေ ages နဲ့တော့ပြောသွားပြီအောင်ရင်အဲ့ဒါနော်နောက်ထပ်ကျန်နေတဲ့အောက်လမ်းဘက်ကလေးကို ages နဲ့လာယူရင်တော့ Liquid တော်တော်တော့ defend အောင်ပါ
always
ကျွန်
have to
တော်
make the initiation. If they give the opportunity for Extreme to make the jump, I mean, frankly, they just don't have the builds to stop it. If you had BKB Ags on Centaur, I think it's a different story, right? Even when he gets Ags, it's like, what's the point? There are too many stuns, AoE stuns to stop you. You have to get BKB as well to ensure you can actually use the Ags. So he thought about Ags. Now he's going, okay, I'm back to the overwhelming blink.
The biggest issue is it's not that easy to convert on your disable here. If you go in with the Ember, you go in with the Clockwork, your damage follow-up is either the SF or I guess Centaur, you know, how Ace is playing him. But if you go in and you all focus the same target and you clump, you get punished. So you kind of have to send multiple groups of heroes at different targets in these team fights and just make it chaotic, or let the Ember create space. But you really have to watch your spacing, and this is where the Wyvern's annoying in this game. It's not that the curse is going to kill you, it's what happens after you get caught in the curse. Right. So you're looking for X-Nova, you're looking for NTS. Those are the 2 big heroes you want to find at the start of the fight. Or at least get
W2
visual
ကနည်းနည်းတော့နေတော့နေသွားပြီပေါ့လေနော်တွေ့တဲ့အတိုင်းတော့ shake ကားလည်း refresher on
If
နေတာ
he gets
ပါရင်
vacuumed,
ခွဲတာ
picks those items up, it's fine. If he gets vacuumed into stuns, as we saw.
ချင်းရောပြနေပါလေပါဒီကောင်ကဖြတ်တော်မှာနောက်ပိုင်းပြင်မလဲ vacuum မဆွဲလေဒီတိုင်းဘောင်းဘောင်းဆိုဝင်ဖွဲပြီးတော့
passing that refresher shard to XXS. So
he got refresher only a sound so
anything here, it's just going to be wombo combo for days.
Yeah, I don't know if because the AoE of the vacuum is so big, like, do you really want to be waiting on your high ground? I feel like this triangle position.
Yeah, the game about 2 နေပြီးအောင် Xtreme နာမကလေးတော့ထိန်းပြီးတယ် Echo Slam အတန်ဦးတော့တိုးဖူးရဲ့ Aeon DLC ကိုတော့သုံးလိုက်ရတဲ့နောက်မှာတော့ Nisha ဟုတ်တယ်တောက်လျှောက်ရှိတ်ကောက်ပြန်တော့ကြည့်ဖို့ချိုးစားတယ် Cold Embrace တော့ရအောင်တတ်နိုင်မလားဟုတ်တယ်တော့ Melody နဲ့စောင်းဝနာသွားပြီအဲ့ Cold Embrace က sale လို့ပြောသွားပြီးတော့ Nisha ရှိတ်ကောက်တော့ရပြီရှိတ်ကောက်မရှိရင်ဟိုဘက်ကဘာမှအလောက်မဟုတ်ဟုတ်လားဒီဘက်ကနန်းတူစိတ်ထမ်းရတယ်
It's going to be one life down. Side device gets used with the
ကဲတော့ရောက်ရင်တနေ့ဒီဘိုင်မက်တွေပြန်ပေးလိုက်ပြီးမနိုင်နိုင်အောင်ဆိုင်တော့မယ်မီကယ်နောက်ဆုံးစစ်တဲ့နေဝင်ရလိုက်တယ်ဆိုပေမဲ့လို့ဒီဘက်မှာအားမင်အနေနဲ့ကလည်းနည်းနည်းလေးပြန်ပတ်ထားနေတယ်အဲ့တော့ရှိတ်ကောက်သတိထားမှရမယ်ဘိုင်မက်နဲ့လာနေပြီအော်ဒီဘက်မှာရောက်ရင်မီကယ်ပြန်ပြစ်ပြီးတော့အဲ့လိုဘောပါရလိုက်တယ်ကဲလက်ကွတ်တော့တော်တော်ကြီးဟုတ်သွားပြီရောက်ရင်ရှိတ်ကဘိုင်မက်သုံးလိုက်ရတယ်ဆိုပေမဲ့တော့ကြီးကြီးမားမားဘာမှပြန်မလုပ်နိုင်ဘူးသုံးလိုက်တာပဲရှိတယ်ဘိုင်မက်
Don't forget about those refreshers.
Yeah, now what do you get?
Couldn't find anything. Still open the refresher. There's just no opening. They use.
But look what they're supporting. They buy me beer, no? Is it only
looking for very chaotic points of contact. Nobody's able to burst this SF down.
Well, I mean, what was that jump though? I mean, you hit a one-man vacuum. That's fine. XXS he's the one who creates the vision. But what about NTS Echo Slam on a Witch Dog?
Hey, we know that Aeon DLC Echo Fire no?
He definitely is not seeing what we're seeing.
He definitely didn't see Aeon Disc, that's for sure.
But even if you kill Doctor there, it's a hero with buyback.
Melody တင်လိုက်တာကြီး40ဖြစ်သွားသေးလားဟို every နဲ့ဆိုပေမဲ့ Melody ကပေါက်လဲပေါက်တော့စောင်းဝန်းတာ
multiple points of entry here for Liquid. He's kind of gifting him that. You have the buyback supports.
No, that was a missed hook shot, right? From Boxy, that was his reaction.
Not happy he missed that.
I was about to say, I was like, what was there to be sad about that team fight?
Well, again, they did buy both supports, and that does mean a lot here.
Sure.
Like this clockwork, it's not one of those games where you see some crazy single play from the clock, but him just existing in the fight is very annoying for Xtreme Gaming.
Xtreme Gaming, a bit of a setback, but I mean, it's a major setback to be sure, but they can still get back on course. They're still up in net worth. They're still up 2 lanes of barracks. They still have all this team fight potential. None of it has gone away. It's really up to Liquid to keep, you know, making sure they never mess up their position. Nice.
ကဲဒီမှာမိပြီးရောက်ရင်ဟုတ်တယ်မကက်တမ်းမျိုးရှိုးလာဟုတ်လားစောင်းဝန်းတာအိုးနောက်မှာ vacuum ဝင်းကI mean တော့ရှိတ်ကနည်းနည်းလေးလမ်းနေတယ်ဆိုရင်နောက်မှာတော့အားမင်မကယ် damage အောက်မှာတက်ပြတ်သွားတယ်ရောက်ရင်တက်မကယ်ပြစ်ပြီးရောက်ရင်နော်ကျွန်တော်တို့တကယ်အားမင်ကလက်ကျသွားတာဒီဘောစုတွေကြည့်လိုက်အားမင်ကဘာလို့ကွာမှမထွက်ဘူးအဲ့နည်းနည်းလေးစင်မလုပ်ရင် Xtreme ကဘာမှမနိုင်ဘူးဖြစ်ဖြစ်နော်ကလင်းကိုကြည့်လိုက်ရင်ကျွန်တော်လုံးဝပျောက်ချက်ပဲတပွဲလုံးမှာ
Liquid just catching them off guard, just running at them. This Ember is starting.
တကယ်ကိုရီအားမင်လည်းတနာပါတယ်တကယ်လက်ဆောင်ကြာသွားတယ်ဒီနေ့မှာ
Cogs, all they have to do is keep XX.
ဟိုစိတ်တင်တော့ဒီ TIP နောက်ဒီကောင်နည်းနည်းသိရမလားနားရင်နားသွားလား
He hit the hook shot on the slided.
ဘောလေးကြည့်လိုက်အားမင်ကအဲ့လို10နဲ့ပွဲရဆိုတော့တော်တော်ရှားသွားကယ်ရီဆိုပေမဲ့
Out here?
ဒီမှာအရင်10နဲ့ပွဲဆိုတော့သိမရှိတော့
To be able to get away, they can follow the smoke cloud. But I mean, even if he dies at this point, this is time. You had 55 seconds on.
Yeah, you lost a lot of window to get some building damage or get the lanes in.
Blink TP away. The Liquid, they're going to get practically nothing for this.
Big win for XXS here. As he will salvage an otherwise disastrous situation for Xtreme Gaming. I feel like that's been the MO of this game. The fights have just been awkward, even the ones they win. Unless you get that big wombo combo, it's looked real strange in terms of what are you trying to accomplish here.
And that wombo combo is going to be harder and harder. Your blink daggers are put on.
အခုဒီကတော့ပြောလို့မရဘူးဟိုကောင်တွေမှာကွန်မိုတာဒါပေမဲ့လက်ကွက်ကကြောက်ကယ်ရီတာတယ်
when you have the mobility.
မကက်ပြတာကြီးဆောင်းတိုင်းမဲ့တော့
The Shivas just hits the entire area.
He's an issue. He's just going in, and there's no real casual spell you can throw on him unless FY can connect with Hex or the Bushwhack here.
Yeah, they have to stun him and nullifier him.
Another great
ကဲ
catch.
ဒီမှာရောက်ရင်ကလင်းမရှိတော့လေတစ်ဖြတ်
Keeps on trying to
they're up one, they're not night
here, and he's met with death. Level 20 Witch Doctor got 1% target max health Voodoo Restoration. So the Voodoo Restoration is actually back to doing something again.
Pretty nice on this, what is it, 6,000 HP center on average.
Yeah.
An extra heart for him, as if he needed it.
I mean, every single double edge gives him like 30 strength or something.
I like these Aeon discs.
နော်ဒီဘက်မှာ win rate ပါညာ win probability ပါညာမကွာသေးဘူးအဲ့လိုဟိုက Xtreme ကလည်း mega 2လမ်းရတာ
It's
လား
not just about the combo break, it's the...
ဟို liquid တက်တောင် chance နည်းနည်းလေးပိုကောင်းတယ်
It's a really annoying item for the winner's curse to be thrown out on. We've seen a couple this game.
စီဘူးထောပတ်တယ်ဟုတ်ပါနော်တောင်းလျှောက်ကျွေးနေတာ စီဘူးထောပတ်တယ်ပဲကျွေးတယ်
wearing off
ရှုပ်လို့
and it lasts for half a second.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay. I mean, that was my impact. Very hard to land some good curses here if he has to be the one starting it. I think Liquid are finding solutions here.
ကဲ Russian တော့မကြခင်ထွက်တော့မယ်
It's not looking too rough for him anymore.
It's all about
so
much
sit down,
of
Ilami.
linking
Oh.
Pro Dota right
အဲ့ဒီ
there.
မာဘူးလို့နေလို့ပဲအားမရော
You have to
ဘယ်တိုင်းမှာကြည့်နေတာဒီကောင်အဲ့လိုမျော့သွားတယ်မလားဟိုကလင်ပဲပြပြအဲ့လို damage နည်းနည်းလေးထိသွားတာနဲ့
right there is
အခုကြည့်မပြည့်ရသေးဘူးအားမဘယ်ထဲမှာတစ်ခါမှတည်တည်ချာချာမပြည့်ရသေးဘူးဒီကောင်
How you take the fight.
ဒီမှာ damage တွေထိပြီးတော့ပြေးနေရတာပဲရှိတယ်ဒီကောင်ကြည့်လိုက်
Teams here, they're liking team fighting. It's very coordinated, very designed. They understand when to commit and when not to overcommit. And I think that's something XG are going to have to pull out here. I don't think you can just full send it on the first vacuum or expect it to necessarily land, right? If you catch 2 or 3 heroes in the vacuum, sure, you go in with the shaker. But if XXS goes in, he catches 1 or 2 in, like, or there's a witch doctor standing in front of you, you have to be patient. You can't just throw the whole sink at him. You have to let the fight develop, keep your formation, and maybe try and bait Liquid into you. We just haven't seen that happen yet. Liquid
ဒီ
very
မှာလာပြီဟဲ့
disciplined in this
ကို
game.
မမီမာတော့ရမယ်နော်
Speaking of discipline, you're going to need buyback
ခုန
discipline.
လိုမျိုးလေးတည်းမှာ fair kill နဲ့
Make sure you
ပေါင်း
always
လို့
have
shake က
buyback
Echoes လန်
and
ကွတ်တိ
know when to pull the trigger on it. That's one of
They
the
have all
problems
their
in
cores.
Xtreme's position right now. Is
မကလင်းအတူလေးကိုတွေ့ပြီးတော့ဟောကျွန်တော် liquid လည်းနည်းနည်းတော့ရိတ်တော့ရိတ်မိသွားခြေနေက
while Liquid are maintaining, 3 buybacks on their course. SF is going to buy an Ag Synth here. While still holding buyback, he had 9,000 gold in the bank. They're going to spot it.
အားမယ်
Disc goes off and
အော်
goes
စစ်
up
တော့
for
ပြစ်
his
ပြင်မယ်
weapon.
နောက်မှလည်းဘောင်းစီပြေးတော့ထိန်းထားပြီးလက်လေးစိမ့်နေတော့ BKB ရှေ့မှာအားမယ်
Stops the
တော့
initiation.
ပြစ်နေပြီမရအောင်ရောက်ရင်နောက်မှလည်း Mikhail အေးစိတ်အကောင်းဆုံးထိန်းထားပြီးပဲနောက်မှတောက်လျှောက် push တော့ Isha အားမယ် target တော့တောက်လိုက်ပြီးရောက်ရင် BKB နောက်ကကို embrace ကဲကိုကြိုးစားပြင်မယ်လေတော့ no more BKB ဆိုရင်နောက်မှာအားမယ်တော်တော်လောက်ရခိုင်ခတ်နေပြီးနောက်က Mikhail physical damage ရှေ့အောက်မှာပဲ clean ဒီတစ်ခေါက်မှာလည်းအရင်ဆုံးတော့ရှုံးသွားပြန်ပြီတော်တော် Xtreme ဘက်ကနေတော့ဒီဘက်မှာ taxi ရဒီဘီတဲချောက်လာမယ် 8 number လေးကတော့ချန်ခဲ့ပြီ
Rallying your
အဲ့
team.
8 number ရ
Managed to get the curse. Not that it matters. Too many heroes.
ချိန်တိုင်းနေချနေတာမှန်တယ်
I don't
နော်
think it's going to stop
ကဲ
it.
Russian ပြရပြီ
Or everything
ဟုတ်
is
ဘူးတကယ်တော့ clean idea ဟိုကမာတဲ့ idea တစ်ခုသွားမှရမယ်ဒီကောင်စိတ်တန်းနေဖြစ်ဖြစ်
multi-hero vacuum that kind of stabilized the fight. It was another Echo Slam on a single Witch Doctor target just to try and salvage something. There's just no clear focus. Great spellcasting from the Liquid supports this game. I mean, they have a lot of deaths, but that's the nature of this one, right? You have to go in and just create some space, create some chaos. Wasted so much time. Even the barrage, the straight Syrian arrow plus, I think some of the skeleton walk went on to the Witch Doctors off the shard. Yeah, there's like 2 or 3 spells from Ame he commits to try and hit this Witch Doctor, and he dodges.
Yeah, Russian
He's losing value there. It's like all these little exchanges are just not favorable for you. And this is going to be an Aegis going into Mikkei's hands. He is a massive problem in this game. Refresher shard for Liquid. We'll see who opts to take it here. Not as good for their lineup, but
no doubt.
Could be nice for the... I could see double Stampede potentially.
I mean, just give it to Ember Spirit.
Yeah,
he
I
doesn't
guess
have
the
a
remnants.
ဟုတ်တယ်အားမီတော်တော်ကြာသွားတာနောက်ပိုင်း
It's
ပွဲတွေ
very
မှာ
easy for him to slot it in as a 7th item.
I will say,
and put it in.
Going high ground's a very different beast this game for Liquid.
Yeah, Liquid's been in this position before, and then they threw it away on their mid lane push. So I do wonder what they like. I would love to hear their comms right now, just like, do we go high ground? How do we hit high ground? Because last time it was like, it wasn't the worst positioning from Liquid. It was a 2-man vacuum between Centaur SF, but it was more than enough with the all-in damage from Earthshaker double echo. So
the biggest difference is you can't create that sort of chaotic fight where multiple people are getting attacked when you're going into XG's high ground. They will always have a formation that can cover each other and kind of back up into the base.
Yeah.
Like, okay, let's say you try and dive in super deep with the Ember like we've seen every fight. Well, you're just
ကဲ
going
အဲ့တော့ဒီဘက်မှာနော်ကျွန်တော် agent နဲ့နည်းနည်း high ground လေးပါလေးသွားမယ် high ground ဆိုရင်ခတ်မှာတော့ liquid ကဘာလို့ဆိုတော့ဟိုဘက်က လို့ high ground ဆောင်ရန်တစ်ဖက်လုံးကောင်းနေကောင်းနေဝင်းတော့ wide ပဲလို့နော် shake ကတက်စီရပြီးတော့အဲ့ကြရင် high ground ဆိုရင်ကလင်းရလဲသိရမလားဟောအများကြီးပြစ်ခွင့်တော့ရမှာဟိုနားနေမှာဆိုင်လို့တာဒီကောင်လိုက်ဖမ်းရတာလို့တာ high ground ဆိုတော့အားမင်းလည်းပြစ်ပေးလို့တော့ရတော့ရတာjoin ဆိုရင် Ego Slam ဒီမှာ Sando မာပါတယ်ဆိုတော့ပြေတော့ပြတ်တယ်ဆိုပေမဲ့ damage နောက်က vacuum နေတယ်မှာတက်ထိန်ပေးထားပြီးတော့ပဲရှင်းဆို ace ပြတ်သွားတော့မှာလားအိုး ace မပြတ်ခင် shake ကအရင်ပြောင်းသွားခဲ့ပြီအောင်ရင်ဒီဘက်မှာတွေးနေနေလေးနဲ့ရှင်းဆိုတော့ဘာဟန်နှလုံးပဲနော် Sando ကမသေးဝဘူးကွာအဲ့တော့သွားပြီ Ego Slam လည်းမရှိဘူး vacuum အကုန်သုံးပြီးသွားပြီကွာជីជីဖို့များသွားပြီအဲ့ဆိုရင်
take the entire base if you want, I guess.
You tried to all in, man.
Sando ကိုတို့လည်းတော့ပြတ်ကြမယ်တော့တောက်တောင်ပြီးတော့
Got him and he buys.
စပယ်အကုန်ပေးပြီးမပြောင်းသွား
It's still a position where Mickey is like,
ကဲတိုင်ပန်သွားပြီဒီကဝေါမရှိဘူးဝေါမရှိတော့မခဲကိုထိမ့်မဲ့ကောင်မရှိတော့
have multiple ultimates that were the big threat to me.
There's gonna be multiple lanes for sure. Do you have a buyback on the shaker? You're missing a lot of spells.
There is that low cooldown on the wall, so they'll get this lane of barracks, but for the next one, they'll at least have wall up. And another 30 seconds until Echo Slam is back up if NTS feels pressured to buy. Which, if I'm Liquid, I'm definitely trying to get that out of him.
I think you have to go past the centaur here if you're.
ဆန်တော့ထပ်ဖြတ်ပြန်ပြီးပြတ်မှာလား
See that it's an
ဒီ
opportunity.
နေ့ရှိုးနေတယ်မပြတ်ပြန်ဘူးအောင်ဆန်တော့အိုးဒါမဲ့ရောက်နောက်ဆုံး blood သုံးပေါက်သွားတန်းရှော
God,
အဲ့တော့
absolutely.
shake ကဘိုင်းမလေးနေနော်ဒီဘက်မှာတော့ပြိတောက်တာလဲ
Yeah, there was a
တောက်
blood.
ရ
There
အောင်
was no
အဲ့တော့ blood သုံးရအောင်ပေါက်တာကြီးအနစ်ကြီးခေါ်ရဆို
You know, he was feeling that pain before. It's why he built up
ကဲ
the
ကျွန်
Lotus
တော်အားမယ်
in the
တယ်
first
ပဲကဲ
place.
နော်
Surprised he didn't get the Lotus off.
ဟုတ်တယ် blood သုံးပေါက်တာကြီးအကျုံ
Serious chain stun. He got hexed into pushwhack, into punch, into vacuum, into aftershock. Yeah. Throw it all at him. Guaranteed that Bloodthorn will proc. Was there no other dispel available for Liquid? I guess not, right? They don't have another Lotus Orb.
Yeah, that might be something
spells
that
will do it.
the game goes late enough. Supports get something. FY. Hook shot it. Boxy. He's jumped pretty far out here by himself.
ကဲဒီဘက်မှာဘောက်ကြီးလေးကသွားသေးသေးတာ
Yeah, that. What?
ဒီကအားမြတ် damage ထွက်တယ်ကွာဒီမှာတကယ်ဟို
Far too much.
အောင်းအောင်ဆိုင်တာဒီကောင်ကဟိုပြုတ်လုံးတော့လောက်ကွက်မရှိတာဟမ်ခုန high ground မှာပြစ်ခွင့်ရရင်တော့ damage ကတိတ်နေရောပဲ
Unsuccessful by any means. But the buybacks are revitalized here for everybody in the game except the Shaker who committed to turn that Centaur kill.
It is Silver Edge. I saw a Demon Edge picked up, and I thought for a second there, Mickey was saying it's Divine Time. Completes the Silver Edge. Will Xtreme go straight to the high ground to get these buybacks to be used?
This is a risky push.
It is very risky. Ame makes it a little bit easier with the Axe. Burning Army, point blank.
အော်ရောအားမြတ်ပြေးပြတ်ပြတ်ပြီးအော်အားမြတ် careless ဖြစ်လိုက်တာအသေးစားတွေကအရင်နောက်မှရောက်နေတဲ့အချိန်ဟာဘိုင်ဘက်တွေလောက်ကုန်ပြီးရေကုန်ပြီးဒီပကအားမြတ်ပဲရောက်ရင်အနေလေးတော့များတယ်နောက်မှတောက်ချောက်ကျွန်တော်ဘဲကျုံဟုတ်တယ်ပြတ်တော့ပြစ်ပေးထားနေတယ်ရောက်ဒါမဲ့ကဲတော့တန်ရဲ့ကျွန်တော်နော်ကဲပြီးဘိုင်ဘက်တော့ပေးလိုက်ဒါမဲ့ဒီဘက်ကကျွန်တော်တူပါထိုက်ရရင်တော့မစိုးဘူး
Actually gets him away. Surprisingly enough, that is a dieback on Boxy. So it is actually Liquid in a 4 versus
ဟိုတကယ်ကာပြီးလို့ရတယ်ကွာဒါပေမဲ့အားမင်းနည်းနည်းလေးဆန်တော့လောရတယ်ကွာအော်ပြေးချိုးတာ
How did Ame let that happen to? I mean, it's a level 30 SF with Kaya, Yasha Kaya, so he had the cast speed reduction, but still.
It's a lot of magic burst. Maybe you're thinking he gets cursed there and you can survive and turn it around. Just too much overwhelming damage. See Liquid setting up on the side. They are ready for XG to commit. Will they?
Got the sight
ကဲကျုံအောက်တယ်၄ရောက်၅ရောက်ဆိုင်မှုတော့ Xtreme ဒူးသားနေပြီးရောက်ပြီးဒီဘက်မှာ taxi ရသွားပြန်ပြီး down wall တွေကြာမနောက်ဆုံးကို Ambrage မင်းကားဒီမှာပြန်တော့သုံးလိုက်ပြီးတော့တူကူ no အိုင်ဘန်နေပဲကဲ3ရောက်5ရောက် Xtreme chance တော့ရှိတယ်နော်အေး3လက်မှတ်ကလောက်ကတော့ရလောက်ပြီချင်းနေနော်ဒီဘက်တော့ဘိုင်းမှာအားကိုတွေနဲ့ပဲ Liquid ကနောက်တော့တာနေတယ်ဆိုပေမဲ့
Trying to make something.
ဒီမှာဘိုင်းမှာနှစ်ကောင်သွားမရှိဘူးပြ
Do you have a gem on the hood?
Okay. 3လက်မှတ်ကပေးရတော့မယ်တင်တယ်ပြင်ချိုးရတယ်ဆို မခဲကလည်းဖင်နိုင်မှုတွေစဉ်းစားရတယ်
They may get it. Ember Spirit spots.
ကဲဒီရှားတဲ့ကောင်လေးလုပ်ဖို့ကြိုးစားနေတော့မခဲဟိုပြီးတော့ကပဲမများဘူးအားမ BKB ဖန်ကြည့်လိုက်ပြီးတော့ပဲချိန်နေရတော့ကျွန်တော်တို့ AC ဆက်ဝင်မှုတော့ကြိုးစားနေတော့မယ်နောက်မှာ Echo Slam မခဲဖိန်းငံလိုက်ရပြီးတော့အော်နောက်မှာတန်းချောကဲဆန်တော့လည်းနော်လာဖိုင်ရတယ်အောက်မှာလှုပ်လို့မရတော့ဘူးရောက်ရင် Xtreme နဲ့တကယ်ကမ်းပတ်ဖို့တော့များသွားပြီးတော့ပဲအဲ့တော့မှာကောသုံးကောင်ရှောင်းသွားခဲ့ရပြီ
Liquid, they have buybacks on the
တကယ် roller coaster moment တွေကွာ liquid ဘယ်လိုပြန်ရှုံးသွားတာ
But Xtreme know that's not the end of the game. They
ဒါ
push
ပေမဲ့
it
ဒီ
to the
အဲ့
force,
ဘော
get these
တ
buybacks
ဖန်လို့ရအောင်မယ်တစ်ခေါ
What
က်
do
တော့
they
ရ
do
အောင်
when the buybacks are used though? Are they going to keep it going?
You have to full send it here. You
Plenty of
still have an
damage. Hook
echo.
shot makes the initiation, and here comes the TP right behind Ame.
Oh, Echo Slam ရောက်နေ MI ထပ်မိပြန်ကောင်းလိုက်တာကွာဒါလေးကိုသိပြီအိုးဒါပေမဲ့အားမရှောင်းရတယ်အိုးအားမကတူလေးထရှောင်းရတယ်ဘာမှမရှိဘူးဒါပေမဲ့နီရှားလေးတော့ပြန်တော့ပေးလိုက်ရတာနော် liquid တော့အရင်ကြီးတော့မကောင်းသုံးလက်မှတ်ကတော့ပေးလိုက်ရ
to be played here. Liquid though, first things first, get as many heroes as you can. Try and catch some more Xtreme Gaming pickoffs. Hook shot on the
စားရတော့လိုက်ဆွဲနေပြီမများတော့ဘူး
It looks like the rest of Xtreme are away. So Boxy and Ace couldn't find anything else. What do you do as Liquid here? You're probably not strong enough to just go to the high ground. This looks like they're just going to have to play for tier 5s.
You have to just get the lanes out, try and de-ward, get your neutral items. It's almost fortunate in a way that the one core that died back there was the Ember, because that killed the chase potential for Liquid. You weren't able to clean up any heroes at the tail end of this. And he died because his Aeon got popped very early.
That's what you say. I don't know how people.
These are not vacuum
Don't
setups.
Echo
These are
Slam
just
နေ
going
ကောင်း Echo Slam ကောင်းတဲ့ပွဲဆိုရင်လည်း
Those
Liquid
final
ကဗတဲ့ဆိုင်လို့မရ
after he rendered it, I guess he had no
I'm
sound like
struggling.
TDS joint.
He's just running out of spells. And again, here,
ဒီအမှလည်း Echo
he
Slam
just gets
2 man
chased up. No Aeon disc to
Shot
pop.
time out.
Bloodthorn by Ame, his last will before he dies. He's like, I'm taking you with me, brother. I
ပွဲရ
will
တကယ်
Bloodthorn
quality
you.
ဖြစ်နေတယ်
Hell's hard, I stab at thee. Liquid are actually going to have some attention put to
They're
this
gonna look
final
for the
lane of barracks.
megas.
Maybe they could get the megas.
There's
ဘယ်
a
မှာလဲ3လက်မှတ်ကပြန်ယူလို့တော့ရမယ်
I can do it.
ဘိုင်ဘတ်တီอ่ะဒါပေမဲ့ Liquid ကတကောင်မှဘိုင်ဘတ်မရှိဘူးနော်
They can make this
And they're
even
mad.
game. They can say, okay, you get the megas, or maybe we can just stall for 30 seconds, but
They got doubled. Look at the dead. That's pretty nice in this situation. Maybe not the optimal item for the heroes, but it's going to do some work here, installing up this push. They're sending Necrobooks down mid right now. This is a lot of base pressure on Liquid, and you just can't put the SF up here to take the buildings quickly.
yeah. It's
That'll
not
be-
going to be fast enough. And
Oh, you're
now
gonna
this
get caught.
awkward
စားရ
position.
လိုက်ဆွဲနေပြီ
But
Liquid
the
ဘိုင်ဘတ်ကကောင်မှမရှိဘူး
Pull
ဒီ
it
မှာတော့ရ
back
မယ်
in, and I think Tofu, he's just going to tell Ace to run. Wait, no, Boxy
ကဲ
actually
တကယ်ဆိုင်မှာအေးရှုပ်ကုန်ပြီ
Ace
Echo
is still
Slam နေရော
holding
ဒီဘက်မှာ
around.
တောက်ချောက်
I mean, Mickey is
Sim
not
Liquid
here, so
ကျွန်တော်တို့တကောင်တရားနဲ့တကောင်ဘိုင်မမရှိဘူးဆိုတော့အကုန်လွတ်မှတော့ရမယ်အချိန်က
They managed to
Oh,
stop
the game
Ace's
going to do it.
initiation
Oh,
with
yeah, no, Liquid.
overwhelming blink. He was going to go after nothing to say. Mickey was just about to
အ
join
မေ
them.
နိုင်ဖို့
Here
တော့
comes
2သားရဆို
Ame,
တော့
though.
နောက်မှာဟုတ်တယ်တော့မပြောတကောင်ကြီးတော့ပြစ်ပြစ်တယ်ဆိုတော့ win the car အဲ့တော့အလာလေးတော့ဖန်တော့ထိန်းမိလိုက်ပြီမယ်နော်92 say oh တော့ဘူး short အောက်မှာလုံးလို့မရအောင်ဟုတ်တယ် F point ပြန်ပြောင်းသွားပြီးတော့ပဲ8 6ဆက်ရှေ့မှာတကောင်လေးတော့ပြောင်းသွားခဲ့ရပြီပဲ Daxi ရတော့မသေးခင်မှာပြန်ပြီးတော့ Beijing Wall ပြန်သုံးခဲ့ပြီမဲလို့တော့နောက်က Michael Race တွေအောက်မှာပဲတော့ no ပိုင်ဘက်နဲ့တော့ Daxi ရ
And he's able to get away from these
ကဲကျွန်တော်တို့ second 120နီးပါတော့ထပ်တော့စောက်အောင်ပဲပွဲကပြောလို့တော့မရသေးဘူး second 120မှာအနည်းဆုံး
but they are
ဘုံချန်မီ
having
ဝင်းနဲ့ကျွန်တော်3လက်မှတ်ကလောက်ပြန် try line တော့မစိုးဘူးပွဲက
to take advantage of this.
At least boots of travel to in Mickey's back pocket. He can clear some creeps and join a fight if you want to look for something here. You got some big buybacks out of XG.
There's also tier 5s for every single one of these heroes
Stygian
except
too.
for Mickey available. So
Yeah, he needs. They need a little bit more here in terms of the control. Like these heroes are kiting them out a little bit too much. His fights are getting way too chaotic, and if you just run into a fight like that with Stygian 2 on this Clinks, you're going to get absolutely shredded. Like, he is now the highest DPS hero in this game. A lot of the advantage for Liquid has come from some sick positioning from the Shadow Fiend. Like, these Requiem jumps have been game salvaging. The one on the base defense, the one there, you're picking up some big kills on the back of the fight. But it still feels like Ember is the most important piece of the puzzle here. If Nisha goes down, XG can kite the fights out a lot more.
အမယူရဲဘူးက Liquid ကပူးစီနေ Roshan တော့ယူလေ
You're getting hooked.
4 ယောက်5ယောက်ကျ Roshan လည်းမယူမန်ကလည်းသွားမချူဘူးလေ Liquid က
we saw the time that he died, it was because he
ကဲ Roshan လေးပဲယူတော့ယူလိုက်ပါเนาะတခုခုတော့ရမှာပြကဲ Roshan ကြီးမှမယူဘူးလားဟိုကောင်နေအချိန်ကစက္ကန့်40ပဲရှိတော့တယ် Liquid ဘာတွေရောင်းနေလဲ
he jumps to the back
အာ
line.
မယူတော့ဘူးတဲ့ Roshan ကြီးပါ
A couple remnants he expends there to
120အောင်ချိန်ရတာကွာเนาะ Roshan တော့ယူလို့ရ
There's a Roche on the field, by the way. Liquid did not feel comfortable forcing it, even without the Darks here. Pretty interesting here. They might have had a moment to do that. Again, how much does Roche matter at this point in the game when everybody's 6-slotted?
Yeah.
It becomes a little less enticing.
Yeah, Aegis is not the best.
I think it's honestly nice for Ame still. Just because he has been focused so heavily. It buys time for your
ကဲ Russian တော့မယူဆိုတော့လေနော်ဒီတစ်ခေါက်
Yeah.
Russian ပရင်ပဲသူတို့
He's
စိုက်
looking
မှာလား
at some
I might
finishing
have
items
nothing
here,
else, yeah, no,
so,
yeah, yeah.
swap out the treads, pick up a Scotty. That'll make him significantly tankier. That'll pull him over 4,000 HP. Does that matter though when SF, if you catch the clinks, SF is dealing like 1,500 damage crits. So
Not really. I don't think it's saving you in that situation. Again, maybe it buys you time to get the combo off, like one more hit.
I mean, thanks to the multi-shot, the slow is very effective.
True. I think the biggest thing you can do as Ami in this game is just get in the fight, set up your army.
I'm in rain လဲ rally လို့ရ
Like,
နော်
and
Russian
then
ဘက်
you
ရ
can
ရောင်ပြ
you're
ပါ
still
ညာ
doing
နဲ့
so much damage with this Stygian
ဒီ
pickup.
နဲ့သွား rush နေတယ်
But man, the Ghost Scepters have been annoying. The Aeon Discs have been annoying. The switcheroo from the Witch Doctor. It's so hard to kill these two liquid supports. Even with Nullifier Hexes, it just doesn't... I guess there's Stampede on top of it too. There's a lot of Interrupt here.
He's almost level 25 on the Witch Doctor.
Interesting 25
I
talents
mean,
now.
you're a 5, so what would you go in here? Would you go parallel?
Russian ပေးပြီးတော့ဒီ3လက်မကောင်းပဲဒီမှာ easy defend လုပ်မယ်ဆိုတဲ့ပုံစံမျိုး liquid ကြီး
I don't think so.
Is
either.
too convincing for me here.
Again, so many AoE
ဒါ
stuff.
clean စီလေ clean ပြကျွန်တော် mouse ကင်လို့မရဘူးသူတို့
Style of game. I don't know if
progression တင်းကပြတဲ့ဟာပဲ
anything here.
Tofu's mostly been playing to off of Aeon Disc, Ghost Scepter, blink in with Voodoo Restoration, and keep Centaur alive. I feel like that's what I've seen him do in most of these fights.
The cast
Wow,
balance
yeah,
is also
Saul
much
Lina
more
Lavia,
clear,
wow,
which,
wow.
you just lost a tier 4 to Necrobook. So
Boxy's going to be throwing some cogs into the mix, actually kicks the Clinks out of the pit.
Is under fire.
I mean, Roshan is important more so just because it's an opportunity. It's some sort of crazy team fight. We're going to line out the Burning Army. Sheev is trying to keep these heroes.
ကဲဒီမှာ AC ဆက်အော်တယောက်တည်းတော့ပြေးဝင်သွားပြီ Centaur ပေါင်းလိုက်တာလေးတော့ timing လေးပဲနောက်မှကျ Russian မပြီးသေးတဲ့နောက်မှာအားမယ်ဒီတစ်ခေါက်မှာတော့ကောင်းသွားပြီ Aegis မီးရတော့ fan တော့ယူပေးလိုက်ပြီ Nisha ကျွန်တော် backline ကိုတောင်းဝင်ယူထားတယ်ဆိုပေမဲ့နောက်မှလည်း AC ဆက် Backline wall တွေအောက်မှာတော့ team liquid တော်တော်ကြီးတော့ခြေတိုးဖို့ကတ်နေခဲ့ပြီးတော့ပဲကဲ Nisha ခေါင်းလေးတော့ဖြစ်နေပြီဒီမှာ wall တွေနဲ့ကြာနေတယ်ဆိုပေမဲ့ဒီဘက်မှာ H Nova ကဲမကက်ပစ်လို့တော့ရပြီတုံးကြအော်ဝင်းနဲ့ကားတော့တုံးသွားတယ်ရှေ့မှာလည်း Nisha အော်တော်နာနေတော့အားမယ် pitch တွေအောက်မှာတော့ damage တွေတိတ်တော့စားနေရပြီနောက်မှာတောင်းချောက် H Nisha နဲ့တွဲပြီးတော့ပဲအားမေကိုပြန်ဝင်ပြီးတဲ့နောက်မှာတော့ပြတ်သွားခဲ့ရပြီးတော့ပဲ H6 ဆက်တော့ Nisha ကိုတောင်းချောက်တော့တိုးတယ်ဆိုပေမဲ့အိုးဒီဘက်မှာဘယ်ကောင်းလိုက်တာ clean share ပြစ်နေတော့တွေ့ပြီအောင်ရင်အားမေအပိုင်တွေပြခွဲနေပြီသွားပြီချီချီသွားပြီလက်ကပူချီတာကွာအစောလေးက Roshan ယူလိုက်တော့မင်း120အောင်ချိန်ရတာ Roshan မယူပါဘူးဆရာတို့က
Buyback on
Yeah,
one,
GG, man.
18 seconds until the other two can come back into play.
But look at the thrown HP. It took so much damage there.
Yeah,
You
they
still
can
have
just
your
all in
glyph.
for it. Ame
Ah,
just gonna go for it
buyback
now.
is allowed,
The glyph,
though.
they have the opportunity stall
Have to
Ame
go.
here. Ame chased away. They couldn't
နော်
get
အဲ့ Roshan လေးအမှန်မှန်ယူထားပြီး high ground လေးက fan line ပြီးသွားပြီ
Close on
And the
those two core
skeletons,
buys.
Ame, he knows all he has to do is kite around.
Oh, yeah, buyback တွေကကွက်တီလေးတော့ပြန်ရလာသေးတယ်
right now.
ပြီးသေးဝေးဒီမှာနော်
You just go. They have no glyph.
Now they reset. Go all
ဒီ
in.
အဲ့တော့ဆိုင်အောင်မလား Ace ချီရတိုးနေပြီနောက်မှာ Emma Fire Ram နဲ့ဒီဘက်မှာတိုးရဲဆိုပေမဲ့ Nathan ကိုစေးရထိန်းတဲ့အောက်မှာအားမ share ပြစ်နေပဲတော့ပြီးကန်ဒီမှာအပိုင်ကြီးပြခွဲနေတာ clean ကကဲဒီမှာတော့တောင်းချောက် Nathan ကိုစေးထပ်တော့ထိန်းမိထားတယ်ရပြီကျွန်တော်တို့ချိုးလို့ရပြီ
What a late game performance.
ကဲကျွန်တော်တို့အားလေးဂိမ်းမပြည့်ရသမျှတွေပဲအားမေဟာလေဂိမ်းကြမှာ3-4ခေါက်လောက်အပိုင်ပြုတ်သွားတာဟုတ်တယ်ကွာအားမေသပင်းပြနဲ့ကဲဒီပွဲလေးကတော့နော်ကျွန်တော်တို့ဟိုဘက်ကတာလိုက်ဒီဘက်ကတာလိုက်နေနောက်ဆုံး3လက်မှတ်ကကြီးပေးလိုက်ရတဲ့ကိစ္စတော့ဆိုတယ်ပြီးတော့ခုနကတော့ဓာတ်စီကကျွန်တော်တို့ second 120လောက်တည်နေတဲ့အချိန်မှာဘာမှမလုပ်ပါဘူး liquid ကကဲအဲ့တော့ကျွန်တော် liquid နေနဲ့မထင်ထားမင်းနဲ့ e-sport world cup ကနေနော်အစောကြီးပြန်သွားမလား pressure ကြီးတော့ဖြစ်သွားပြီ game 2 show ရင်သွားပြီကဲဒီပွဲနော် Nisha Emma အဲ့လို lane နည်းနည်းလေးနှိမ့်သွားတော့ပုံမှန်မြင်နေကြ Nisha လောက်တည်မလားမစွမ်းဘူးဖြစ်နေတယ်ဒီပွဲသူ Emma ကဲတော့ Borai ထုံးတဲ့နိုင်ကျွန်တော် game to draft face ဆိုင်ပြန်တွေ့မယ်နော်အားလုံးပဲ ကဲရပါပြီကျွန်တော်တို့သမင်းတော့စားနေရတယ်ကျွန်တော်ဒီဘက်မှာ drop တွေတော့လွတ်သွားပြီ liquid က90 hero တွေလာပြီကွာ alchemist ကျွန်တော်တို့ negoma hero ရယ် necro တို့ကဲတော့ကျွန်တော်တို့ဒီဘက်ကတော့ santon ရယ်နော်နည်းနည်းပျောက်နေတဲ့ sangin တဲ့ဟို sangin မြစ်တွေကတော့တိတ်မစောတော့ဒီပွဲ Xtreme drop ကတိတ်တော့မပိုင်ဘူးတော့အဲ sangin မြစ်ကြီးကိုတိတ်မကြိုက်ဘူးပြီးတော့ထင်းရမှာ necro လောက်နဲ့ဖြစ်ဖို့များ necro မြစ်သွားလိုက် sangin ကနော်လိန်ထဲမှာဘာမှတိတ်လုပ်လို့ရမှာမဟုတ်အဲ့တခုတော့ရှိအခရုံးမြတ်သွားလာရင်နော်ပြီးတော့မှ ace ကိုနည်းနည်းဟိုသူရဲ့ analog တွေပါတယ်ပေးလိုက်နော် sandon မရှိတော့ဘူးဆိုတော့ sandon နဲ့ analog လောက်ပဲယုံရတာလက်ရှိ ace ကစီဦးတော့ကခုနကကို liquid ထည့်လိုက်တာမှောက်သွားတယ်ဒီပွဲတော့ liquid ပြန်လာမယ်ထင်တာပဲအဲ့ဒါဟိုနည်းနည်း matter မှာဟောနေတယ်ငကမာ hero တွေလည်းရတာ alchemist နဲ့ necro နဲ့liquid fancy 2000ကြီးကလုံလာပေါ့စီဦးတော့ကတော့ဒီပွဲ liquid ပြန်လာမယ်ထင်တာပဲ game 2တော့ပုံစံကြည့်ရကဲတော့ win run ban နေနော် terror blade ကတော့တကယ် respect အားမင်းကိုပွဲတိုင်း ban နေ terror blade ဟာကလင်မဲအားမင်း
Yeah, looked very strong last game. I don't blame them. Like,
ခုနပွဲကတော့မနိုင်မနော်အားမင်းကလင်ကိုအရင်ကြီးတော့သဘောတော့မကြောက်ဒါပေမဲ့
but besides
ဒီ
that,
ပွဲကတော့
like,
ကောင်းတော့ကောင်းပါတယ်
the early game was very
ဒါပေမဲ့
dominant.
alchemist
The
လို့
late
ဘာလို့
game,
အဲ့လိုမျိုး damage
scaling
ထပ်ပေးလို့ရတယ်
and
နော်နောက်မှ
also
sangin
crazy
ဟိုရင်ထွက်တွေပါတယ်
damage
နေ
numbers.
ဆိုရင်
Just a very good hero. Nullifier buyer, as mentioned, also very
ပြီး
good.
တော့
versus
ဟုတ်တယ်
Necro.
necro
You
အတွက်
got
လည်းအဲ့လို
multiple
မျိုး
at some
blood
point.
dawn တို့
Yeah,
Come on,
are you
nullify
happy
out,
to
but
keep
way low,
the
yeah,
Necro
clean, yeah.
on the offline, or would you still rather put
Balls,
him in?
easy.
Where are you gonna put it?
It's not the easiest matchup versus the Clinks. Like, it's really heavy harass, but
ကဲပုံမှန်တိုင်းဆိုရင်တော့
question. I
အ
feel
မေ
like
အဲ့ဒါလုံးလည်း
Liquid
တိတ်တော့မ
Pack,
ကောင်းဘူး
playmaker
ဟိုက escape ကောင်းလည်းမပေါအောင်တိတ်ဘူးနော်
Even though it's not that the puck has pretty
necro ကလည်းမနိုင်ဘူး necro လည်း off ဖို့လို့မရဘူးကလင်
very good in this game because there aren't really like sure you have like double initiation, double stun, relatively good follow up, but
အဲ့တော့ကိုသိရနီရှာ necro ပဲဖြစ်မယ်တင်
I
တယ်
just
နော်
feel they need something to push through these early stages of the
အမို့
game.
necro ပဲဒီဝေတာပဲသွားပြီးတော့နီရှာကိုနည်းနည်း timing အောင်ပြစ်မလား
Yeah,
နော်မက်က
and they need to be contesting sacks because
They got some pressureများသွားပြီ ဒီပွဲ show မှာ
on the ancients. They need to be able to go there and make space.
ဟို liquid ကကြုံနေ
I'm
နောက်
just
နောက်
afraid
ကြောက်
that if
ဘူး
they
လို့
have necro mid,
Ooh.
okay, they go for
လက်
that.
စီရအဲ
They
ကို
go
ထင်
for
တော့
the
တင်တယ်
first
necro
year. I
မေ
mean,
ပါ
they
ဆို
were
တော့
dominant last game.
necro off lane
There's
သွား
a lot
လိုက်
of
ရင်
pressure
ကလင်း
on
နဲ့
what happens mid. Like,
Loyal.
with the lane and
Yeah,
with the
Nisha
ability
Necro.
for Nisha to push the issue because they really need him to open up the map for them.
As a Necro,
As a necro,
That's
yeah,
not
just by being
natural.
annoying. It's like just like
နော်ဒါလေးတော့ပုံမိုက်တယ်ဟိုကလင်းကိုလည်းထိန်းလို့ရမယ်ဓာတ်စီရတယ်ပြီးတော့
he's just pushing the lane.
နော်နီ
then
ရှာကလည်းမင်းမှာဘာမှ
running
lane စရာ
around
မရှိ
into
ဘူး
the
ဆိုင်းကင်းပါ
triangle,
ညာနေ
forcing them to address his presence there.
မင်းမှာဖိလို့တော့မရရင်ရတယ်ခြေနေ
It's a good pairing with Clock and Mirana, I have to say. Necro brings a lot of damage. He's also frontlining for these heroes. Their lineup is cool. Like both lineups are really cool and solid. A little bit greedy and slow on Liquid side, which is not
3
what
minute
we're used from
over
them.
ဒီပွဲပုံစံက
So maybe like a question mark there.
Yeah, I think they wanted to have somebody that builds into pipe in this game. We saw in the previous game where Ace, XXS did pick up his dark search. Is going to be mad. Some ringmaster spells. Out sustain the damage because if you go in with like a lot of these heroes with the
kill ဘာဖြစ်ဖြစ်လူစင်းလေးကကောင်းတယ် reserve ပဲမကောင်းတာဆိုတော့သိရမှာနော် so ရမပြန်စေချင်သေးဘူး liquid
from Necro and a pipe from Ace, it could work out really well for Liquid.
It's a good sanking game though. I have to say, like I see this Necro Darkseid lineup and I see the sanking and I feel like that's
Liquid drop
if nothing to say has a good game and he gets to his timings, you know, it's gonna be an Aghanim sanking for sure, and he's gonna, you know, double down on his epicenter. He can just melt all these heroes. Like at the end of the day, Alk and Necro are not very high strength gain heroes. They buy heart and whatnot, like Necro could, but they are very susceptible to sanking Ags, especially the first, like the early timing. Like in the mid game, these heroes.
Liquid ဝင်နိုင်မို့လေ Liquid နိုင်မှာတော့ over ပြီပေါ့နင်းသတိသွားပြီ
Nothing to say also, this game will get a lot of help in the mid lane like he did last game. Let's see how game number 2 will play out and if Team Liquid can keep their tournament dreams alive in game 2 with Cap and SVG.
ကဲတော့ good luck ပါเนาะဒီပွဲတော့ကျွန်တော်တို့နီရှာအနေနဲ့ပြန်ထုမယ်ထင်တာပဲပါဆိုတော့ခုနကပွဲတော့နီရှာမစ်ကเนาะအားလီဘိုက်နိုင်သွားတာဆိုတော့နီရှာတိတ်လုံးကမထောက်ပါဘူးမခဲတော့ချက်ပြတ်တယ်ဆိုတော့
Ooh, very stylish. I need a new PC. As you know, my graphics card has been dying trying to run Dota.
Know that.
So you need some real power to run it these days. Man, I hope they do a spring cleaning update. But otherwise, I will gladly accept this new laptop because I need one. Thank you. Thank you, Austin.
That's very good. Very good. All right, game 2, Liquid. Looking for a comeback. Xtreme Gaming looking to just put Liquid in the ground and out of this tournament. Move on to their next opponent, who, reminder for everybody, the winner of this series has to play up against Team Spirit, who looks very good.
That's a nice opponent to have waiting for you, you know?
Yeah, that is a spooky one. I almost feel like if these teams
I mean, he went that here, no? He's got a sort of
show they're good enough and clean enough to be able to 2-0 this, then are they good enough to take on Team Spirit?
I also think if you're Spirit, you like the slower games where you just get to play your style, out team fight people. And that game 1 was sloppy. It was long. Yeah. Neither team convincingly won it. You know, I think Spirit's biggest weakness is like the old gaming style, the old Liquid style when they were winning TI. Like, we're going to run you over in 30. You don't get to go to that late game. That was not a game where that was convincing at all. So
yeah, Liquid's refusing to play that kind of style in this match. I mean, we're seeing Ace just go for the greediest builds possible.
No wars, right?
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. We're not seeing the Crimsons. We're not seeing the Pipes. We're not seeing the early high ground. I think this is a lineup that could potentially do it on paper. You have Alk, you have Necrophos, you have Sustain, you have an Aura Fire in the dark
Ace didn't get inside the cogs. If he had gotten inside of the cogs and they'd had a setup where they could have double Ion Shell Vame for a little bit, he might have died there. But as it stands, he's going to be shoved out of lane. And look at Tofu. He's going to stick around if Ame thinks that he has free passage back to lane. Oh, wait. Tofu didn't? I thought for sure he was going to arrow him from the high ground, hit a bunch of right clicks on him with the Celestial Quiver, that extra bit of damage he's able to do, but no.
Don't want to let the equilibrium get controlled bottom too much. Mickey not getting early CS with an Alk. This lane could get pushed in pretty quickly, so you have to be wary of that. All eyes on this mid though.
နီရှာတော့ဖျဲမှာတော့ရမယ်နော်ဒီပွဲနီရှာလို့ခိလေးကောင်းတော့ကောင်းပါတယ်နော်ဆန်တုံးရင်ဆန်ငင်းကလေးဒီမှာနကရိုတာဝိုင်းဆောင်းမလို့ကောင်းနေပဲပူပေါ့
It's a very strong necro pick. It's great
ကဲ
against
တော့ဒီမှာနီရှာပြပြီးသေးလားနော်မခရစ်ပြခုနကောင်းနေနီရှာ
He doesn't want to buy early nullifier.
ဒီကတော့2
Liquid
ဘူး
really
လား
punished this first pick Centaur. We saw the strength of it in game 1, but this is not going to be nearly as easy a game. A lot of good matchups here that Liquid can abuse.
Nothing to say, struggling already. This is getting a little rough. Oh, that was a nice hit.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, not at all.
There's no way you can win this matchup. It's impossible. You're just hoping you get some stacks in the jungle that you can fall back on and...
Get the ward, get the ward, get the ward! Okay, you got it. Nothing to say. Can maybe play a bit of lane with the Sandstorm. Do manage to get the kill there, running down F1.
Yeah, midကတော့ဒီကတော့ Sentry တိုက်ပွဲပဲเนาะဒီမှာတော့ Liquid က Sentry တောင်းထောင်နိုင်တော့ဆိုင်းကဘာမှလုပ်လို့မရဘူးလေ
abusing that Celestial Quiver. Never
ဒီ
underestimate.
အန်တာတော့မကြိုက်ဘူးနော်သူတို့ပုံစံလည်းဒီမှာဒီ point လေးအဲ့လိုပဲချားတဲ့ကောင်တွေတော့များ
TP? What's he TP?
နောက်ပွဲဆိုတော့အားလေးပဲကေးမထွက်တာတော့မှပြည့်မလားဘောဘောဆိုပြီး
Maybe
ကေး
they
ရ
were
အများ
trying
ကြီး
to
ဖြစ်
catch Boxy when he was going for the pull on creeps, which he has done, and will pull the creeps all the way back behind the tower, out of Ame's reach. Get a half pull as well.
Still got the equilibrium bottom, so XXS, he's not going to suffer on this Centaur. Honestly, pretty nice start for him. The little linger top gave him a free wave, and it's kind of all you need in some of these Alec matchups.
Yeah, we've seen the MO for this these Centaur games. It's just literally the 4 position, draws as much tension as possible, tries to give as much experience as possible to Centaur. As Centaur gets Helm of Iron Will, and then boom, you're free. The shackles are gone, and the 4 position can kind of do whatever they want.
Nothing to say. Trying to survive through this Necropulse matchup. Doing fairly well early.
ကျန်နီရှာ
You can
အမေ
get
ဟို
a
ဘက်က
couple
လည်းတော့
waves
Sans
here,
Round လေးနဲ့
dodge
3 လေးစားလိုက်ပြန်ပတ်လိုက်ပဲ
might be in the clear.
Yeah, at some point he just goes
အမေ
back.
ဆိုင်ကြီးမကောင်းတာတော့အဲ့လိုမျိုး step တွေပါတယ်နော် midnight ဝိုင်းတော့ပြန်စားနေတော့ recover ဖြစ်တော့ဖြစ်လောက်
And you start going in there, you're very efficient. So it's not looking too bad for him. Playing quite well today. See what Liquid can make of this Dark Seer. Now they have it in their hands. Not the same Wombo combo lineup.
No, not at all.
So very different style for Ace to play through here. But you do have a nice combo with the Clockwork in terms of playing faster on the map. You have a nice combination with
မ
Alchemist.
ခေကကောင်းတယ်ခုတော့ဝင် liquid အားရနီရှာရေအနေနဲ့များလိုက်တာဒီမှာ Sans King နဲ့တော့မှောက်တော့မလို့
Great surge target as well.
ဖြစ်
Misha
လို့
trying to bait a little bit. Nothing to say. Would love to get the kill, but 8 magic wand charges.
ကဲ Sentry နောက်တစ်ချောင်းမက်ကတော့လုံးဝ Sentry တိုက်ပွဲပဲ
Danger of almost dying, but
နော်အဲ့တော့ကျွန်တော် National Sentry နဲ့ 8 Sentry ကိုပြတ်ရင်နော်နီရှာ
Potential on this neck.
ကျွန်တော် fight တွေက Sentry နဲ့ပြန်ဖြတ်လို့ရတယ်အဲ့တော့
It's worth going
Mega
for,
easy
just
job.
stacking consistently. If it backfires, it'll backfire real hard. At the same time, if you're
Mane,
Liquid,
what
you
do you,
have to
eh?
expect to bring
Apayong
support
Tibo
in this
do
lane
that
for the
around.
Reaper kill.
yeah, I was thinking that.
Can't get it on his own.
I was thinking way more for Liquid to rotate into that lane, but instead the full rotation up the top lane with the Iron
Yeah,
Shell
oh,
space
now like
continues
the core,
inside
yeah,
the
in
constant
two man.
grenade onto
Come on,
Arrow to finish off.
Arrow,
At least
no,
Xnova.
yeah,
Maybe Ame dies
Yeah,
as
Ame
well.
was sure,
Surge, Boxy, he
Oh,
wanted to commit for
yeah,
that
yeah,
kill
yeah,
while
yeah,
Ace
yeah,
was trying
yeah,
to
yeah,
offer
yeah,
him a
yeah,
way
yeah.
out.
ချိန်ရတော့ 1-on-1 break ဘက်ကပြချလာတာနည်းနည်းလေးမြန်သွားတာလည်းပါတယ်အဲ့
anyway,
ဆို
so support for support trade-off, which is fine for Xtreme, as long as Ame is alive.
Is under attack.
Death Pack doing a little bit of work in this lane. You have that Lotus still in your back pocket, so some HP for Ame to work with, as the arrow will not connect here. Free farm for Mickey. Creating a lot of space for this Alchemist
ကဲ
right
တော့
now.
နောက်တော့ 1k
It's
လောက်
not
တော့
a bad
နော်
MO
ဒါ
for
တော့တာ
Liquid
ဒီ
as,
ကအမ
you know,
alchemist
mid
ဖြစ်
lane
နေတာ
sweep
ရ
no
ပြီးတော့
matter what.
တော့ mid ကလည်း necro အားကိုးတွေပါတယ်နေ
Forced into the jungle very early.
liquid ပြန်လာမယ်တော့ထင်ပါတယ်ကိုပြောလို့ပဲတောက်ချောက်ဒီဘက် drop လေး
I
လည်းမို
kind
က်
of expected Liquid to go for this like back laning they were doing with Darkseer, and then move the Clockwork into that mid lane, right? Cut the wave, then he rotates in. He either one stops the Sand King from hitting neutrals. Oh, Meke almost dying there from the gank.
I expect Boxy to start scouting the Sand King more. Yeah, they're going to scan him here. He's going to run in with an Obs and a Sentry. So this is where you want to look for him because now you have the Reaper online and you have the Catapult Wave mid. So you know NTS is going to be pressured to respond to this in the mid lane. He does have Epicenter available.
Yeah, there's turnaround potential
ကဲ
here.
mid တွေမှာ ठी ကိုကြိုးစားနေတာဆိုတော့ဒီ
Tofu feeling like with the glyph being used, he needs to stop this bottom lane push. With the arrow, he kills the siege wagon.
ဟုတ်တယ်နော်
The
ဒီမှာ
latency should be fine.
တကယ်ကြီးကြိုး
Pretty
စား
hard
နေ
for Centaur Dark Willow to stop him from pulling waves.
This means NTS will get to kill this wave for free though. That's a pretty big win for
အဲ့
Xtreme.
ဒါမဲ့အရင်ကမလွယ်ဘူးဆိုင်းနေရတယ်တော့ San Fran ပါနေပြပြန်ရှင်ဒီမှာပေါင်းကြည့်ရော
the power rune.
yes ဒါပေါ် timing လေးကတော့ချဖို့တော့ရှိတယ်နဲ့အော်ပေါ်လဲမှာ8တော့ပါ
Amp
Too bad.
damage for Xnova.
ဒီ why
Do they see Boxy here? He's going to kill a Curry. Now they see him.
Been killed.
အေးကတော့ဒီပွဲရဲ့ Xtreme တာတယ်လေ
The
ကြီးဆိုရင်
Clockwork
တော့
that they will have to play against
Yeah,
for the
blocking
second
out.
time in a row.
Blocking out the Ancients.
You got to get vision on some of these stacks. Like, you know they're coming. You definitely want to contest them this game if you can. You have very good heroes to contest it, especially if you can get the Alk in there. Currently has a couple stacks of his own, though. Mickey farming very efficiently. So, NTS gets all this uncontested. It's a big win for him in this game.
Yeah, there's not
that'd be
much
a
pressure on
taking
mid.
it,
Like
yeah.
Xnova is taking the wave with no contest. Liquid just playing again to farm.
Radiance
It's surprising for me. Maybe I still have this old idea of the team that they want to
yeah.
like play through mid super fast, abuse runes, abuse a winning mid matchup. they haven't really looked for it at all.
I
ဟို
think that
clean
Liquid
feed
is
ဟို
gonna
တော့
dead.
မရ play off တော့တစ်ချက်ကြည့်ရမယ် clean feed မှာတော့ဒီ
Maybe
တက်ပါ
it's
ဘူး
the introduction of Tofu
Yeah,
Ace.
yeah.
Maybe
That's
it's a
right,
bit
yeah.
of the patch. They feel like it's not the you can't play that way.
ဒီဘောဒီလူကိုကြိုးစားပြီးမရဘူးရောင်းနောက်မှာ online ချင်းလိုက်ကြီး
For kind of a
ပုံ
suicide
ချင်းလာဟာ
contest
တူ
here.
ဖူး
Onto the wisdom.
And
Maybe
the
Tofu
Miai,
can still
ah,
get
this
something
one.
out of this.
ကဲမရောနာ lead ခောက်ပြီးတော့ရှိတော့မယ်နော်ပြန်ပတ်လိုက်တော့
Needed 2 more hits probably from the Mirana. Not good enough.
Feels like XG are getting the little wins here.
Yeah, for sure.
Because they're not supposed to be doing this well in this early game. Like that's my gut read. So the fact that NTS is as farmed as he is, you get to sit on a top with some solo XP. You never gave this Centaur up in the early game, 0 deaths. He's going to have a fast helm. Feels like all your cores are kind of chilling right now.
ညမင်းကသူကlevel 2 ပြူတာပါ1-3နဲ့
Amadam almost done for Ace.
ဟိုတစ်စင်းလောက်တော့ဟန်ဆောင်မဆောင်မသိဘူးအရေးကြောင်းပါညာစ
Golem
တန်
camps for this Alchemist. That's what we need right now.
That's true.
Start stacking those golem creeps.
Tower is under attack.
They
traditional key တော့ကို over လို့ထင်တာ
It's
ပဲ
even
Oh,
more
yeah.
ကြိုက်က
good with Tofu.
They'll be able to hit a lot this game.
Clockwork can do it with Ion Shell put on him. So if they could just push lanes in all the time, Liquid will kind of outfarm you. Combination of both the Elk and Necro, plus the supports being able to do something. Boxy with his haste rune runs into the skeleton archers. Ame is going to retreat back through the gate here.
Miguel?
And pressure
Maybe,
down.
I
Here comes the
mean, no,
Emissary.
stand out
Chain
there.
stun.
I mean, LG Mechanical Reach ပြောင်းဝင်ရတယ်မယ်နောက်က epicenter ရင်းနဲ့ပဲ
Ame is just here.
ကဲ mechanic ကတော့ gang ကန်လိုက်ရပြီဒီဘက်
Nice
မှာကျွန်တော်
surprise
နော်
move from nothing to say. They
အားမင်းကလည်း tower လာချိုးပေးဦးမှာ
at all as the Necro's just been jungling. That's another reason I don't like Liquid giving up this pressure point mid in such a favorable matchup. Like, if you're giving NTS some freedom to make some plays on the map that the Necros,
နီရှာ try လို့ရအမေအရင်မြက်ကမတာပါဘူးနော်
there's no response on
ကိုရီမျိုးလေးသားနဲ့နီရှာပြီးတော့ necro ကကျတော့အများကြီးတာသွားမှထင်တယ်အမေ drop sang ကြီးအဲ့လိုစတက်ပြန်စားတာရေနော်ဘာညာရှောက်ကန်နေတာ
those
နဲ့
favorable skirmishes.
နောက်မှတော်တော်ကြီးကိုမကွာဘူးပြန်
Iron
နီ
Shell
ရှာနဲ့
Boxy and TP
ငါလည်းလို့စေ
in somewhere and look for some sort of turnaround. That play happens too fast.
Look at Nisha. Pretty fearless, man.
He should
I
be.
mean,
He should be fearless in this game. He needs to play aggressive. He needs to take space away from Xtreme Gaming and abuse his position.
I mean, this is a pretty insane blow to the economy.
Oh, yeah, these are
Taking this
double,
big of
triple.
double stacks.
XG just not protecting this at all, and this is what you want to see out of Liquid. Stack
ဒါ
contesting,
ကတော့မ
take
ရ
away
တော့
from
မ
the
င်း
same
ဒါလည်း
team.
သူကဒီနေ့မှလာကောင်းနေတာ
Kind
ကောင်း
of
မ
the
လား
same. He's not taking stacks, but
ဟောကနောက်မလဲ
he
သူ
is
့ kick က
trying to
လောက်
take
ကွက်တွေ
some
ကြောင့်
of
အဲ့လို
the
liquid
spawn,
ရှုံးရတယ်
which
လို့
is
ပြောလို့ရ
a nice idea.
He's taking the golems.
ကဲ report side
And the Reaper side kill,
ကျွန်တော်
not
နီရှာ
quite there.
နော်
Tower is under
Is there
ဒီ
still
နေ့
a
တနေ့လုံး
death?
ဘူပိတ်နေတယ်ရောက်ရင်နီရှာလေး
Looks like it. Oh, okay, okay. It just
အော်နောက်ဆုံးတော့
disappeared.
ကျွန်တော်တော့ပြတ်တော့ပြောက်သွားတယ်ဒါပေမဲ့ report side နေတော့မရလား
Yeah, that was weird.
report ပင်နေဝင်သွားအောက်ကလည်းကျွန်တော် mechanic ကနော်ဘလို့နှိမ့်သွားလဲခုနတစ်ခေါက်ကန်ကန်လိုက်ရတာဘာညာနဲ့ဒီမိက7 minutes ရှိပြီနော်4တော့900
To start going the other
For
way,
sure.
right?
For sure.
ဟိုဒါနေတယ်လို့တော့ပြောလို့ရတယ်
Now, Mickey
ချိန်နေရတော့ရောက်ရင်လက်ကွက်အရင်ကြီးတော့မလွယ်ဘူးနော်ဒီပွဲဖြစ်နေတဲ့ပုံစံကတော့
Really solid levels on Tofu. Where did he get all these levels from? It's almost
14လောက်မှာ
7.
ပါ
Well, picked up the last hit on 2 different kills, so I don't remember the kills, but maybe he got solo experience for 1 or 2 of them.
Must have eaten one of the shrines here, yeah. Nah, he's a big boy. Could start farming up.
And Nisha is still taking those camps. They're no longer Lornoff camps, they're now Nisha camps,
Is that the official term for it?
apparently.
Did Lornoff tell you that?
No. Don't think I've ever spoken to Lornoff in my life, so. Maybe Lano changed this tournament.
Okay.
Though. Maybe
Yeah,
Galaxy is
it's
doing
got the
very
American,
well.
Oh, look at this though. Liquid starting to take some of those top net worth positions.
ဟိုနောက်တော့ 1k တော့ရှိတော့ရှိပါသေးတယ်
Triple uber fast farming line. Maybe it's XG who should have been a little worried about contesting stuff here.
Yeah, I mean, well, okay. You couldn't really contest things until, you know, nothing.
Yeah,
Say
sure.
was actually.
Yeah, remember,
online
they're not
back
saying
when.
in the
Now
tag
you
already,
can
yeah.
Dagger, though,
I mean,
it's
I'm a
about
bossy.
time to start amping
They have
up
5
the
বেশি দিলে
tempo a bit.
no
This is still the
yeah
part of the game where you can kill
Show
the
me
Necrophos.
Yeah.
You bring supports behind the Sand King with a Stampede. That window will close pretty quickly in this game if you don't find those 1 or 2 cheeky kills. Kind of same with the Alchemist here.
Yeah.
And again, I would love to see Ace just go ores this game. Get the pipe up, potentially even a Lotus Orb, and just buff your other 2 cores. Make them invincible in that front line.
The second time I didn't know any no smoke the body can.
Though this is going to be like a three-headed Hydra problem for Xtreme.
Una boy time about it. Okay, all you know to get
Playmaker
nying no
that
dinner thing
can
allo
kill
thing
a
so.
hero.
All you
It's
know
kind
game
of
to.
long cooldown.
Challenge me chào đó
It's not guaranteed.
T1 cha bi rồi lại online chiến này gì chứ nào.
He wants to use his epicenter somewhere. Is he going to kill the Alk, the Necro, or the Darkseer, who are all shoving lanes, who are all farming very efficiently, who are all working towards, it's only going to get worse when you have double Radiance.
This is one of those games where should you even go with the blink on the sanking? Are those opportunities going to even be there?
All right. Okay.
As he
Aussie
finds
net job
There
này.
you go. Quick little support pickup. We'll bring the supports into the game. Like, I think you want blink on sanking at some point in this game.
Không có
Tried
thế
to get Shaman, got him on the
này.
wall,
No.
but because of the stampede, the slow
Send up
does
game, we want
nothing
the
to
army
him.
to
And he's able to run out, and that'll be Ame completing his Deso very soon. So if they can get these epicenter pickoffs, and Ame's involved with them,
Okay,ဒီမှာမိပြီး taxi ရ Oh, now okay, right. Oh,အားမေပါပြန်ပြ
Okay.
Ace
တကယ်ကနန်းနေလို့တကယ်ကောင်းနေတာ
the creepy save.
It felt like one of those
Game
games
one,
where
game
you
two.
find these blink kills, and then he just finds two of them. Pretty nice pickups for NTS. That will finish the Deso for the Clinks, as you mentioned, and now they're kind of cruising around the map. Now you have some damage to bring these big boys down before some of the tanky items come out. Is this gonna be a double Radiance lineup?
ကျတော့တကယ်ကို ready ကနည်းအောင်တော့ဖြစ်တော့ဖြစ်သွားပြီနော်ဒါပေမဲ့နောက်ပိုင်းကျွန်တော်ဒီကောင်မတို့ဘာလို့လဲအဲ့လိုပဲသွားကြတာပဲ Necro Alchemist
Where you're trying to use those Radiances to get the next set of items. That's when I would want to see actually
Charlie
strike if
Radiant.
they're gonna strike in this game.
Yeah, that's for me where the Blink Dagger is like, yeah, it's a no-brainer, right? Like, Radiance, high damage, but these heroes are going to be incredibly squishy. One good initiation, they're just gone. So,
Stampede definitely helps as well.
yeah.
It's going to change the dynamic for the Clinks a lot. I think last game Liquid abused the fact that once you got on top of this Clinks, he was kind of just dead in the water. Like, he got hookshot cogged, some random stuff.
အဲ့တော့ကျွန်တော်မkilling နေဒီဘက်73မိနစ်ကြော်မှာတော့
disengage.
Radiant လေးတော့စတော့ရ
Stampede him away, he can
အဲ့
reset.
တော့နော်မြန်ပန်းမရမယ်
Go back in or maybe dodge.
ဟော
some
late game
spells.
သွားလို့မရဘူး late game ဆိုရင်တော့ Liquid ကတော့နေ
I think last game he didn't really
Late
have
game
that
really
sort
lost.
of support. I guess you could have surged him.
အဲ့ကလေးနဲ့ကောင်နဲ့နောက်ပိုင်းအဲ့လို nullifier တွေ brother တွေပါလာရင် Necro ကလည်းဘာမှလုပ်လို့မရ
Correctly if I'm not wrong here, but like, Liquid haven't used Moonlight Shadow.
ဟုတ်တယ် Liquid ကအားလေးတာ
He had
ပါ
it very early
အဲ့
too.
30လောက်မှဖိထားလေ
That
ကောင်း
says
နေ
so
ပဲ
much about Liquid's like mindset for this game. Like, no aggressive actions whatsoever. Just Nisha plays in their side of the jungle, trying to, just win the farm battle. Tofu taking some camps here to win the farm battle.
They're just farming.
Anything to keep these cores in safe positions, successfully getting their radiances
အဲ့
and
အဲ့
farming
စမိုး
with
လေး
them.
နဲ့ဒီဘက်ကနော်အဲ့ဒီတက်ကတော့ hard mode ကတော့ပိုက်ပဲ
They gotta be the ones.
နော်ပြီးမှမှကျွန်တော် head တွေပါတွေ
Bonuses on them.
ပြန်တော့ရင်တော့မယ်ပိုက်ကလည်းလိုပါတယ် Daxi က Necro ကြီး
They are not to be trifled with.
အဲ့ Liquid Annie များတဲ့ဆိုတော့ဘာကြီးအေးပြောရင်ဆိုရင်အောက်မှာ Alchemist ဆိုင်ကြီး Ambition နဲ့ Boros Right တွေအောက်မှာထပ်တော့ပြောင်းသွားခဲ့ရပြီဒီက Mikin ဟာကျွန်တော်တို့ body လို့ဖြစ်မနေဘူးနောက်တော့တာမန်ကြီးပြင်နေတယ် Alchemist နဲ့
bit of efficiency for Xtreme.
It just feels like Liquid are saying do whatever you want. We
ဟာ
don't
တ
care.
ကောင်ချင်းကြီးတွေရောက်ဒီဘက်မှာလည်း Ace
For a third
ထပ်တော့
opportunity
ပေးရ
here.
ပြန်ပြီ
Ace is gonna die.
Liquid ကမပြန်နေပြီကွာနော်ပြစ်တစ်ချင်ကမနေချင်တော့ဘူးတဲ့
Darkseer and his creep.
That's all Arcane Rune for the Sanking, by the way. So here's another epicenter in 50 seconds here.
That's sick. And
This feels too free for me. Like, it's not that you're falling behind, but there's just no pressure on the map. Liquid are conceding the entire first 20 minutes here and just banking on the fact that these three super farmers are eventually going to kick in and
ကဲဒီ
scale.
မှာနေရှားလဲ Radiant နော်မြန်လေးဖမ်းတာကျွန်တော် Mikin မှာဖိဖို့အတွက်
Interesting approach.
သူက Mikin မှာဖိဖို့လိုနေတဲ့အချိန်မှာကျွန်တော်တို့ဟမ်ဘောနှစ်ကောင်မှာ pick up ပြန်ပေးလိုက်ရ
I think they're going to
Sound
be
one in,
able to
wow.
momentum in this game. And it can quickly turn into, oh, suddenly we're taking Roshan because we killed one of your cores with this death.
ဂိမ်းနိုင်ပြန်ပြီအောင်
and with
Terrorize
both between the strafe and the burning
And
barrage.
there's that.
Doesn't
Still
actually
one
use
more.
the burning
Down
barrage,
there,
but
yeah.
still, FY is able to run him down thanks to the Stampede, Shadow Realm, and
Liquid ကတော့တော်တော်ကြီးကိုခက်ခဲနေတာဒီကောင်
got
လေး
some decent heroes to utilize the Stampede.
Yeah, they really do.
Sanking likes it a lot to keep close to heroes with Epicenter. Dark Willow sometimes has a problem closing that gap to actually use Bedlam.
ဟုတ်တယ် Dark Side
You can see him there. Nice little hiding spot from FY.
Ah,
Wait till his
no,
TV's back
FY
up,
nagwab
he's
ya.
out. They're very farmed, by the way, on this Dark Willow. Already has full Distiller, almost an entire Glimmer Cave. He's cruising in this game.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I think you can Roche already if you're XG. You have pipe on Centaur. You have the clink
ဟုတ်တယ်ကျွန်တော် Russian နေမှာပို့ချင်တော့ပို့လို့ရတယ်ဆန်တော့ပိုင်နေ
They might
ဟော
be
ကလင်းနဲ့
up down here.
ဘဘကအခုမှအဲ့လိုနီရှာတို့ကတော့ကိုယ် radiant မရှိသေးတာချလို့မနိုင်သေးဘူး
Enough damage that it's not going to be too slow.
This is the downside of just farming if you're on the side of Liquid. You're going to concede some objectives here, maybe earlier than you would
ကျိုး
Right, the problem may
ဘုံမ
not
နိုင်
be
ကျေးဇူးအများကြီး
this
တင်ပါတယ်
is
တကူတက
this
fighting လို့လာ
Roche
ပြော
is
ပေးရ
really
တာ
fast. They can use that banner to go high ground, right?
Thank you so much ပါ
I don't know about that.
ကဲလာတော့တယ်ကျွန်တော်ဒီမှာ Russian တော့ဒီဘက်မှာကျုံလို့တော့ရတော့ရအဓိကတော့ fight ပါသွားပြီဆိုတော့
So they're going to stop
ပြည့်မလား Daxo အားကိုနဲ့ပြီးတော့ fight ကလည်းကာပေးထားတာပါညာနေဆိုတော့နော်ဒီချိန်မှာတော့ Xtreme ကတော့ပြန်မှာဟဲမယ်ဆိုတဲ့အနေထားပဲ
They will get the pick off.
Boris
At least
right
they get something for their efforts.
အားမယ်ဖြစ်တာကြီးဆောင်းဝန်းနာနေပြီ
love that slowing down too much, but
It's Deso charges. And he's had more charges in this game than he had, going 40 minutes into that other one. Straight back into the Roche. Boxy, he gets found on the side. He has to hook shot out. Okay, that's a green light to finish this one out.
definitely.
အဲ့ဒီတကယ် liquid အိမ်ပြန်ရတော့မယ်ထင်တယ်အနေထားကြည့်ရတော့
Well, he's got no daggers to slow down
Cool,
Boxy. Boxy's probably going to get enough distance. The wheel doesn't quite land, and the cogs.
မ Aegis လည်းပေးလိုက်ရတယ်ကျွန်တော်ဒီဘက်မှာလည်း Boxy
underneath the wheel.
အပေးရပြီးတော့ liquid က liquid လို့တော့မခံလာအောင်ဟမ်ဒီ game 2ကြီးကအဲ့လိုတော်တော်ကွဲနေတာနော်အခုချိန်ကြီးလဲနီရှာကကျွန်တော်ဘာမှမလုပ်သေးဘူးအချိန်လုံးချိန် fan နေတက်တက်လောက်ပဲဆိုတော့ပွဲရအဲ့လိုမျိုး Xtreme လုံးသမျှကြီးကိုခံနေရတာ liquid ကနီရှာရဲ့ငြိမ်နေရလဲပါတယ်ကွာဒီ game 2 က
Net worth very even, despite the fact that it is a Necro Alchemist double Radiance lineup. Again, they should be out farming you on the enemy team, but Xtreme, they're getting enough early kills, enough objectives taken.
ဒီပြချိန်ရမှာလားဒါမှမဟုတ်နီရှာပဲဘာဖြစ်သွားတာလဲနော်
Scepter done nice and early. Nisha.
အော်ပြောရင်းဆိုရင်နီရှာက TV ကန်ဆယ်ခံလိုက်ရတယ်အော်ဒီဘက်မှာလည်း site ကမသေးပြန်ဘူး
Potion is going to keep him
တော်
alive.
တော်ဒစ်လင်နေတာ liquid အဲ့ဒါမှာ Boros Strike နီရှာဘဘိုင်ကျွန်တော်အောက်မှာတော့
Up to 8.
ကဲ sorry Alchemy ဆန်တော့ရိုက်တော့ရိုက်ကြည့်အောင်မယ်
Centaur trying to get a
ဟောကေ
kill.
နော်ဆန်တော့ရဒါပေမဲ့
We'll get him a
နီရှာဟုတ်နေဦးပြင်တယ်ဒီနေ့ပွဲမှာ
Boxy interrupts that one. Hook shot in. Cogs pushing back FY into an awkward spot.
မခဲလေးကတော့ကောင်းသေးတယ်နော် game 1နေပါတယ်
Enough TPs.
ကဲ Boros Strike မြောက်ကွဲနေတယ် liquid
Keep fighting into
ဘာဖြစ်သွားအေးအားမထပ်တိုင်းပါလား Aegis အားကိုကတော့ရှိသေးတယ်
he spotted that unstable concoction pop. He knows he's under.
ပြမလားမမသူတို့လည်းဆိုင်လို့တော့ရပါတယ်ဒီကောင်လေးဒီအနေထားနဲ့ဆိုတော့ Alchemy လည်း dagger တွေပါပါနေပြီဒါပေမဲ့ကျွန်တော်ကန်ဆိုချင်တော့နီရှာပေါ်မှာ TV ကန်ဆယ်ခံလိုက်ရ
Careful there, brother.
Yeah.
Nice play around the map. At least Liquid get one core kill in this early game for losing this Necro. This Necro, folks, is super high level, by the way. Because he's just been purely farming, he was highest level by a couple, level 15 there. That's a lot of XP swinging XG's way.
Boros Strike ကလည်းတိုင်ပတ်
Was it the shawl? I mean, it had to have been. That was a
ခု
low.
ချိန်ဒီနီရှာကြီးက revolve site နဲ့တော့ကြီးမရသေးဘူး
Extra bit of magic resistance makes the difference.
Oh, Glimmer Capes are going to be amazing for both teams in this game.
Yeah.
There's a lot of utility that can go a long way.
It's that is almost Nisha online. Not with the Glimmer Cape, with the consecrated ramp. Similar idea here.
We'll delay his
နောက်ဘဝ
BKB.
တော့ရှိသေးတယ်ဒါပေမဲ့ liquid ကစားတာကြီးအဲ့လိုရုပ်တည်ရုပ်ကြီးဖြစ်
BKB
နေ
here,
နော်ဒီပွဲမှာ
it's a very good BKB game. You have to think about
ကဲအမီတွေမြောက်နေပြီ epicenter Boros Strike နောက်မှာ clean shape ပြဂျဝဲလို့ terrorize တကယ်လုံးသမျှခံနေရတဲ့ Gym Liquid ဟဲ့အောင်ရင်
No immediate response. In fact, Alchemist even.
သူတို့ဘက်ကလည်း initiator ရှိရတာပဲမစဘူးဖြစ်နေ
I don't want to join in some fight without a BKB being done, which it is just.
ကီးတွေကတဖြည်းဖြည်းနဲ့ကွာလာပြီနော်ဒီဘက်မှာ
You
73လေး
get dragged in the fights you don't want to join or you're not ready to. He's very strong on the map. You gotta remember this is
တကယ်ပါ liquid ကိုအများကြီးတက်ကြည့်ကျင်နေတယ်ဒီကောင်တွေက
plus shell.
အမေနော် performance ကတိတ်အဆင်မပြေဘူးဖြစ်တယ်တကယ် Xtreme 2 ဒီဝါမလားတော့မသိဘူးပုံစံကြည့်ရ
behind to play with right now.
ကဲဒါပေမဲ့ဒါတော့ mid game ကတော့ liquid drop ကတော့ပူချလို့ကောင်းနေလို့လေနော်ဒီဘက်မှာ Alchemy နဲ့ BKB တော့ရပြီဆိုတော့နောက်မှာ arm scan ဟုတ်တယ်ဒီဘက်မှာ AC Nisha damage ဝင်ပေးလိုက်တဲ့နောက်မှာ AC တက်ကတော့ပုံဆုံးသွားပြီးတော့ဟိုဘက်မှာလည်း arrow AC ဇက်ကိုပြေးတော့ထိန်းထားပြီးတော့ပဲနောက်ဆုံး scan ပြီးကြားမှာတော့တိတိပြေးတယ်ဆိုပေမဲ့ no AC ဇက် for 2 match တဲ့ဟောမှာပြန်ယူပြီးတော့ပဲကျွန်တော်အဝေးကိုပြန်ပြေးဖို့တော့ကြိုးစားရတယ်ကျွန်တော် Michael ရှိုက်ပြီနော်ကျွန်တော်တို့ကဲစန်တော်လောက်မှာကြာလို့မရအောင်ဆိုင်ကပြန်ဝင်မှုတွေချောင်းနေတယ်နော်ဟိုးနောက်မှာအနေနဲ့များကုန်ပြီဒီဘက်ကကနေပြန်ပြဆိုင်က ball strike ရဲနောက်မှာ boxing ပေးရသေးတယ်ဒီဘက်က AC ဇက်မသေးသေးဘူးရောင်ရင်နောက်ဆုံး more back ညနောက်ကကလေးမဟုတ်တယ် AC ဇက်နောက်ဆုံးပြေးဖို့တော့ကြိုးစားနေအောင်မယ်နောက်ကြောက်အော် BK BKB တွေပါကြီးလိုက်ပြီကော
XXS
Yeah, I need to load in here.
no way out here.
ဒါပြီ
They will be in
ကျွန်တော်
third.
3 for 2
Extreme Gaming
trade
did a good job of fighting back a little bit there, but ultimately it's
Okay,
just a
so
little
I'm
bit
so
too
way, no?
strong in their timing. Will win the fight.
ဒီကတော့ ultimate BKB အားကိုကြီးနဲ့ဆိုင်လိုက်ကြတာဆိုတော့
Both had kill
ဟို
streaks.
ဒီတော့ဘတ်တယ်လေးကတော့နည်းနည်းလေးကိုအဆင်ပြေသွားတယ်ပြောပါ
Liquid's way. Some of the streak went to Mickey, some went to Ace, and they get that big centaur kill at the end. Decent gold exchange straight into
အဲ့
tournament.
ဖြစ်တယ်ဟုတ်လား
Very nice
လေကင်းကတော့ဟိုက Xtreme အများကြီးတာတယ်90 30လောက်ဖြစ်မယ်တင်တယ်လေကင်းကတော့
Winning this BKB, daring
liquid
you to come
30
in for the
Xtreme
turnaround.
90ဖြစ်မယ်
And there is no turnaround because you don't have epicenter there. You used it on that mid kill. It was still on cooldown. We're gonna see NTS come in on the second half of this fight. He gets a burrow here on the clockwork. He has an amp damage, but with no epicenter, they're just ignoring it. Like, yeah, whatever. You can sit on the side of the fight. We are going to implement the great strategy.
Horus right ဟုတ်တယ်
Back-to-back pickoffs potentially. Oh, the
တော်သေးတယ်ကျွန်
crow
တော်စ
crab
သုံး
interrupted
လို့ရ
things a
ပါ
bit
တယ်
there.
ဓာတ်ကြီးကမပြတ်သွားသေးဘူး
Yeah, that is not great. Ame did also get the pick off on Tofu with the reveal of the Orchid.
Something. Big wins for Liquid here, though, in the last few minutes. This is what their lineup wants to do. Hit these mid-game timings that are just unstoppable. Too much HP, too much regen. BKBs are super strong. You don't have that super scaling yet. These are the fights that are going to cause Xtreme Gaming problems. And we'll see how this Roche lines up because they did it super early. This second one is going to be pretty quick here. And that could be really nice for Liquid in the end. They could be like,
ကဲတော့နီရှာလဲ BKB ရအဲ့ timing နေမှာတော့ light fee ပဲနော်
you know, 20.
ဒီမှာ clean နေပါတွေကဒီချိန်မှာဘာမှအလောက်မဟုတ်သေးဘူးမိရင်သေးပြီအကောင်
There's potential for some fast pushes.
မိရင်
to
တစ်
the
ချက်
team.
ပဲလား
Yeah, it requires to really feel confident about it. You got to finish up the BKB on Nisha. Right, the Clinks damage
sure.
won't be so
ဘယ်
overwhelming.
မတူဘူးအဝင်ထောက်ပြန်လုံးကြည့်ပါ
Maybe the Shivas can be done on Ace.
ဘင်း3လေးတော့ကြည့်ကျင်တယ်ဟေ့
They already have pipe. They already have greaves. You can potentially get. To
ဟုတ်တယ်လို့တခါမှမတွေ့ဘူး22မိနစ်မှာ Rabaro side နဲ့ game မရသေး
They'll
ဘူး
be there at the.
ဒီရှာလို့ damage နည်းနည်းလေးတွေတော်တော်လုံးနေတယ်
You could have all these auras plus an Aegis plus a banner. And what are actually going to do with that? They have to just throw the Sand King epicenter into that amount of HP.
Which I do
One
think
spell, not that strong.
it makes the decision making for Liquid very interesting here, right? Like they actually opted to smoke and make a play here. They moved two.
အော်တဲ့ဆွဲတာလွဲသွားတယ်
there from Boxy,
That was probably the easiest one to hit of the whole.
ကဲဒီမှာ Moonlight Share တွေနဲ့ထပ်များတိုးလိုက်မလား
and this kind of spoils everything here. All right, back to farming.
Definitely an awkward time to make that play when there's no objective to fall back on. Little sad about that, but this should get your Necrophos to the BKB.
But it does slow down both Ace and Mickey, getting their two very crucial armor items. I don't know. I just felt like the timing of that
အခု
smoke.
တော့
was
ဝယ်
like-
ဆန်တိုးတွေကတော့မရဘူးကွာဟာ
I
ကို
feel
တော့
like you look
ပါ
at that
တော့
Roshan timer, you see 2 minutes till it potentially spawns. You say,
နော်
okay,
ဒီက
that's
က
2
လိုမျိုး
minutes
လို့
of
Christian Gap တွေပါတွေကလည်းနည်းနည်းနားထားတာပါညာနေဆိုတော့
But
You always have Moonlight Shadow.
Rattan တွေပါမသွားကြတော့နော်ခုနဝယ်ဆန်တိုးတွေဟပ်ပဲ
that is true.
But that was
Very
that was
high.
some missed Radiance farming time. That's for
player
sure.
hero ကြီးอ่ะဒီမှာလေး bro
Level 12. Every single time I
bro
look
ဘယ်လိုပြောရမလဲဘယ်ဘက်တောင်ဆုံးဘယ်ဘက်ကအပေါ်ဆုံးကြည့်လိုက်အမှ KE ဆိုတာ KDA ဆိုတာအဲ့ဒါ
So race to BKBs for Liquid.
ရှေ့ဆုံးဟာ K ပဲ
20 for NTS here. I think it's the biggest team fight upgrade for Xtreme Gaming.
Yeah.
ကဲ number 1 5K နော်ဒီစေ
Get BKB on him, you're level 20, and suddenly maybe this epicenter can just cut through some of the HP pools here, particularly if you can land some chain stuns. This is not the same ease of execution wombo combo as their lineup in game 1, but it's still there. If you get caught in a 2 or 3 man stun by Centaur Sand King, it's going to get chained by the Dark Will.
အခုနိုင်မှာလားဆိုတော့ကိုပြောလေကင်းအရင်ရောက်သွားရင်တော့တိတ်မကြ
Actual chain stun follow up. You have to be careful.
ဟိုလေကင်းသွားမယ်ဆိုတဲ့မှာ number တေချာလေးဖြတ်ပြီးသွားမှရ
The
ဒီလောက်ရွှေချောင်းလေးနဲ့တော့လေကင်းသွားလို့မလွယ်ဘူးဘာလို့ဒီဘက် clean လေကင်းကိုနိုင်မဲကောင်မပေါ့
completed a heart, but he's not in the same position
တော့ထိန်းရမှာ
Ace's Centaur because he's matched up against the Necro. So as much HP as you get, it's only half as effective against that Reaper side.
ဟုတ်တယ်အားမေရခုန game 1မှာမကောင်းပြောလိုက်လို့ game 2ကတော့7 0နော်အားမေရ
Go on me. If you do, you lose the fight.
He has to play more for the team.
Yeah.
They committed a lot of counter picks to this first pick Centaur. So you just have to recognize that and not play too greedy, not play for yourself too much. Play through your other course.
Knowing that though, do you think the heart is still the right choice? Like, is it a necessity
fine,
for this
yeah.
hero to
It's fine.
scale?
This hero feels real bad without it, honestly.
Yeah, that's fair. He's going to be a bit of a faster Roshan. Not that either team knows this. That does result in it being firmly on the dire side, which is to Xtreme Gaming's favor.
They're going to group up here and smoke. They have BKB on the Sand King, but he couldn't hit that level 20. Probably needed way more ancient stacking or something to get there this early in the game. However, Nisha, he gets his BKB and he is level 20, so get a nice talent for himself.
Yeah,ဒီဘက်မှာရှာတော့ရှာ
Little cherry on top.
အမေကျွန်တော်ဒီမှာအားမရ BKB မရသေးဘူးပါလေလား။အော်ကွက်တီတော့တိုးရမလားမသိဘူးဒီဘက်မှာအေးတိုးဖို့တော့တွေ့
He's going to Moonlight Shadow.
မြင်စရာမရှိဘူးပြ
Moonlight Shadows then
ဒီချိန်ကျရင်တော့ liquid 90ကအရင်များတယ်နော်ဒီချိန်
for now nothing to say just throwing blind burrow strikes out there.
ကဲကျုံးပြီဟဲ့ဒီဘက်မှာ liquid
The rest of Liquid they are
ဒီတော့တိုးပြီအိုးအမတန်းတွေ့သွားပြီဟဲ့ရေးပြီးသွားပြီဗောကလင်းလှုပ်လို့မရတော့ဘူး
the box
ဟောကျွန်တော်နောက်ဆုံးဘောက်ကတော့ထည့်ပေးမယ်လေ stand ပြီးတွေရောအိုးမရမကတော့ hurricane fight နဲ့အလားလေးတော့အားမင်း TV တဲထောက်ဟုတ်တယ်ရောက်တက်နေတာကြောင်လေးတွေကနေတန်သွားပြီ H လို့ဘာပဲပေးလိုက်ရမဟုတ်ပုံရှောင်းတော့မှာကျွန်တော်တို့ဟောဒီဘက် liquid က jam လိုက်တာကြီးကကလင်းနဲ့တန်းတွေ့တော့ဆောင်းကန်ကောင်းတယ်မကဲ
Well, the Reaper was being thrown. I mean, that's a dead Clinks 100% because the box was already used. And you somehow got him out of there with the power of the Hurricane Pike 4-staff. I do think there was an opportunity to maybe turn that. I don't know how well it worked out, but that's the type of scenario that Liquid have to be careful and you're chasing after the BKBs are down. And of course, it all starts with the Mud Golem, the hero that actually needed, but he has no dust, so he can't see anything.
that is true.
You start on this Clinks every time you can.
Yeah.
Like, that is the best target to find. He gets barely bailed out here.
Two different
တော်တော်ကန်ကောင်းတာဟဲ့နော်
some clutch saves.
အားမရသေးသွားလို့ကတော့နောက်ပေါ်လည်းအရင်
Are
ပြတ်
really
သွား
gonna
တော့
have to start considering.
ခုကကျွန်တော်တို့ position 5လောက်ပဲပေးလိုက်ရတယ်နော်
Saying
ဟုတ်တယ်က
you might turn that.
Yeah.
BKB's down, you go in with all those epicenter pulses, you're going to do some serious work.
ကဲနောက်ပေါ်8ကြီးနော်ကျွန်တော်ဒီမှာ Russian နေမှာ force မလား liquid
Roche is available in the bottom pit here for another minute and a half.
နော်ဒီနေ့ liquid ကအဲ့လိုမျိုးနည်းနည်း decision making နဲ့ခြီတုံချတုံနည်းနည်းဖြစ်တယ်အရင် liquid ကကျတော့မြန်တယ် liquid ဆိုသိရမလား
Force the Roche again.
ကြီးလည်းများတယ်ဒီမှာကျုံးတယ် liquid ဆိုတာအရင်အဲ့လိုမျိုး pussy မဖြစ်ဘူးအမေဒီနေ့ liquid ကိုကအဲ့လိုနည်းနည်း pussy ဖြစ်
Timid Extreme Gaming was about it earlier. Trying to make a move on this Necrophos. The team is not coming through the gate or anything.
Just trying to get a BKB or some response out of Liquid. They do get the Moonlight Shadow. Wasn't worth nothing here.
And they're going to use the remnants of this Moonlight Shadow to make it go on mid. Nothing to say. Arrow goes out. You spot him, but he's too far away. He's burrow struck. He's up to the high ground. Dangerous proposition. Even with knowing that Ame isn't here, knowing that he's top lane.
Russian လေး force လိုက်တာဒီပွဲရတယ်ကိုပြောလို့ပဲ late ဟိုဟာ40လောက်မှ
Not be in a few minutes.
liquid mega မရဘူးနောက်ဘောကလည်းအဲ့လို 5k 6k လောက်ပဲဆိုရင်တော့ X range ကြိုက်
Close to full dataless. So if you give him a pick off here into Roche, this
အမေဒီ Russian fight က liquid နိုင်သွားပြီးတော့တည်းမှာနောက်ဘောလည်းအများကြီးဖြတ်လိုက်နိုင်တော့လေ liquid တော့
combined with level 20.
တော့ chance ရရှိပါတယ်
Massive power spike for this team.
they're very close.
I think Liquids still look pretty good if they can get the initiation, but how do they get that initiation over the Sand King?
ကဲအချိုချောင်းလေးတစ်ကောင်ရပြီ
They run into Tofu, that's very nice.
Is that enough to do?
ဘောကလည်း Russian ဝင်မှာတော့တစ်ကောင်တက်ပြီးတော့ဘောကလည်းမြင်ရတယ်ဒီနေ့ကွာချားတာ Xtreme ကလုံးချရာရှိရတယ်ဟိုလည်းမြင်လုံး
We'll be back up and
အရင်နဲ့တိတ်မတူဘူး
Roshan fight.
ခုနပွဲရ
That just means a few more seconds for Liquids cores to
အ
farm.
မေ Russian ခဏနေကျွန်တော်အပေါ်တက်မှာဆိုတော့
Level
တော့
20.
Xtreme Russian လုံးချင်နေဆိုပေမဲ့လုံးလို့ကမရသေးဘူးခဏလေး Russian ကြီးကိုပြန်စောင့်အောင်
Lotus Orb, Nisha, once that, I mean, you have to have dispels against the Bloodthorn.
နေမှာဟုတ်တယ်ဘရိုမိုးမီပြီးတော့အတန်ကြီးက
Yeah, it's just the working.
တန်နာ
I wanna see
move,
just how
yeah.
tanky this Liquid lineup is. They might just run into the buzzsaw. They clump up into the Sand King spells. They can start on NTS. That sounds pretty nice. It's gonna be hard for him to disengage and then reinitiate.
Combo is definitely not the same for Liquid off of the Darkseer as it was in game one. That is for sure. The best play is Vacuum Unstable Concoction, which very much could happen.
It's not the worst stun to throw into it because it tracks the guy.
Yep.
I wonder if there was any argument to go like Shiva's on this hero. This game for extra AoE, but it's probably way too minor of a value point to
ကဲ
overlook the
Russian
armor.
နားလေးမှာတော့ liquid
Your
ဟော
whole
mechanic war ကြီးကတော့အဲ့လိုမျိုး
the ACR.
Yeah, 100%.
Right.
အဲ့ဒါ6ကွက်ကတော့ပြေသွားပြီ
They really want to pick off into Roshan here.
Yeah, I need. They are not finding it. Extreme Gaming are not even anywhere close to the pit.
They
ဒီ
just
ဒီမှာဆို pressure ပဲအေးလို့ liquid လို့တော့မခံနိုင်အောင်အဲ့ဒီ fight ကိုမရလိုက်ဘူးပြ
second it gets done. Boxing slowly killing with battery.
နော်ကိုရီကြိုက်တဲ့ liquid ဆိုတာအဲ့လို entertain ဖြစ်တယ်ပြီးတော့ sound ပြုံးနေကောင်ကြီး
as much as they're doing right
ကဲ
now.
ဒီဘက်မှာ nothing to say
Nothing to say point
ကဲ
there.
Alchemy Chemical Race ဆိုပေမဲ့တော့ Boris Price လက်ဦးမှုရပေမဲ့နောက်က Ace Vacuum 2 man ကျွန်တော်ဝေါ်နဲ့ပါတွဲပြီးတော့ဗတဲ့ခါရဲ Nephew 0 pressure ပေးနေရဆိုပေမဲ့တော့ BKB ကြီးွားပြီးတော့ပဲ channel က FY နေနေတော့ကျွန်တော်တို့ဒီဘက်မှာနော်တက်တော့ဖြတ်ခံလိုက်ရတယ်ဟာရအားမင်း
Remember, he has no BKB here if he gets.
BKB မရှိဘဲနဲ့တာဝါတွေ play တက်ချိုးတာအမှစားပြီဗော Rabaro ဆိုင်အားမင်းအဲ့ရစေးတူတယ်ကွာဟမ်နှမျောစရာကြီးဒီတိုင်း play တွေပါတီတူးကိုမတက်ကြီးချိုးပြီးတော့
To go for Roshan while Ame is down. It's not totally free because again, the epicenter is very spooky.
You have BKBs though. That's the biggest thing. If you have BKBs available, you can mana for these.
ကဲအဲ့တော့ Russian လေးတော့ရပါပြီ
You're not
liquid
gonna get bursted before you're able to pop that, get the health regen going, and turn that fight around. Without Ame, you don't have the overwhelming physical to burst these targets.
ကဲ
like
ဖီသားရေး
that.
ပြီးနိုင်တယ်လို့တော့ဖီသားဟုတ်လား
I doubt we'll see actually contest this.
Yeah.
Way too difficult to make anything happen here.
Nothing to say. He's already on the other side of the map. He's going to push in that wave, try and get his Shivas for the fight they're going to have to take against the Aegis. As I imagine, Liquid will start mounting up some pressure on objectives off of this.
Absolutely can try and go high ground here. Your line was built for it. Give Aegis to the Necrophos. There's the slots available, not too bad. And Banner as well. So high ground, wide open for Liquid. As long as you don't clump into the big AoE, the fight, it doesn't look that difficult. You're just kind of worried about some Klink's Daedalus hits going through.
ခုရှော့ဟုတ်တယ်
Nice blind hook shot there from
Oh,
Boss.
la mia,
There
mia.
almost followed up, but Xnova.
Bounce လေးကလောသွားသေးတယ်ဒါပေမဲ့ရတော့ရပါပြီ
And
Yeah,
he
Liquid
punched
got a
once,
share of
fought
healing.
Nikkei twice to finish it off.
အိမ်မပြန်ရင်သေးဘူးလေ liquid က
Here as well. I'd be really tempted to just send it here.
Even just to like force them back. You don't have to like take full lane. You've got 4.5 minutes on Aegis, but well, man, Starkseer has already made his move to defend bottom. So it looks like they're taking this tier 2 and
Yeah, now on
getting
90.
out. Again, corralling in the map as much as possible, trying to make it small. Xtreme Gaming, it's their turn to try and dodge fights, rat out the map, and play off of pickoffs, which is where Klink's specialty is, both the rat and the pickoff.
I'm a little worried for Liquid scale if the Sand King gets to 25.
ကိုနောက်ဘွဲတော့ပြနိုင်ပါမှာပဲဒီကတော့ပြားချင်
I think double epicenter going in this lineup. At that point, you're a little worried about your sustain.
ဟုတ်ပြီ
Yeah, do you feel that way because the Ags for Liquid are not amazing? Necro is very good, but I feel like Darkseer in this game is pretty whatever. Mirana's going to build it herself anyway. Clockwork Ags, you know, eh.
I guess that doesn't help too much.
Like, that's a big component for...
Ace ကိုတော့တွေ့တော့တွေ့သွားပြီရောက်ရင်
Ace doesn't
ချိန်နေရှိုးနေတယ်နောက်မှာ
waiting it out. He wants to take this
Alchemist အော်နီရှာရှေ့မှာတယောက်တည်းဆိုပေမဲ့ Aegis နဲ့နည်းနည်းလေးဖိတ်လိုက်တဲ့သဘောပဲရပြီ ကဲနောက်မှာတော့ Sando Mikhail ရိုက်ဖို့တော့ချိုးသားပြီမဲ့ Chemical Ray အရေးကြောင်းတော့ကုန်နေပြီပဲနောက်မှာအားမယ် BKB မပါသေးတဲ့နောက်မှာ Marana အနေနဲ့တောင်းလျှောက်တွေထဲထားပြီး Epicenter Boros Try နောက်ဆုံး from Mikhail အော်ပြီးတော့ standပြီးနောက် finally Rafar side နဲ့ပဲအားမယ် From BKB မပါဘဲနဲ့တော့ဘလို့အဆိုင်လို့တော့မရဘူး
Probably
ဟော
with that anyway, but they get the Klink's kill because of that arrow.
What a sick find from Tofu. He has the shard too. You look at the death
ဒီ
sword.
အတန်ရင်မို့ bro တယောက်တည်းဖြစ်နေတာ bro ထွက်ပြီးပြန်ဝင်လိုက်
Yeah.
It's just 2,000 damage from Mirana with 9 quiver
ဟုတ်တယ်ဘာ
hits.
လို့ just တခုခုတော့တောက်ပြီးမှရတာမသိ
A max duration arrow. He had his number and punched it.
And look at the damage difference. Xtreme did 2,000
It's out there,
more
yeah.
damage in this fight. But it was a very one-sided fight. Liquid's heroes are
သူ
so
ကအတန်နေရောနာရောမို့ဟုတ် အဲ့မှာ Aegis နဲ့ဖိတ်လိုက်တာကြီးလည်းကောင်းတော့ကောင်းပါ
Right side of your screen right here.
Oh, he runs into it off the stampede.
အော် Arrow က Marana တော်တော်နှောက်သွားတာပဲเนาะဒီဘက်မှာအားမေ
Back
ကဲ
in real
အဲ့
time,
တော့
Boss
မေဂိမ်းမှာပဲပွဲကိုအဲဖို့တော့ကြိုးစားနေပြီ Jim Liquid
hero that shows up,
Boros Right ဒါပေမဲ့เนาะဒီဘက်ကတော့အားမေမရှိတော့ damage ကဘလို့မှမလောက်ဘူး
They win for it. Now,
Okay,
Boss
fake
is still
kill.
trying to
Give him
hold
a
it
ace
back
set.
here. The Centaur
နည်း
is
ပြန်
so
ဘက်မှာတော့ရ
deep.
မယ်
Without
เนาะ
the
ကျွန်တော်
Reaper's
ကလေးကို
Sight,
စောက်
it's
မှာတော့ရ
not an easy kill. Liquid will lose much of their momentum hitting this high ground now.
It's kind of a double-edged sword. Yeah, they have no epicenter, but you have no Reaper.
Yeah.
So just the fight gets really weird as neither team can really kill the big targets on the front line. Got to respect these big ultimates.
Nisha is level 25 in 36 minutes, though. This sustain is out of control. I mean, They have to get him first, otherwise these death pulses, it's just too much HP, too much damage over time.
I think you just pull him Ags right now.
I think so too, yeah.
He's so beastly, so high level, so fast. He already has the heart. You pull him in Ags, it's doing a crap ton of damage. Him just existing in the fight will win you the fight at that point.
now 15 gears ဆိုတော့နောက် Roshan လောက်နေရတော့
All in him are just
သူ high ground တော့သွားလို့ရဒီကအားမ BKB လို့လေဒီကောင် damage တော့တက်ပြီမယ်
survives and that backfires, you're
BKB မပါတော့အဲ့ supporter တွေ light လုပ်ရင်တော့မှထွက်ပြေးနေရ
At the same time, Liquid don't have any saves, really. They have Glimmer Cape for Boxy, but they have nothing hard save, which may be something they have to consider in the
Might
future.
get a Wind Waker or something.
Yeah, Wind Waker on the supports. I mean, Tofu's gonna have the farm for it. Like, he is
I think he is going to go
12,000
next.
net worth. Yeah, he's already built up heals, so good choice.
Too good in this game. It's going to force even more nullifier presence. They only have one potential nullifier buyer in this game, and it is the Clinks, who's also trying to get to.
ဒီအိမ်ဘောကြီးရမဟုတ်ရဒီနေ့တော့မှ maybe နောက်တစ်ပွဲပဲမပြရင်မပြမှာပါအရင်ဘယ်လိုပြောမလဲသူကအခုတပြေးပြေးနဲ့မျက်လုံးတွေဆက်ပြီးတော့တည်ရမှာ Come
Oh, yeah.
Good man in fight,
He
yeah.
rolls and he doesn't get it.
ကြားကျင်တော့
Well, he did get it here. He's very happy about that.
Meanwhile, Nisha. Ooh, his options are terrible. My goodness. I mean, he would want Conjurer's Catalyst, right? But he also would love to have the Pendulum. Right? Anything that keeps him alive is worth its weight in gold.
I think the Rattle Cage, honestly, is a little underrated on these heroes that just tank a huge amount of damage.
Sure, yeah. I mean, he's going to be the focus. It's going to bounce back a lot of damage. He went for the idol. So, slow resistance
yeah.
is value. Evasion, very good.
I think him being able to gain the evasion against the Clinks, he also has Quicken, so he can go up to like 50% evasion here. Pretty nice.
Wow, that is a lot. Now,
Care Liquid
Ahmed already
or
had the
Tabu or
idea.
small?
He wanted to build MKB. He
ကဲ
doesn't
BKB
know
လေးတော့လိုတယ်အားမယ်ဒီမှာ
to be
နော်
able to get through
ကဲ
this,
လေးသွား
which
လို့
is
နေ
fair
တယ်
enough.
BKB က
But
900ပဲ
a
ရှိတ
long
ယ်
ways away. He's trying to finish off his BKB right now.
BKB မပိုင်တော့ဘယ်လုံးမမရအောင်ဘယ်ကောင်နဲ့တွေ့တွေ့ပြေးရမှာဓာတ်စီက light ပုတ်တာလည်းရှိတယ်
Into XXS, who was
အော် ACS ပြေးထောင်းလိုက်တယ်ရောက်နေတာမဲ့နောက်မှာ
Made a stop.
ဆိုင်ရင် Epicenter ball right Dexy မတင်ထားပဲနဲ့တော့အိုး Ace တန်းတော့ပြတ်သွားပြီတကယ်လာတဲ့ကျွန်တော်ညနေနေစေး Epicenter ကိုငွေအောက်မှာတော့ Chim Liquid နည်းနည်းတော့ဆိုင်ရကပ်ပြီးတော့တောက်လျှောက်အားမေ free ရနေတယ်ဆိုတော့အနေထားနေပဲကျွန်တော်ဒီတစ်ခေါက်မှာတော့ Xtreme အနေနဲ့တော့ Camp လန်းစားတွေတော့
On cooldown. The hit
စာပြီးတော့ပြတော့ပြသွားပြီရောက်ရင်
was
နော်
a
ကျွန်တော် Epicenter ကြီးကလာကြပဲ
16 rune. So the epicenter is going to be back up very soon.
He had the basher for it, and that's the power of the con.
ဟုတ်တယ်ကွာဒီနေ့ကနတ်တူဆရာနတ်ပူးနေတယ်တခါမှဒီကောင်အဲ့လိုမကောင်းဟမ်
If the out gets caught in that wheel of
ဒီ
wonder,
နေ့က game 1ရော game 2ရော
over for Liquid.
ဒီကောင်မစ်ကအလုံးလုံးတယ်ပြော
Lost the Dark Seer.
ဟော Dexy အောင်တန်းပြတ်လိုက်တယ်ပြီးတော့ကျွန်တော်တို့
Especially
မရှင်အောက်ကြီးမှာအပိုင်းအားမေပြစ်ခွဲနေရတာလေပါတော့ပါတယ် liquid
and he is food, and again, no saves are even possible from these supports.
အားမေnào ဘယ်သူမှအနာမရ
Very
ပါဘူး
close. You're thinking about Reaper and Centaur, but they're still the box. They're still glimmers. It's not that straightforward. And that was with an Ags pool to the Necrophos. He had it going into that fight. A huge upgrade for Liquid. Not being able to run that over.
It does feel like this is going to be a persistent problem for Liquid. A combination of there's always going to be, I think, better initiation for Xtreme Gaming, and Xtreme Gaming also have the save advantage where you do not. Until super late game where you're able to
ကဲ
itemize your
အဲ့တော့နောက်တစ်ခေါက်ဗရေရရင်တော့အားမေ BKB ရပါပြီဆိုတော့နောက် Russian ဗရေလေးတော့
Super annoying in a game like this.
Xtreme ဒီခုနထပ်ပို့ပြီးတော့ဆိုင်လို့တော့ကောင်း
You
ပါ
buy the nullifier.
အဲ့ဒါလေးလို့နေအားမေ
Buy the nullifier. It's like a broken record at this point. Nobody wants to buy this item. And if you don't, you're like, man, I wish I bought nullifier.
yeah.
He can disassemble Radiance here.
ဘောကကကွာအင်္ဂလန်ကိုဒီနေ့အားပေးမှာ
If he wants it, no one else on the team is
ပုံ
like.
မှန်ဆိုရင်တော့ကိုက live time ကအဲ့လိုကျင်းသက်ပဲအားပေးတာ
Can get it too. Like your options are either Wind Waker or Nullifier. It's kind of the strength this hero gives you. Her spells aren't that great, but she can farm a lot. She can buy some extra utility. Otherwise, yeah, you just have to deal with this escape act. Man, think about if Ringmaster ever gets an Ags in this game. And honestly, he has 3,000 gold. He's not that far from it.
That's true.
Double box would just be insanely debilitating. It means whoever you go on first gets boxed, and you have a backup one for the Reaper site.
Yep.
At that point, the fight becomes really difficult to play.
Oh, also just like even just a small little window means that Stampede BKB could go off, and you have not like nullified
Yeah, Russian
or
or Kedon.
interact anything with that. So it's going to have to be perfect for Liquid, that initiation. The one advantage I feel like Liquid will have is vision, presumably, as that's kind of what the Clockwork gives you,
And the Marana.
and the Marana with the Moonlight Shadow.
You should be able to find some nice vision angles.
So it's all about trying to break down Xtreme Gaming. The reason that the last fight went so well for them, they were set up on a high ground war.
For sure. Again, though, I'm just thinking about the scale. Like, the double box, the double epicenter with the 25.
Yeah.
It's spooky, man. It's really hard to...
ကဲဟိုက90 လို့စီရတယ် refresher ကိုထပ်သွားနေတယ်နော်စဉ်းစားခုန shaker နဲ့ပွဲလို့ပဲဒီကောင်ပဲ
timing. They're going to try and
ဒီ
poke the Roshan.
ကဲအဲ့တော့ဒီဘတ်တွေကတော့ liquid ဘလုံးမနှိမ့်လို့မရအောင်နော်ဒီပွဲဒါအဖြစ်ပဲ liquid ဒီဘတ်တွေနှိမ့်တာနဲ့ GG ဖို့ဆောင်းအောင်များသွားပြီ
Side of Liquid. And
အဲ့
just
တော့
wear through the ultimates.
ဟို liquid တော့ဒါလုံးဝဖေးရှင်ပဲ
Could have his.
ဒီဘတ်တွေနှိမ့်သွားရင်တော့ဒီမှာမိနစ်က90တွေ60တွေဖြစ်ပြီးတော့မှ Necro ကြီးကပြန်ပုတ်တော့မှာတော်တော်ကြီး
But Necro has already TP'd to the tier 2. He's going to join his team up in the triangle area.
He has the big buyback here for Liquid. So even if you all in Nisha, that fight might not go your way. Get scouted here by Boxy. Annoying clockwork as usual. What can you do about it? Absolutely nothing.
Again, every little bit of information, it's an instant decision from both teams to go for a smoke play. Liquid pop theirs off of Boxy, showing some of these heroes. Arrow comes out. Doesn't see anything though.
ကဲမခဲတကယ်ကြီးအောင်ကြီး
And he's
ဒီကတော့အရင်ဆိုင်မှုတော့စဉ်းစားရစမုံနဲ့
What can Mickey find? He wants to find the
ကဲ90လို့ဆေးလေးကိုရလိုက်မလားအော်ဒါကလည်းဝေးရောက်ပြေးသွားပြီအောင်ကြီးကျွန်တော်တို့ဒီဘက်မှာမစကန်လိုက်အောင်မခဲ
Stable concoction, self-explosion, little courier, little helmet dom creep, Boxy trying to jetpack in, and they're pushing Xtreme Gaming farther and farther back. Xtreme Gaming's gonna smoke now.
ကဲနှစ်သိန်းတော့ရောင်းစမှုတွေနေရဒီဘက်မှာ Xtreme လည်းပြန်တော့လာတော့လာ
pretty nicely.
Yeah, they really did. They're getting
တော့
around.
နှစ်သိန်းတော့လောအောက်ကိုတန်းနေတယ်ညာပါတယ်။ဘောင်မီကောတွေပါတယ်တန်းပြောက်သွား
No idea where they are right now. They pushed up to the top of the map.
Oh, and look at this
Xtreme Gaming's
ward.
not there.
This ward is scouting right now on Dire side. There's no gem here.
This could be a beautiful opportunity for them to wrap back into their own jungle.
If they can
full
burst,
circle
Mickey.
back around to
ကဲ
go for
မခဲ
Mickey.
အော် coming get range ပြောင်းလဲရမယ် epicenter forest right no clear share piece right now မှာတော့ပျောက်သွားပြီအောင်ကြီးမခဲသွားပြီ
They'll get the plus
ဒီကွအိမ်ပြန်မှုတော်တော်ကြီးနီးစပ်သွားပြီအောင်ကြီးဒီပဒိမ်းမှောက်သွားပြီဆိုတော့ခုနပြောလို့ပဲ
hoping he could
အာ
he's not gonna get
နော်
that.
အဲ့တော့စာတာပဲကွာ
Movement there
ဒီကွရှာတော့မတွေ့ဘူးဟမ်ဒီဘက်ကကျွန်တော် Xtreme ရှာတဲ့အချိန်မှာ alchemist နဲ့တန်းတွေ့
Division on him. Anything? No.
Still into the pit.
Roshan.
ကဲ Russia မှာပေးရပြီအဲ့ဒါတော်တော်ခောက်သွားပြီ liquid ဘက်မှာ chance ကစောင်းနေသွား
See
လား
a lot of teams buy gem. Yeah, like you leave these wards up, you can pay a big price. Sick outmaneuver from XG. Like they disengaged super well, got that smoke off just in time. They played around all the vision mechanics from Liquid.
Oh,
and
no,
still
me quedé nada más tú y la digo, dime de cómo le tuve, no, me sale muy
out there. It's too much damage.
Okay, read that
That's where you
show.
wish you had the escape pact, right? There's no bailout. You don't have the Wind Wakers yet.
Oh, look at this. Mana from heaven. They're going to take this Roshan, grab all the items, and then on their way,
Juicy.
and amp damage.
Real juicy here. Ame is peaking right now. Bloodthorn done, Daedalus done. He has all the Deso charges in the world. Now an amp damage on top of that.
Yeah, all that's left is him getting his 25, which he is so close to, but won't have
Show go
just
me,
yet.
show go
Did
me.
get to the Sand Kings though. And they got refreshers.
ပြောရင်မယုံနိုင်ဘူးဘယ်လိုလို့ Xtreme က liquid ကိုတူးပြီးပြောပါမလဲနော်ဘူးမဖြစ်ပါဘူး
Accelerating.
It's not like, oh, performance
They're
job.
down 5 or 6k. It does not feel like it.
No, they are definitely the ones winning this game. Right now, and perhaps for, I don't know, for the rest of the game, you sound pretty doubtful of Liquid's late game here.
I just think it's going to be hard for them to all in heroes, and that's what their lineup has to do.
Yeah, more tools for Xtreme Gaming in those team fights, for sure.
You already have Ags on this Ringmaster. If they don't find X-Nova, worried about the Alk and Necro committing onto a target, because what happens is you go in with these heroes, you have to make a very quick call. Do I pop BKB, or do I risk getting chain stun?
How does nobody on Liquid still not have detection? I mean, like, no gem, really.
ကဲစိုက်ပါလား liquid agents မှာပေးပြီးတော့လှုပ်ချင်တယ်ဟဲ့
Sentry up there high ground. Here comes the wrap though.
ဟိုမှာပြီးတော့ရိုက်နေပြီမခဲဟုတ်တယ်1 for 1 trade ပဲအားမင်းဒီကရှိုးနေ epicenter ball strike အမေဘယ်သူမှတော့အရင်ကမသိပါဘူး BKB ကိုစီကြီးပြီးတော့ပဲ AC တော်နီရှာဖြစ်ပြနေသေးတယ်ဟုတ်တယ် power side ဟမ်
Make sure he goes down back to that dark will who bought back TP.
ဟုတ်တယ် agents မှာပေးပြီးကြုံတော့လား dime back up boy
Not a great decision for him. A dieback, very awkward.
They used a refresher shard too? Yeah, to refresh for an epi that never got thrown out. Nice angles from Liquid. Finding multiple points of attack, that's what worked for them in the game 1 as well. Just trying to separate this big AoE team fight, and they're able to dodge most of the epi damage with some nice sustained BKBs. Exactly what you're looking for. Now you have an opening. Still an epicenter available because of that refresher shard. So you have to be wary with BKBs on cooldown, but you have a banner here.
A big wave that's really going to help. Necrophos not going to be the fastest pusher, but with this many creeps,
It's pretty good.
speed things up a little bit.
You have a gem now too on Boxy. Pretty nice.
It does mean the siege wagons will stay invulnerable when it comes to hitting the barracks.
Who wants to go up and start swinging though?
Yeah.
I don't think anybody wants to go up that.
ကဲတော့တီ3လောက်တော့ရလိုက်
Mint
နော်
Liquid could have kept some sort of prolonged siege situation, but they say it's not worth it. Ultimately, the Dark Willow is only so much of the team fight of Xtreme.
အချိန်နေတော့ဆုံးနေပြီ
I think XG get baited by Tofu a little bit here. He gives a lot of information for Liquid in terms of the vision.
It's very different when like X Nova is one of the first years.
ဒီက exactly ရဲ့အပြီးsana Boros Strike မှာမပြတ်သွားရင်နော်
You baited in the formation,
Liquid တော့ကနည်းနည်းခံတာ
which lets you jump this Ringmaster, and he has to double box himself, which is just a disaster for Xtreme Gaming. Those cores are going to connect in the exact point of the fight they want to.
We also saw like it wasn't just a Burrow Strike epicenter initiation at the top of the fight, right? It was on a fight that it was already going on. I think Nisha, for example, had already popped his Ghost Round before he got hit by the Burrow, so he dodged a lot of those stingers.
And there comes a little more scale. Another Axe pooled to the Darkseer this time.
What do you think about that?
They get a punch. It's either him or the Clockwork. I'd say his is the more powerful Axe.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
ဟိုမှာမူးလိုက်ပါပြီကျေးဇူးတော်ဝေးမှတ်မိပါ
Just
ဗျာ
having another stun.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think the illusion's doing a lot here, but just being able to
မိုင်းတော့မိုက်တာတကူကဒီပွဲရဲ့
chain stun them
ဂိမ်းမဂိမ်းလို့က quality တော့ဖြစ်တယ်တည်ရမယ်နောက်ဆုံးချိန်နေရင်ကုန်ရမှာ
My question is, it's not
We're not
just
getting one,
the
Lord,
axe,
I mean.
but like, is the axe better than you getting an upgraded blink, or you know, getting
Yeah,
an
I think
upgraded
so.
blink
I
and
think so.
swapping out phase boots, getting like true 6 slot?
ဟိုလေဂိမ်းတော့ Xtreme ကြိုက်တယ် Xtreme ဘက်မှာ80လောက်
You can get
ကြည့်မယ် liquid 30ပဲကိုယ်စိတ်တယ်နော်
item off of the boots.
hero အနေထားနဲ့
Yep.
But I also think that's a little easier to do when we approach tier 5 neutral items. So maybe you're just kind of waiting for that overall timing as a whole. This game could go ultra late again.
Yeah, if you feel like it's going to go that way, better to get away the Ags early.
Yes.
Get the extra Greevil's Greed.
Still need an Ags on this Clinks. Waiting for that army. And we still need that refresher on the Sand King. Remember, he had the shard in the earlier fight, so he still needs to purchase it for himself. So still some big items to pick up for XG.
And it's curious. Xtreme Gaming are actually going to go for the fight, not wait for those items that they're so close to. But if they catch Liquid
Okay, alright,
by
it's very
surprise,
similar,
they had
you
a
know?
nice ward. Again, if the
အဲ့ဒီက developer ရောသွားပြီးသားတယ်ဟို
like there are teams out
ဒီ
there.
ရှောက်ဖြတ်တော့မယ်တဲ့
They have a
developer
gem.
နဲ့
They have a
Okay,
gem.
okay.
Don't.
Boxy just didn't see it. I got you.
He's had it for a bit here.
Okay.
Dire's bottom tower
I love that he's still holding on to that quelling blade, just in case.
Any
you know, he
now,
wants to
Ace.
jump down a tree and place
အော်
one of those sneaky
ဒါက
wards.
ခုံတာလေးရအောင်လေ
Nice reaction there.
နည်းနည်းလေးစောအရှိကိုပူရောက်သွားတယ်ဒီက
This was the tail end of the Aegis period for XG.
You're right.
They're trying to get something going with it, but Liquid, they're not going to bite. And they're sitting pretty on that Necrophos net worth. Very intimidating there. He has, of course, that entire difference is in his bank, sitting on 11,000 gold right now. Nisha, what do you want to buy? You got to decide here. Can't bring that gold into a game 3 if there is no game 3.
It's true. Wind Waker. It is funny, like the Alchemist game, right?
အားမပါ
Is,
ထိတ်ရ
is very skewed. Talk about the late game as well. Like, how far up do you think Liquid has to be in order for this to be an even game?
Probably about where they are now.
Okay,
I'm not going to say 20,000. That sounds a little too much, but it's probably...
အတင်းတော့တည်ရမလားဒီပွဲကရှုံးတော့ပွဲလဲပြတော့အမားမကန်တော့ Russian Barrel လောက်ပဲကျုံတော့
I think 15k is like the...
Russian Barrel လောက်ပဲကျုံ
The thing is, I think a lot of their net worth is not translating to damage impact as directly as XG's can.
Right.
Now, a lot of that's execution dependent. Like, for sure. You can land some Reapers and stuff. But in theory, some of the counterplays there. Like, how much does this Necro net worth count for if he just gets bursted or chain stunned? There's no save for him. There's no Wind Wakers yet. That's my big concern. Wind Wakers come out, it gets a lot more dicey for Xtreme Gaming.
Okay.
They already have a Nullifier on the Centaur, though. So they're kind of preemptive.
I need a
Thinking about that, which I like. Block can come down to tier 5 neutral items too.
Yeah,
Get that
Rocher
CG on the
tamlin
Flinks
ni
again,
baro
that's a
no
huge
de.
damage upgrade.
ဟုတ်ပါမခေရအဲ့လိုမျိုး
Throw some more books out here.
အမေဒီနေ့မှာမခေရကောင်းတယ်နီရှာကမကောင်းတာတော့မဟုတ်ဒါပေမဲ့အရင်လောက်မကောင်းဘူးဖြစ်တယ်ကောင်းမကဒီနေ့မှာကဲအားမရကျွန်တော်တို့ဒီဘက်မှာ linking ရယ်နော်
Like super late.
BKB နင်းငယ်မှာထက်ရ
It's always the trouble is not that obvious.
Is the magic divine ever good on this hero?
No.
It's not.
Maybe Hex, maybe Wind Waker. You can end up in these like mass dispel builds where you have like Manta, Wind Waker, Octarine, and you're just permanently kiting in the fight.
I mean, pretty much everything is diminishing returns here on out for Nisha because he already has an Aghanim Scepter.
ဒီဘာဖြစ်ဖို့တော့များပါတယ်45 46ဆို
in order to complete out a Wind Waker.
He didn't sell it yet.
ကဲနှစ်သိန်းလောက်ကိုခုနပြောလို့ဘာမှတော့လုံးမှာမဟုတ်အမားမခံတော့ဘူးเนาะ easy ကိုတုံမှာကိုနေပြီးတော့အဲ့လိုမျိုး Russian ထိုင်ဆောင်
Stronger item than Lotus Orb, but you're not gaining it in a vacuum here.
Yeah, exactly. And now it's like, okay, now what? Do you swap out your Radiance for something else? Again, it's every item is a trade-off at this point in time. You're not getting, as you said, the complete effectiveness in a vacuum.
You need Wind Waker in late game. That's all I know. This item is super broken in the late game. It's very hard to counter it with Nullifier, even though we talk about it a lot.
Level 25 for the Darkseer.
What's he gonna take here? Usually take the AoE Surge.
Yeah, most people do.
ဒီဘက်မှာတော့ Wind Waker တွေရောနဂရိုးကြီးကဘောစီဖြစ်ချက်ပဲလက်ထဲမှာ6ထောင်
That AoE Surge.
နောက်ပြီးတော့မှ Alchemy ကလည်း Scepter ပေးထားတာဆိုတော့ဒီရှာကတော့
This is the one who
အဲ့ဒါတော်တော်ကြီးများတယ်လို့ပြောလို့ရ
for growth right now compared to the gold he's got. Get that upgrade blink. Still has another item he could swap in over the phase boots.
He can cause the Clinks a lot of issues with Swift Blink Abyssal. You just get on top of Ame and start bashing him, chain stunning him. Then you have to make a call if you're boxing him or you're just trying to stampede him out. And of course, Roshan, 30 seconds here.
တကယ်စိတ်ရှည်တာပါเนาะနှစ်သိန်းလုံးကအိမ်ပြန်မှာတအားကြောက်
I find it so interesting that Boxy, like he's a clockwork player, but he doesn't go for the early blink that we've seen Crit do.
He's just trying to survive in this game.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, it happened in game 1, happened in game 2. It's just kind of built up survivability. We'll go for a later blink. Currently sitting in the pit, waiting for Roshan to spawn, but that information, is that really going to do anything for you? Are you strong enough to actually do something about it?
ကဲ Russian battle လေးကတော့ကြီးမာရမယ်เนาะဒီဘက်မှာ
Need the team fight here.
နှစ်သိန်းလုံးကတော့ ready ပဲအဆုံးဖြတ်ပဲ
Oh my goodness.
Russian battle တွေကတော့
Yeah, helm of the
ဒီကတော့ Bind တွေတော့ site မလားမသိဘူးเนาะမိနစ်ကလည်းကျွန်တော်တို့ဖြည်းဖြည်းနဲ့ tire fight တွေပဲလာတော့54မိနစ်လောက်ဖြစ်သွားပြီ
More and more. I don't know if he's thinking like the golem is particularly valuable. It is a lot of HP this late into the game, but
I think he's trying to use his golden any way he can.
Yeah, for sure. An extra way for him to be able to utilize these slots. Nikkei is going to buy out another Axe.
XG will have all their buybacks. That's a big deal here.
Yeah.
ဟုတ်တယ်ဒီချိန်မှာတော့ Bind တွေလိုတယ်အဲ့ Russian battle က Bind တွေနဲ့မှာဆိုင်မတော့တဲ့
It's not going to take very long for him to get
ကဲ
back that
တော့
goal.
Russian ကြီးတော့စောင်းပြီတကယ်ထွက်တော့လေကွာနှစ်သိန်းလောက်ပူးစီနေပြန်တယ်တော့ဘယ်ချင်းကျုံးမှလဲဒီကောင်လေး
Yeah, that's
I thought he was going to save half the gold. He was only
What,
2,000 off.
yeah.
Who's he? I mean, is this the Clockwork Eggs? I guess. The
No,
Marana.
gave it back to the Marana, so the refund, so he'll get Octarine. I can see it though. Tofu is almost level 25.
That is a big time.
That low cooldown, Ags, triple arrow stuff, like, it's ridiculous.
It really is game winning.
You put so much threat out on the
ဘူးလောက်
board,
ရှော့တာเนาะအဲ့တော့မှ ordering ခေါ်နေဆိုတော့များတွေကတော့တောက်လျှောက်တွေရှော့ပြ
you
မှာ
might have to use an early
Ordering
boss
over
just
there.
because somebody hit a 4-second arrow.
It's really toxic to play against in the late game. And he's close.
အာဟာရ
Roche, take that.
Russian ဒီမှာ arrow နဲ့ပြ
XXS holding on a buyback, but wants to get a BKB. Says now's the time.
This game is so weird. Like,
ကဲတော့ကျွန်တော် team လက်ကွက်နေ high ground ပေါ်ပြီးပြတက်လာဖို့ကလေเนาะကျွန်တော်တို့
because
အချိန်ကြီးကတော့လွယ်တော့မလဲဘူးဒီမှာ Marana
happen to you.
Spot XXS. Making actually I'm
Shall we
feeling
download?
cautioned. Thinking an opportunity was going to present itself. More arrow, more store storm information. The Chemical Rage is going to go on cooldown pretty soon here.
အော်ဒီမှာကလောကမှုချ fail 3 man Alchemist ဒီတော့ရိုက်ပြီးစပူရာနဲ့ကောင်ကိုတွေကြားထဲမှာလှုပ်လို့တော့မရဘဲနဲ့ Mikhail ပိုင်နေဟဲပါပြီနော်ကျွန်တော်စပူလာငကောင်လုံးရှောင်းကဲကျွန်တော်အားမယ်တလောကကိုပြတ်ဖို့တော့ကြိုးစားတယ်ပြီးတော့အပီဆန်နာဘောလ်စထရိုက်7မီကယ်ကမီကယ်ရေးချကြမှာမခံနိုင်တော့နောက်ဆုံးပြတ်သွားတော့မလား BKB နဲ့သူစေးဆိုပြီးနောက်ဆုံးမီကယ်ပြန်လဲရိုက်လိုက်ပြီးတော့ပဲ holy shit ကျွန်တော် LT မှာပြတ်သွားပြီးတော့ပဲအဲ့တော့မဆန်းခင်အိုင်ဘန်နဲ့တော့လာမယ်ရတော့လေအတန်းကကတ်လို့မရတော့အတန်းမှာ6နေပြီအပီဆန်နာဘောလ်စထရိုက်ရပါပြီ
But Nisha got out. He saved his
ကိုပြောလို့ပဲဘိုင်းမတင်နေတော့ဆိုင်ပါပဲဒီခောက်ပတ်နေရတာ
You have to remember, he can get bashed at any time.
Oh, true.
Somehow escapes.
ကဲရိုရှန်ကတော့ပေးရပြီ LT မကပြန်လဲရိုက်နေနဲ့ရှော့ပါသေးတယ်
Including that Sand King buyback out of Xtreme Gaming. But will it be their Roshan? That's the question here. No buyback on that Alchemist because he bought.
ဟိုလာမလားတက်စီကဘိုင်းမလာပြီ4ယောက်လေးပြုံးလိုက်နော်
That big presence from Mickey. I don't think you can contest this without him. Maybe you go for a steal. You have a lot of vision. You have the clockwork. You have darts to your back. You have a Mirana who can leap in. Aeon Disc still available for Tofu.
And you know Boxy's going to go for it if he sees the opportunity.
They're going to go for the steal.
Okay, you win,
Actually jumping inside the pit for a quick star storm, then out.
Chain is saying it, huh?
Clockwork some distance in the trees. Hook shots
ဟုတ်တယ်ဟူးကျော်ဒီမှာအချိန်နေစက္ကန့်30လောက်ကုန်သွားပြီနေတိုင်း
Runs into Tofu. Actually hit the stomp.
တို့ဘူးကျွန်တော် AOD နဲ့အချိန်ဖြတ်ဆွဲတယ်ဟုတ်တယ် liquid
He
နော်
declines.
တော့အချိန်လေးတောင်းနေတာမှာ LKM ကစက္ကန့်30ပဲကျန်တော့ပြတ်ထွက်ဖို့
Just got man for the Rosh. Somebody has to.
ကဲအဲ့တော့ဒီဘက်မှာလည်းတော့အားမရတော့ပြေးတော့လောက်သွားပြီရောက်
They make the steal here. Boxy
အေးစနတ်တွေဘယ်သူမှမရသေးဘူး agent
is on the ground. Can he
ဟာဆိုင်ကြီးရောက်ရင်စလော့တွေမလာဘူးပြတယ် arrow တီသွားတယ်တဲ့
He doesn't drop anything to grab that extra
That
life.
Mirana ရောက်ရင်
No,
ကောင်းလိုက်တာ
Boxy actually misses the hook shot. So ultimately, you gave up the Aegis for 2 support kills. I feel like Xtreme are perfectly fine.
တဲ့လေနော်သူစပုတ် baby agent မပေးလိုက်ရအောင်မဟုတ်ရင်အဲ့
How much
ကလေး agent နဲ့ဆိုတာဝါရီကတော်တော် defend ခတ်
matter for the Clinks going high ground, but if you get kills that also let you go high
ready က
ground,
နှစ်ခုတည်းလဲ bro ဒီတိုင်းပဲပဲ
maybe
ကော
you're okay with that exchange. How annoying this Clockwork's been because he doesn't have buy. He is off the map for 75 seconds. This Mirana also has no buy, though that is gold base. They don't.
ဟာဒါမှမဟုတ်
necessarily-
ဆောက်ပြဿနာစပူလာလည်းကောဘိုင်းမမရှိဘူးကွာ
No, it's gold base. Never
အဲ့ဒါ
mind.
ဆောက်ပြဿနာတော့တော့ယူဆိုင်ရမှာပေါ့နော်
And
ချိန်က
you can make an easy push. You've got both Banner and Burning Army.
Oh yeah. Oh
And
yeah.
a Centaur. So this is going to be very easy for Xtreme to poke. And unfortunately, there's this tier 2 bottom. So they could get 2 lanes off of this push if they really wanted to. Necropho's going to come back. He took the Wisdom Shrine, which got him to level 30.
I'm
So
there,
the Reaper
too,
Scythe
though.
is doing a lot more damage. But doesn't matter. When the Reaper Scythe aren't necessarily killing the Clinks, he's had to use them on supports most of these
ကဲ
fights.
ဆိုင်တော့ဆိုင်ကြီးမှာလားမသိဘူး
That
3
one
ယောက်
was
ပြင်းနေ
the
ပဲ
Aeon disc. Didn't do anything.
အဲ့စိတ်ဆက်ဆန်
Team to
အ
stop
မ
the
ဘယ်ကင်း
initiation
ဝ
on Nisha. They
တ
use
ကယ်
no fire for
ရိုက်တော့ရိုက်နေတာပဲဒါမဲ့ဆန်တော့ကြီးတော့
Big AoE stun hits the
And you know,
Centaur,
like,
back out. Wheel plus burning barrage damage keeps them at bay.
That's BKB for the Alk.
They made the
အော်
epicenter
လာလိုက်ကြ2 man ကွာအပီဆန်နာဘောရစ် right
Will it be enough? They tear
They're right ကိုမိုရမီပါပြီ alchemist no ဘိုင်မနဲ့ပဲဟာ that nothing to say အေးဂိမ်း1ဂိမ်း2ကဒီကောင်ထဲနေတာဗရေအဝင်ထွက်နေတာသွားပြီ liquid အိမ်ပြန်ရဖို့တော့များပါပြီဒီဘက်မှာ
They used a lot.
နောက်ကလင်းတော့တာဝတိုင်းအိမ်ရမ်းများတဲ့ကောင်နဲ့ carry ကဘိုင်မမရှိဘူး
Still
ဆို
an
တော့
epicenter available. They're going to pass Lotuses to NTS. He's going to regen his mana here. Has a full other go. He just chain stunned the hell out of Mickey there.
That was super sick operating there from nothing to say.
And it's that high ground ward. They place the ops. They scout him. That ward does not get killed. Gives you the vision to
ဒါ
go.
ပေမဲ့အောက်လမ်းမှာတီတူးတော့မကြိုးသေးဘူးဆိုတော့ဟမ်
Clip available for Liquid.
အော်မြတ်ကတော့ယူဖို့တော့နည်းနည်းတော့အချိန်တော့
They're
လို
not going to use it there. And now you have to think about Megas.
အဲ့ဒီကောင်တည်းလည်းမလုပ်ရဘူးသိရမလားမမှန်ဆိုရင်တော့
Available.
ဘိုင်မမရှိဘူးဒါပေမဲ့
during
နော်
the tier 2.
လောက်လိုက်ရင်တော့ရ
I'm sure the Clinks has the damage.
Yes, they could. If they recognize it, which they should. But the question here is if you're Xtreme Gaming, are you assuming Mickey doesn't have buyback? There's kind of no way you
ကဲ
assume
အခုကတော့သူစက္ကန့်
He's
40
an Alchemist.
ဟောဒီပါညာနဲ့ဆိုတော့
He has to have the gold.
ဒီ3လောက်တော့ရလောက်တယ်ကလင်ချိုးအားနဲ့
Most of that gold is on Nisha. He actually had like 12,000 gold.
ဟောတယ်ကွာဒီကြောင့်ဝင်းဝိတ်ကလေးနဲ့အမေဟိုးကမနလာ fire လေးနဲ့ကလောကပြောက်သွားမလားတော့ back in wall ဆိုပေမဲ့လည်းအရင်တော့မထိရောက်ဘူး carry မရှိတော့
Catching the Centaur
နော်
on the
damage ပိုင်းတော့တော်တော်တိတော့တိတာ
A harpoon, even if they do get him, helps him reset his positioning.
As scary as these Vacs look, they're not doing anything.
No, they're not.
You have too many resets with Stampede plus double box.
It's really just like a momentary stun that
Yep.
stops the follow-up.
If you catch the Clinks, that's kind of the ideal. Like you can suck them into the wall, probably forces him to pop BKB, and then maybe Al can just jump him, trade BKB, stun bash him.
Think so? I mean, Ame is not so threatened by his. I think.
I mean, Liquid ကလည်း chance နည်းနည်းတော့ရှိပါသေးတယ်
Yeah, if he gets out of it, but at least then you're forcing some items out of him.
Sure.
I mean, what else is this wall really doing in this game?
Not a whole lot. It's just a big.
Oh, look at the smoke through the base.
ကဲကတိုးလေးပြင်းနိုင်အောင်မလားမသိဘူး
He's slipping right past.
သွားပြီရောက်ရေးနီရှာနော်လဖိုင်ယာကြီးနဲ့တော့ကျုံးခံရပြီ
Nisha's changed.
အမေမပြတ်သေးဘူးဟုတ်တယ် BKB ပွင့်ဝင်ရလာပြီနောက်မှာ Michael
He's a little bit of trouble.
ရိုက်တော့ရိုက်နေတယ်ဒါပေမဲ့ Santoy ဆိုတဲ့နောက်မှာအရင်တော့မတူဘူးနောက်မှာထပ်ပြီးတော့ Bouncer ထည့်သိမ်းသွားပြီးတော့ပဲကဲဒီဘက်မှာ Epicenter အိုး Arrow ထိသွားတယ်ရောက်ရေး
What an arrow from
တက်
Tofu
Arrow
catches him at
ကောင်းလိုက်တာ What the fuck Epicenter ခုံလာတဲ့ကောင် Arrow မိသွားတယ် No fight back ကဲဒါနဲ့လူစိမ်း
And Liquid.
ကဲ Liquid ကမ်းမလမ်းစားတော့ဒါပဲရောက်ရင်တန်းအံ့လိုက်တော့ဟုတ်လား
Multiple. They're gonna get FY off of this.
အာနှမျောစရာကြီးကွာ Arrow ကလက်ကွမ်းလက်ကမြင်းပြီးရှော့ပြစ်ထားတာဟိုကောင်ဒန်ကခုံလာနဲ့တိုင်ပင်ပြတ်သွားတယ်
Fact is, they should know that the Sand King doesn't have buyback. An opportunity for Liquid. Opportunity.
Santaပဲကွာအဲ့ Arrow ထိတာကြီးကတော့
Two different sides of the same coin, though. If they go for that high ground push, they might just end the game on themselves if they lose it.
Power Marana, you land those arrows, it changes the whole game. That was a devastating arrow for that Sand King to blink into, and now you have the multi-shot. That was before the.
ကဲခဏလေးတော့တေးလေးတော့ပေါက်ပြလာတယ်
I believe Nisha slotted in Lincolns for this play, and then Nullifier hit the Lincolns.
Oh, I see it, yeah.
And so he's ghost shrouded here, and you can't hit him. It was a surprise Lincoln slot onto the boots.
That's a crazy
Really
heads up play.
yeah,
That's
that's
the arrow. He
insane.
blinked right into it.
Insanely clutch from the Liquid mid laner here. Look at the regen on this outfit.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just stupid. It's just a battle of regen against overwhelming DPS from this Sand King. Man, that Lincoln's just completely caught Xtreme Gaming off guard.
What happened in that one? Xtreme Gaming have been winning so many fights, but a slip up. And now,
That play could have caught Liquid off guard. They were not expecting that smoke through the top lane.
Yeah,
It was a
initially-
good idea.
initially it did look like they weren't going to get anything for it, right? Like, even as Necro survived,
Sure.
everybody was getting out, and then Sand King blinked into that arrow,
တ
presenting
ကယ်
that
တော့
to
ဒီ
be
ပွဲရလဲနောက်ဆုံးချိန်ကြီးတော့
Alex
ကြည့်ရ
is gonna get a fresh round of items. They're going to change up their item builds a little bit. We're seeing, Nisha is swapping in item after item. Again, diminishing returns on all this because he keeps selling so
Maya
much
didn't
to
do
buy
it.
some
Did he
other
have it?
item. He's back up to 12,000 net worth on himself that is not being used. So 18,000 net worth lead is basically nothing because there's just so many heroes holding gold.
You get tier 5 neutrals though. Triple Minotaur horn.
And Divine Regalia is the choice for Tofu. Tofu said, I'm going to have to carry this game.
You should be able to keep it, right? Pretty rare he dies unless the game just implodes.
ဟုတ်တယ်ဒီဘက်တော့ဘူးတော့ damage ကို
To
တိုင်း
deal
မ
with
လာ
the
နိုင်
Sand King damage, I kind of like. They did get the Stygian on Ame.
ကဲထုံးတိုင်းနှစ်သိန်းလုံးအားရောက်ရေးနော် pressure ရင်းနေဆိုတော့ဘာမှမလုပ်တော့ပြောင်း Russia နာမှပဲပြန်ချတာမှာ
My big question will
Oh,
be,
go
is
back
there
on
an
it, do back
upgrade
to
here
it,
for
voilà.
TS? This Conjurer's Catalyst is pretty nasty. He could roll a set of items that aren't really that much better.
Yeah, you're 100% right. Right, if it's... do you think he should get the Stygian Desolator as well, if it's presented?
Yes.
And then should he
Yes,
get Divine
that is a
Regalia?
damage upgrade. You got Dizun. That's also interesting on this
Zoom,
hero.
Yeah. I feel like there's 3 items that are an upgrade.
You got a pretty bad roll. I think it's either keep the Catalyst or take Dizun here. That's a lot of health chunk on this item now, 35%.
တော့ခုနတကယ်ကွာဆန်းကြီးကန်ဆိုးကြကြီးက arrow တမ်းမှန်ပါလေ
It's still very effective because the way Liquid wants
it's
to
big.
play
Yeah,
fights.
yeah,
Right?
sure.
They want to stay so split, but that AoE increase is so massive.
He'll
that he
take it
commits
here.
to it.
It's the right. You can't refuse Dizun on this hero. It's built for this hero. There's the last axe pool, I assume. Yeah, 4th, going into that clockwork.
All right, have we gone over? We got level 30 on the clinks. I'm making sure we haven't missed.
ကျတော့ဒီဘက်မှာကျွန်တော် identity မှာပြန်ဖြုတ်လဲမလားမသိဘူးเนาะ alchemy က true ကြတဲ့ death plus လေးတည့်တာ
Everybody's pretty much
ဘာဖြုတ်ချင်
there.
တာခဏလား
Exo
အမေ alchemy လို့ hero မျိုးက death လက်ကတော့ရှားတော့ရှားပဲနီရှာ
So that is now a strong dispel.
အဲ့ဒီများတယ်เนาะသူများစုံနေသွားနေတာเนาะအေးကိုယ်စုံမှာကိုယ်နေเนาะအေး Russian နာနေနေဒီဘက်မှာ
Arrow.
Tofu
Tofu plays so aggressive off this.
ချိန်နေဆွဲနေတာဟဲ့အောင်
Does he have
တော်မ
this,
တော်
assuming
ပေး
he's
မိဘူး
always going to be able to get back out. They are not
Again,
letting
no,
XXS
you went
take
Marana.
this outpost. And at some point, Liquid may jump in, not necessarily on the Centaur.
You
but
don't want to jump that guy. You need to find
ပြီးတော့တဖြည်းဖြည်းနဲ့ကျွန်တော်ဆန်းကြီးကတက်လေလာပြီပါဆိုတော့ဝင်းဝိတ်ကာတွေက
Interceptor gives vision of the full
သိရ
area.
မလားဆန်းကြီး epicenter border strike ဝင်းဝိတ်ကာကြီးကကာနေတော့ကောင်းတဲ့ damage ကပေးလို့မရတော့
Master is public enemy number 1.
Escape Act, strong dispel.
You
He's
have to take it out.
just too powerful. But how do you get to him with a 4-staff Glimmer Cape, Blink Dagger, Eon Disc, and him sitting way in the back?
It's really difficult. You need surprise angles or some like distraction on the front line while you take the wrap around.
Yeah, I don't think there's any way you just kind of casually go past the Centaur. You know, like you're sitting on one side, you hook shot past him or something like that. The whole team has to get it up and around.
You could go on the Centaur and try and vacuum the fight behind him to catch the Ringmaster. Like use the going on the Centaur as a bait to draw this backline.
ညမအချိန်တွေကမရဘူးအိမ်မှာရတော့
Sometimes that's a tactic that
Very
gives you some
tough,
freedom in the fight. The thing is you have to worry about the lanes. You lost 2 lanes of barracks. These are constantly pushing in. Someone has to go back. There's map advantage for
ကဲ
HG right
အဲ့
now.
တော့ရပြီ
And
ကျွန်တော်တို့
all
နော်
buybacks are available
Russian battle လေးတော့ကြည့်
except the Ringmaster, oddly
အ
enough.
မေဆန်းကြီးနည်းနည်းတော့တန်မှုကြသွားပြီဝင်းဝိတ်ကာ2ကောင်လား3ကောင်လားဝင်းဝိတ်ကာကြီးတော့များသွားပြီလေကိုတော့
If the fight has already been initiated,
It could be rough.
yeah, it's very likely Extreme.
Come on, Maranaလည်းဝင်းဝိတ်ကာတယ်
It lands.
မအဲရိုထိသွားကြပြီ
The smoke play here.
These are so annoying.
Oh, he jumps
အကောင်လေးအရင်လောက်ကမှာဟုတ်တယ်အကောင်လေးဆိုးနေအော်နှုတ်ချက်ပဲတော့ဘူးတကယ်ကောင်းတာတော့ဒီပွဲအမ Alchemist
An opening here for Liquid.
အေးရိုက်ဖို့တော့လူရှာနေတော့မဟုတ်ချောအော်ဒီဘက်ကဆန်းကြီးကိုထိန်းတော့ထိန်းမယ်နောက်မှာမခဲကွာကိုမူးနေပြီးတော့ကျွန်တော် damage ထပ်ပေးလို့မျိုး Avaser Blade ဆိုပြီးမှမပြီးခင်မှာပဲ Border Strike သုံးဝင်ရသွားပြီးတော့ပဲအဲ့တော့တောက်ချောင်းကျွန်တော် Jelly ကဆန်တော့ Michael နားရနေအပိုင်းနေရိုက်ခွဲနေခဲ့ပြီးတော့လှုပ်လို့မရဘူးတောက်ချောင်းဘူးတော့မူးနေတယ်ဆိုတော့ဘောင်ကျတော့ပြတ်တဲ့သွားပြီးရှေ့မှာလဲကျွန်တော်နီရှာအနေနဲ့ အေးဆေးပဲနော်ရာသေးတယ်အော်ရစိုက်ကမသေးပါဘူးတွေးနေနေနဲ့နောက်ဆုံးနီရှာဟေ့ဆန်တော့မသေးဘူးလားဟာကျွန်တော်ကြာတာပဲအဲ့ဆန်တော့ကဲအားမရလည်းပြတ်တော့ပြတ်နေပြီနော်ဟုတ်တယ် Dex ကရှော့သွားပြီပဲနောက်မှာကဲကျွန်တော် macro ဘိုင်မနဲ့လာမယ်ဟုတ်တယ်နော်ကဲကျွန်တော်အားမရတော့ရလိုက်
They got the Sand King out. That's the
Okay, I don't
only
think
saving
they're gonna
grace
draw
for Xtreme Gaming. Otherwise, the buyback from the Necrophils does its job here on the side of Liquid. Exchange for the Centaur buyback as well. Didn't honestly cost Liquid too much to power through this fight. They bring down the Necrophils. It just takes so much time. And that was with the Reaper not finishing
ဟာ
this
မဟုတ်
Centaur.
ကောင်းမပြစ်လိုက်ရအောင်အားမရ
Magic resistance.
နီရှာကိုသွားအိမ်ရဒါပေမဲ့နီရှာကလည်းတတ်လို့မရ
The end. And X-Nova, he almost whoopee cushioned over that clip. Might have made a difference in that fight. He's able to skirt out at the top, but then he gets hit by an arrow. These arrows are just insanely annoying.
Yeah, Starstorm, like how much damage did Click
It's
take
so
from
much
these
damage.
Starstorms? It's insane. Tofu backs out, then he's gonna come back in with another round.
Late game Maranas, it's something else with this talent. Like, it really is. It's incredibly difficult to play against. Maybe this hero's a liability in other stages of the game, but right now he is proving his worth in spades.
Now Liquid's gonna take another Roshan. It's a 69-minute Roshan though. So again, the question is how much do these items actually do?
Xtreme 40က Xtreme နိုင်မှာပဲရတော့
One
မှာ
of these heroes could help. In fact, you need the refresher for Mickey.
Aegis for Nisha's nice because he does not have buyback right now.
ဒီပွဲကတော့ဘူးတော့နောက်နေရတယ်ပါတယ်ပေါ့
He is how difficult.
Position fight ဆိုပေမဲ့ဒီကောင်လုံးကောကြီးကစောင်းများ
Puts you into the enemy base where I feel like Xtreme Gaming.
ပုံမှန်သူရာဟိုဆန်းကြီးကို arrow မပြည့်အမှန်တော့ရှုံးနေ
I
ပြီဒီ
think
ကောင်
it's the same for game 2. You go
ဟုတ်တယ်ရော physical တွေပါပြေဦးမှာတက်နေတာတူဖူက
It's really tough. He's
အဲ့ဟိုတရား fight ကို divide ယူတာဒီကောင်
That helps.
ဟောမချေကလေးလုံးမယ်လုံးလုံးလုံး physical လေးလည်းဝင်ဟဲ
And you got to keep the buybacks in mind. They didn't expend a lot of
ကဲတော့မကတယောက်
buybacks
နလန်းနဲ့
to salvage that situation.
ခင်းနေရတော့ကျွန်တော်တို့နော်ပြောရတော့ခက်တော့ခက်နေတော့မယ်ဒါပေမဲ့
The Centaur, yes.
ဒီဘက်ကအခုတော့ကျွန်တော်တို့နီရှာပိုင်ဘက်တော့ပေးတာ
Which
ဒီ
means
ဘက်ကတော့
like,
Centaur ပိုင်ဘက်
maybe it is worth going for that kill. It kind of worked out for them in that last fight anyway. In a way, it pulled X-Nova forward. I almost wonder if X-Nova just shouldn't... Is it crazy to say he shouldn't try and save Centaur?
If the Centaur has buyback, I think that argument's a lot more valid.
Yes, for sure.
He
Because he put himself really far. I
Yeah,
mean, he was
it's
throwing
awkward.
wheel whip in the fight. He wasn't playing necessarily a whole lot of box action there.
There is some comms in these types of situations of like, okay, I'm going to sit on the front line. I have buyback. If they go on me, don't overcommit with the Ringmaster. Maintain your position. We'll play the second half. It could be something to consider here on the side of X-Nova because you are that important. You know, getting 4 boxes off in a fight is not unrealistic at all when these fights go so long, and it's a big difference compared to 2. There is a
ကဲအဲ့တော့ high ground တက်ရဲလားเนาะကျွန်တော် A တော့ရှိဒါပေမဲ့
Yeah, he was
ခု
trying
န
to
ပြောလို့ပဲဒီ shot သေးလို့တော့မရဟုတ်လား
which he bought double demon edge. One for MK.
တော့အော်ဒီ divine တွေပါလေကောင်းတော့ကောင်းတယ်နော်အဲ့ clean divine လေကင်းကြိုင်ဆောင်းမှမိုက်
Insane. Banner's gonna get dropped.
ကဲဒီမှာ Mikhail
So here comes the siege from Liquid. Big AoE. Death Pack can clear out the siege wagons though, so
it's pretty
ဟော
nice.
တက်ကလည်းမတက်ရဲ pressure တွေဆိုတော့အဲ့ဒါပဲ
Sand King. He can still get Abyssal Blade, which, you know, adding in one more guaranteed stun.
He can also get Divine Rapier.
He can also get Divine Rapier, and he can also get
pressure ဆိုတော့အဲ့ဒါပဲ
Nullifier,
ဟုတ်လား
which
နော်
they do have a slight
ခုကျွန်တော်တို့
nullifier
easy ရှိတယ်ဘာညာ
The Centaurs
ဝရှန်မန်တိုင်းထောင်လိုက်ပြီမတက်ရဲဘူးဖြစ်တယ်ဒီက
get that nullifier on at the right time. Much easier for Sand King, Burrow, nullifier, right? 1-2.
It's easier said than done, though. Like, it's always, you know, you don't just nullify this guy. He's leaping around. He's already wind waker. It gets really weird really quickly.
Sure.
I wouldn't mind it here. We haven't talked about it, but the Alk pulled all those Ags, so now he has like the insane Greevil's Greet, and he's completely 6-slotted now. He has Daedalus, Swift Blink, Abyssal, Nullifier. If he gets on top of Alme, he's gonna shred.
We also have level 25 on box.
ကဲတက်လိုက်မလား
The team fights are kind of crazy with that. You have full vision of all heroes.
ကဲဘယ်ကင်းဝလာတယ်ကွာအမေနောက်မှာကျွန်တော် box တွေပါတွေကတိမ့်လို့ရနေနေတာကျွန်တော်နော်အဲ့ဒီဆက်
But no retreat.
ကျွန်တော် BKB ပါကြီးလိုက်ပြီးပဲ terrorize နေနေရတော့ကျွန်တော် connect တော့မဖြစ်ပါဘူးဒီဘက်ကကျွန်တော် Ace BKB နဲ့ပြန်တော့ပတ်ပြီးနော်မလွယ်ဘူးကလေဟို high ground ကလေ
These are very important.
Rana ကြိုးစားပြီးနေတာတစ်ချက်ပြစ်လိုက်ပြန်ပတ်လာဟလား
Tier 3, I mean, just keep throwing the arrows. Maybe eventually an opportunity presents itself.
MVP Tofu
It's hard to go high ground in these games.
And
There's just not a clear way to do it. You don't want to sit somebody up there. Especially with Necrophos Aegis, he's not taking the building, so it's kind of pointless to even test that.
I think Nisha is now going back on like, okay, now survivability isn't the problem. Maybe it's damage. Like maybe I just need to do more damage over time.
Like the way
Overwhelming Blink Heart.
The way you do damage is you survive.
Right. Is it enough this super late game, right?
It has to be. There's nothing else to pull out.
Well,
what
you
you saw me.
but
I don't know,
I'm
Aegis got
thinking
gold
there's
in
gonna
it.
be some
It's a
magical
thing,
build that will guarantee the win.
You gotta get moon shards.
တော့ minute 100တွေပါပြန်ပြသွားမလားမသိဘူးကြည့်ရ
Those moon shards.
Not that moon shards are terribly effective on their heroes. Really, Liquid don't do a whole lot of right clicking at all, except for the Alk, who is going to buy himself one very soon.
Did anybody bobble in this game?
ဟုတ်တယ်မမတက်တယ်ဒါပေမဲ့ pressure လေးသိရမလားဒီပွဲရှောင်းရင် liquid ကပြန်มาပြီးတော့ minute 90ဆိုတော့ risk မယူရရဒီကောင်
50% cooldown. Or 50% bonus on the cooldown reduction.
He took the Bedlam attack target. So, dude, I feel like everybody goes terrorize impact damage.
Yeah.
When is he getting good Bedlam?
I don't know. Maybe he
I
has
need to
other
know.
plans. He's gonna blink in there and bedlam someone to death.
Yeah, I mean, he went the Bedlam. Maybe it was the commitment at the 15. He was like, well, I went the Bedlam damage. Now I have to get the attack target.
family မဟုတ်ဒီချိန်မှာ family ကဘာမှမဆိုင်တော့ဘူးဟုတ်တယ်မှာပဲ by man နဲ့ by man
Perma Bedlam.
နော်ဘီနှလုံးအဓိကပဲ by man နဲ့ပတ်တယ်ပဲ
Damage amp too.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Bedlam will do 1,000 attack damage per second on multiple targets. That sounds pretty hype.
Could be. I mean, it really does seem like this game is in a stalemate.
I mean, XG like the late game.
They're both playing a stalemate where they're both sitting on their side their base. Both teams are in.
ဒီလို base မှာစောင့်နေပါတယ်ငါလည်းကွာဘယ်လောက် pressure တွေများလဲလို့
team is going to try and make a move like Liquid finally gave up their siege and are probably saying, okay, Xtreme are going to go for a smoke out now.
မသေးလို့စောင့်နေမင်းတို့ကြိုက်တဲ့နော်ဟိုဘအချမ်းမှာပဲကိုနေပြီးတော့အသိရှင်လာခဲ့
Both Liquid and Xtreme Gaming are counter punches, and now no punches are being thrown.
Yeah, you have to wonder what the comms are like right now. Don't worry. Let's bait him in, guys.
Both sitting at 2 lanes of barracks, or sorry, no, Liquid never took that bottom lane of barracks.
The thing is, all the buybacks are available. I think
မသေးလို့စောင့်နေတာပါတဲ့ငါတို့အဲ့ဒါဘာသွားကြည့်ရမလဲ
they're gonna come up the exact same.
ကျုံးမယ်လေတိုင်းတို့
There's no advantage to be gained here, really.
Yeah, Liquid had the better map state momentum, but their buyback is more crucial, I
For
would
sure.
say.
Yeah, for sure.
So they give up that position.
Still Rack's advantage for XG. If they want to just kind of play the map game, look for some power runes, look for next Roshan if they feel like someone can use Aegis well. You start giving it to supports or something if you really want to.
Hey,
Give it to the Ringmaster. X-Nova
ဝင်းမျက်နှာပဲကြည့်ရမှာပါအဲ့လိုဖြစ်နေတယ်
He might.
ကဲတော့လေကျွန်တော်တော့မရတော့ဘူးကဖျားနေတာမဟုတ်ဖျားပါဖျားတယ်
Does
မြန်
sound pretty sick. But when Xtreme push outside of their base, fights are so much harder because of this clockwork. He's
No.
the Ags rocket flare. He's spamming.
ကဲဆိုင်လိုက်မလားတိုင်းတို့ရေငါနေတိတ်မကောင်းဘူးဆိုင်လိုက်တော့
There's no way for Xnova to just be able to
Oh,
be
yeah.
out of sight.
အော်ဆန်တော်နဲ့တွေ့
Nice, but Xtreme not really following that up.
နိုင်ရရင်နာသေးတယ်တော့ဆန်တော်လဲဟုတ်လားအော်ရကလင်းပြတောင်လဲရှိုး
What a back though!
လာလိုက်တယ်ပဲကြောဝါ I mean, Abisana put down there.
Don't really do too much. And the epicenter from nothing to say kept Liquid away.
Oh,
Still
Sakura
no
damage
easy.
in the show,
He's
he's
aired
heavy.
up, he's aired for error. Now the hook shot land on the central left side. They're going for X.
Oh, yeah.
Reaper sight, he's gonna fall.
More like that now. Hey,ဒီဘက်မှာဘိုင်မက်နဲ့မီရှာ BKB နဲ့တော့တိုးနေသေးတယ်ရောင်းဆန်းကြီး
Fire onto Nisha, pops BKB.
ဘိုင်မက်အပီဆန်တော့ရှိတယ်ဒါပေမဲ့နော် liquid DJ ဖတ်ပြီးတော့ Rochelle အော်မရဘူးမခဲစိတ်ကြီးဖတ်ပါကြိုက်တာရောင်းရပြီ
Expended from Xtreme, trying to get back to their base. Ace not letting Ahmed get back easy. Tofu goes in as well, unable to get the goal scepter. Lincoln blocks that one. The arrow's gonna whiff.
ကဲတော့အားမရဘလို့မှမရအောင်ပြ
From XG. Liquid still everything available.
ကဲဒါတော့တက်တင်သွားပြီဟိုကဘိုင်မက်တော့ဘိုင်မက်တွေပေးတာ
But the Darkseer spells are gonna come up. The Mirana spells are gonna come up.
အာ
Roche could spawn in the next minute and a half. What a sick vacuum.
Stuff from
That vacuum was so good, even though you had no follow-up, XG are just like, we need to get the hell out. Like, I don't know what's happening.
Panic.
Get me out of this fight. Stampede me to victory. And honestly, the MVPs of this game so far are the arrows.
Yes.
They don't have answers for this multi-shot arrow going through the fight. At some point, somebody gets arrowed, and then it's like, all right, that guy is going to die. And there's almost nothing you can do about it unless a box save comes through, which you're not going to be able to position for that every time.
Right. He's either getting pinged by rocket flares so he can't blink in, or he blinks in and they have full vision.
အော်အဲ့ပဲကြောင်းရတော့တကယ်လာ
to get him instead.
Just a nasty combination here. Boxy with the cheese stays alive. NTS is like, get me out of here. Tanks an arrow to the knee, and that'll end his Saiyan career in this fight.
No longer an adventurer. He'll stay inside the base to guard home.
He's going to have
ဟုတ်တယ်
nightmares.
တပိုင်းလို့လေအဲ့ကလင်းတပိုင်းကတော့ကျန်တယ်လေကြီးပါ
Just
so much
much
to
to
get
get through.
ဒီအဲ့ဒီလိုကောင်လို့အော်ကောင်ပြီးတော့မှဒီမိနစ်90လောက်ထိမတိုးနေတယ်ဒါပေမဲ့ကလင်းက damage မတိုးချင်တယ်လို့
Some
ပြ
sort of weird bullet hell where you're just always trying to micro your
အဲ့တော့ Rochelle အ
position
ဆိုင်ပဲမတင်တော့
to get hit
Xtreme
by
က
the thing
တော့
that
ဆိုင်ရ
kills
တဲ့
you.
ဘိုင်ပဲမရှိဘူး
It's the super low cooldown on the Tri Arrow and the super low cooldown on Moonlight Shadow that makes this hero just such a menace.
I mean, FY is building for the
That's
Enchantress.
how they hope
Because we saw when this happened with
That's how
Taiwan,
you know,
it
yeah.
was not the cooldown.
အခု game 3ရောက်သွားရင်တော့မှကိုမပြပြတော့တော့
He could,
It's tough to farm them up, yeah. You
which
want
is
the
where
Midas here.
Hand of Midas helps you.
I don't know, get
ဘိုက်တယ်တဲ့စပ်တာပြတ်သွားဖို့တင်တဲ့အခွင့်ကြီးရ
What even does anything to change the fight? More wind wake.
ဟုတ်တယ်အားမမပြည့်အောင်ပြဟုတ်ပြဒီဘွဲတော့စပိုရာအင်တာနက်နဲ့ဟာလည်းပါတယ်ဘက်ကမရောတောင်းကောင်း
Gatling gun brambles.
ဆမ်မီလာထွက်တယ် physical ရော magic ရောပေး
I don't know. It
You get
could
one
wacky.
terrorize, you blink after, and then
ကဲ Rochelle ရောပေး
again.
လိုက်အဲ့ဒီ agent တွေနဲ့တော့တက်လိုက်တော့ဟုတ်ကဲ့ကျေးဇူးတင်တယ်နော်
Could be, but the present Liquid are going to claim.
ခုနလည်း agent တွေ
no
ပူ
shot
စီသွား
again. We've gone ad nauseum about how these items aren't necessarily the most game changing.
It's just dropping Helmet to Overlord on the ground so you can pick stuff up.
Yeah.
Now, is Mickey gonna take his helm? Okay. Was that his helm? I don't even know whose helm that is.
Here comes the rocket flares, getting information.
Oh, no, Nisha wants his helm back. Okay, but he still has the golem creep here.
Yeah, big golem.
That's
19 HP, 19% HP bonus. That
Hell yeah.
pretty significant.
They have all ag in except their
Okay, tell I know it.
sword upgrades, everything eaten.
ဟောဒီဘက်မှာတော့ Russian ban အနေနဲ့
The Alchemist.
All right, if
ဒါပေ
Ace
မဲ့
hits the right
Alchemist
kind of
ကိုပေးရ
vacuum,
မှာကွာ
make
Alchemist
it
ကိုပေးလိုက်တော့
the
Alchemist
coolest
ဝင်ရိုက်ပေးလို့ရ
Fallen Sky Unstable Concoction combo.
ဟိုက Necro agent ဆိုတော့ Necro ဟိုတာဝါကိုလည်းလာချိုးပေးလို့တော့ရတော့မြတ်
And here we are.
Liquid တကယ်ဟဲ့အောင်ကြီး scary
And
ဖြစ်
a
ချက်
500 HP tower just being whittled away. 43 damage a hit from range creeps. You think there should be some sort of like ultra item coming out
they get
of
all
Roshan
the
or
movie,
something,
oh,
like
but,
number
you know.
7 or 8?
ဒီဟာလေးပြီးတော့ကျွန်တော်နားဝင်ပေးပါနော်ကျွန်တော်တကယ်ဖျားပြီးတော့
I want to reward
သူ
that.
ကနှလုံးနဲ့ဆက်လေးလံအော်လှလိုက်တာကွာဘယ်ကြောပြီးသွားပြီပေါ့ နော်
blocks
Alchemy
in
စကန်လေ
time. So fast. He died instantly.
ဘာ
Okay.
ဟဲ့လေဂိမ်းမှာကလင်းတဲ့ Alchemy ကပိုကောင်းနေတယ်လို့ပြောပါလားကွာ
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
You just got rocket flared? I don't even know what that is. I feel like that's a bug death summary or something.
နော်ကိုတင်ခဲ့တာတော့ကလင်းကလေဂိမ်းမှာအများကြီးပိုကောင်းတယ်ဆိုနေပေမဲ့
It's 2 buybacks down.
ရဲတကယ်ပွဲထဲမှာတော့ Alchemy ကပိုလုပ်တယ်ဒီပွဲ
For Xtreme Gaming here, and as Liquid are grinding out the win. Oh, they see the Clinks courier with the divine on.
အခုမှဝယ်တော့တယ်ကိုကြီးအားမယ်
Still stop it getting there.
နော်အဲ့ divine လိုနေတာ
On the ride. He's gonna find it. Clinks does manage to get off. Good micro there.
Has the
Got up the shield. Now
Really
it's
good
off
on
the
it.
map.
I don't think you can do anything about this.
ဟော vacuum နဲ့တွဲချလို့လည်းမရဘူး
Base where it comes
Hello,
off
Cole.
of that high ground area. Look at it. They're trying to find it with the rocket flares and a ranged hit.
အဲ့ကျူးသား
So this is a mini game right here.
Oh my god, it's spotted.
You can't kill it. Once it's on the side of the map, it's impossible. I don't think there's anything.
But yeah,
အဲ့ပေါ်ကြတက်လို့မမရနော်
It goes over the abyss.
Oh, it does. Okay. Well, Divine Ray
ကဲ finally ဝယ်ပါပြီတပိုင်းယုံနေတာ
doesn't really change anything if Ame gets caught in another insane
course not.
vacuum unstable concoction. Xnova has played this game extremely well. I think that was the only time where you could really say like, oh no. Because I think he boxed the Centaur who was nullified and he didn't get a box off.
အဲ့တော့ဟုတ်ပါလို့ခုတော့နည်းနည်းချူကြရတယ်ကျွန်တော်
Don't think he got anything.
ကဲ
I think it was
အဲ့တော့ဒီမှာ agent ကတော့2မိနစ်နီးပါးတော့ရှိအောင်ပဲဒီရှာ
smoke fight with no buys available effectively.
Trying to get some.
all map ကလေးလုံးဖို့တော့ကြိုးစားပြီ
He pops right into the
အဲ
base.
vacuum piece ဆိုတာဘူးမှမရှိဘူးပြ
Getting a lot of information, but they may not know. Nothing to say. He's looking for this epicenter initiation. Terrorize went out. Nothing to follow it.
How do you kill anybody in this game anymore? As XG, I just don't see it.
အေးတော့ရိုက်ပြီအောင်အေး accurate ပြပြရိုက်တာကြီးဆောင်းဝန်းတာ
Now the
ကဲဒီမှာမရောက်အေး epicenter ball strike နလ fire တွေရောဆိုပေမဲ့တော့ BKB စားနေတော့ပြေးသွားပြီးတော့ Michael အိုးရောက်ရှုံးတော့မယ်အားမပြတ်တော့ပြစ်နေပြီဆိုရင်နောက်မှာတော့နောက်ဆုံးမပြောက်သွားဘူးကွာသူလက်စီလေးနဲ့ပဲ ကဲတော့အားပဲเนาะဒီတစ်ခေါက်ကတော့ divine ဆိုတာလုံးလေးက divine လို့အဲ့ဒါကြောင့်ပြောတာ divine ပါလာတော့စောင်းတိတာဒီကောက်တန်းကြီးက
the chemical rage in 13 seconds and all the meanwhile Nisha
เนาะအဲ့ဒီရဲ့လေဟို divine ကတော်တော် damage ပေါ့
hitting the barracks 50 damage a shot.
You got to do something here. If you're Xtreme Gaming, last epicenter.
Got a nullifier onto Nisha. He doesn't really care and waits
တ
it
ကယ်
out.
ကြော
Managed to get
တော့
that
ပြ
back
ပြီ
in.
တော့နာတော့အဲ့ဒီပဲကဲ
Counterplay.
epicenter ball strike ကလည်းပြန်တော့ counter initiation တော့လောက်တော့လောက်ထားပြီပဲ Dexy က
Time it'll do it.
ပြတ်သွားပြီ Vine နဲ့လာမှတော့ရမယ်ဟုတ်တယ်
Necropros does manage to get the blank away. Xnova couldn't quite get it.
သွားပြီအောင်ရေး second လို့ပိုင်မဲ့
That's a dieback. And without that team fight, Xtreme Gaming are gonna have to do it off their single target damage. And it almost
အော်ဒါပေမဲ့ Necro က Vine ရှိတယ်
save Nisha here. Does have a buyback though.
Will he commit it? Or Liquid just gonna back off?
Is Mega's
အဲ့ liquid ပူစီရတာ Vine နဲ့လောက်တော့လေဟိုဘက် second Vine ကမကြည့်ရ
push the throw.
The Marauder right clicks.
Arrow.
အော်အဲ့လိုလည်းလွယ်သွားတယ်ရောက်ရင် Necro Vine မကြီးတုံးလိုက်ပြီ
Got the nullifier on him. There goes the box though. Force stabbed in. Xnova got pushed in somehow. Who did that?
He went in.
Who was that?
ကဲမတန်ဘူးကွာနီရှာပိုင်မယ်အာအမှဟုတ်လားအစိုးလေးကအဲ့ကလေးတစ်ပိုင်းဝင်ကွာ
Doing that.
ဟော
There's no
အဲ့ရှင်နဲ့မျောလင်းတဲ့ကွာကဲပြီးတော့ရိုက်တော့ရိုက်ပြန်ပြီ
The Centaur's
Hello?
no longer the tanky hero that he
အော်
was.
0ထဲဟောတော့မဖဲကျော်နဲ့ပြန်ဆွဲပေးလိုက်ပြန်ဘူးရှော့
Doesn't have box
ပြတ်ပါပြီနော်အဲ့ဒီဆက်နိုးပိုင်မယ်ပဲကဲဒါပေမဲ့ဆိုင်ကြီးကတော့ပိုင်မရ
They push it
အော်နီရှာလည်းတတိထားနော်နီရှာလည်းပိုင်မရှိဘူး
2 minutes on the Centaur. A 4 versus 5.
He has no epi.
Extreme
ကဲ
Gaming.
အမဒက်စီယာရှော့အေးမပြီးသေးဘူးရဟေး
Now and arrow lands on Ame. Liquid.
သုံးလက်မှတ်ကတော့ရပါပြီပွဲတော့မပြီးသေးဘူးလား
For it. Maybe they still will. McKay, he thinks it's an opportunity. Unstable concoction got the BKB out of Clinks. BKB on cooldown for 90 seconds. That is still a window to be
ဟုတ်ကဲ့
utilized.
လာကျူတော့တူကွာတက်နေတာအဲ့လိုဘူးလေ
The team is retreating.
The tier 4s are gone. The throne is now exposed with no glyph on Xtreme. They don't have the best building hitters.
Is Liquid gonna wait for the Darks here to be up
ဒီ
here?
ကောင်လို့စောနာမယ်ကျွန်မပွဲတက်ဟိုမိနစ်100ပွဲနဲ့လာတွေ့နေလားမသိဘူးဟမ်
If you get BKBs, can you all in throne? It might be close. There is that Abyssal and the Chain Stun from the Sand King.
He's just trying to build a new item, man. He's trying to get a 10th item. Maybe the double hearts can combine or something. He's I don't know what
Is
this
there
is.
such a point as too much gold? I feel like we are at that point if it exists. I will say we joked about the Bedlam attack targets, but it's honestly pretty nice for clearing out the Necrobook units.
Liquid ကပူစီပြီးတော့ကျွန်တော် Russian တွေပါတော့စောက်မှာတော့ရမှာဆို
Foresaw this scenario, but that boy God
Macro Aegis
knows
Maya.
about defending the throne.
It's another round of Madstones to be gotten too.
Look at how farm this Mirana is, dude. Hell yeah, this is the bottom of every pot of player's dreams. Level 30, Divine Regalia.
Yeah, Moonlight Shadow is almost up every single fight.
Dire's ancient is under.
When was the last time he even died in this game? I can't even remember.
It's been a minute.
ပွဲကောင်းလေးတွေပဲဟုတ်တယ်
Wow.
နောက်ဟိုက
I think if
62k တွေပါ
start the fight with anybody dead in this game, it might be the
လူက
Palm.
စောင်းမြော့လူကမြော့တယ်
Just take the arrows out of the fight, and we'll deal with the rest. But it's impossible. You'll never find Tofu in this game.
No, there's no reason to ever be in danger when the arrows are, in a way, your win condition. They set it up so much. That and the vacuum unstable concoction. Those are the two ways that
ဟု
Liquid...
တ်ပါတော့9နိုင်ခွဲလေးကစတာပွဲက
It's pretty much
9နိုင်ထိုးပြီးနှစ်ပွဲမပြီးသေးဘူးဟမ်တပွဲလုံးအနှစ်ကြီးရဆောင်
And then you're forcing the Ringmaster to sacrifice his positioning. Liquid do have buyback advantage right now. They also have a 66k gold advantage. I don't know how much that counts for this late.
Yeah, Liquid ကလည်းကျွန်တော်တို့ဒီနေ့နော်တောက်ချောက်သူတို့ pressure တွေများနေတာဘာညာနဲ့ဆိုတော့
It's a
ဟိုကတော့
93-7 game.
Russian လေးပြန်စောက်မယ်ပြီးမှ
Heavily
shall
favored
Aegis
Liquid,
be,
I
you know.
guess, off of the Mega Creeps.
For sure.
But
တောက်တယ်လုံးကြည့်ရ
They're pretty advantaged here.
hey, you do see that Xtreme Gaming don't have the best heroes to clear it out. As you said, it's like Bedlam is actually helping them quite a bit. But between the creeps always pushing in and the rocket flares always hitting them, there is no move for Xtreme to make.
Nope.
They can't ever catch you unawares. I think that's where that smoke up to the top part of the map earlier came from. Because that
အာ
was just
နော်အမင်းနည်းနည်းကောင်းပါတ
Yeah,
ယ်
it was desperately
That's all
trying
we-
to find some way to get an opening.
They need some crazy creative angle to ever do that, and I think they're just going to resolve themselves to defending the throne. Their glyph is coming up in another minute here. They will have the Clinks buy and the Centaur buy. Liquid are losing a bit of this window. However, if they never want to try and all in it without Necrophos buyback, then it's irrelevant.
Yeah, it's like you could win the game right now, but
A Divine Rapier
The throw
Mirana,
game.
a Magic Rapier.
Necro 9 gear ဖြစ်ပြီ
buy all
bro
of those. Hold your Octarine
ကဲ Russian လေးလုပ်မယ်
disc, and then buy 4 Divine Rapiers.
So this is a 700 damage Starstorm hit that gets, you're potentially getting hit by
Triple that
4 or whatever.
ဟုတ်တယ်
nonsense.
Mirana တကယ်တက်တာကွာတပိုင်းရောနော် magic ဟာဝယ်လိုက်တာညဖြစ်လိုက်ရင် crit wave ပေါ့
The wave instantly dies every single time.
This is pretty beastly right here.
And okay, how far out? Okay, never mind. Sorry, I thought every
Pero siya
banner.
lalo yan.
Maybe they should do this. Every banner expands, but it caps out at 1200. So they'll have yet another banner to put into
Oh,
Xtreme
stop
Gaming
point. It's all
space
damage.
to start the assault.
Very good. Very good here. They're also just deciding what neutral creeps they want with these DOMs. I don't know if there's anything that breaks this game. Time Warp War is good. Ace currently has a Harpy Stormcrafter, which still has the night vision, as far as I'm aware.
Extreme Gamer, reminder of what was set up here. This is the survival phase. Whoever loses this series is out of EWC. The winner has the pleasure of going up against Team Spirit to try and make it to playoffs. Extreme Gaming, if they make the comeback, will get the 2-0.
ကဲ Liquid ရေတက်လိုက်မလားလို့
From Knoxville, he says if Extreme
No,
Gaming
cheese,
manage to
yeah.
win
So
this, this
thin,
will
eh?
be at least the second biggest net worth comeback of
ဟဲ့
all
မသိ
time.
ဘူးတဲ့ချီရဲ့လူတွေတော့ပေးတာဟုတ်ပါပြားရဲ့လူတွေဒီမှာ
You know who made the biggest comeback of
အာ
all
မျိုးလုံး
time?
တော့မနေပွင့်နေရတယ်ဒီကပြားနည်းနည်းအဲ့လိုဖြစ်လာတဲ့အချိန်မှာ
When was that?
Ouch,
Liquid
minute
against
90 တော့
ITB at the TI
တော့ဘောလုံးပွဲတစ်ပွဲစားလောက်ရှိတယ်ဘောလုံးပွဲမှာကြားမှာခဏနားပေးသေးတယ်သိရမလားဘာညာ15မိနစ်က
They're always involved in these games. That
ဟော
seems
ပြောတော့
like-
ဘောလုံးပွဲ drop rate လည်းမရှိဘူး
Indeed.
Double Divine for Ame. That is worth mentioning here.
ဒီက Liquid ကအရင်ပုံစံပြောက်သွားတယ်
Available,
ကောင်
but
ကြီး
if he goes down, that's
အဲ
just
စစ်သက်
like
တီကြ
damage loss.
တေချာသိရမလားအဲ့လိုပုံစံမျိုး
Another block of cheese is
အေး Liquid ဆိုတာအဲ့လိုမြန်မြန်ဆန်ဆန်နော်လုံးကြကြီးလုံး
Aegis for
သုံးကြကြီးကျုံ
4
Liquid
minutes
ကအေး
here. And they put a
ခု Liquid ကနည်းနည်းလို့နေရော
Stormcrafter on the cliff bottom as a permanent reward. So he's just surveying. the domain.
I like it. As if they didn't already know Xtreme's every
what does that vision even do?
Like, do you even need any extra vision mechanics? But Liquid is...
In case the 9 rocket flares in the 50-second Marana ult didn't scout them. That's
now what different signing to Rome and Rocky.
This is the kind of shit you have to do when you have a lineup that simply does not scale with Divine Rapiers.
Okay, they're sending Tofu in.
Here comes the arrows.
Yo, Marana, nah,
does manage to dodge it. Banner is out there holding the creeps. Here comes the Yule set up onto that arrow. Didn't throw out the arrow, threw out the commitment. There's the box. It's enough. Meanwhile,
oh, la like that. No, my beats are Boros right.
Yeah, that's right. The Marana. That's huge.
Go pure by again. Don't rock. Click the Divine, man. Click the Divine. Yeah, what I do, man.
And the Divine Rapier, which nobody has the slots to pick it up. Finally, XXS says, "Okay, I got it."
Does he even want that? What does that even do for him?
No, I think it's purely just to take it away.
Yeah, but you could have given it to somebody.
Yeah, the cool Sama Yara. See that would have gone. Boy, I chow, man. Now, some how many minutes say that, no? And I'll move it. Why you like?
The risk is too high to go there to grab it. And nothing to say. I mean, he's had so many sick initiations throughout this game.
And gets that nullifier connection on the Marana, too.
Yeah.
I think you would take Divine on Sand King, but he needs nullifier too badly in this game. Having extra damage doesn't do anything if you can't connect it here.
A 92-minute game on our hands. The network getting clawed back a little bit. We still have some heroes without level 30. FY is being spotted by the rocket flares. He's both trying to
He's
farming up that
those mad stones.
Yeah, I
mean, these spells are getting pretty low cooldown, I'm not gonna lie. It's
30-second terrorize, 30-second cooldown terrorize.
I'm looking at 8-second bramble.
Next round, will he have permanent Shadow Realm? He's at 6.5 duration for a 7.7 second.
I think he will have it next. Yeah.
So
it's gonna be like a 0.1 difference or something.
You have to hit him with an AoE stun if you do have target.
Yeah, you do have arrow,
which they do have plenty of.
No, I'm hit by way like that.
You hit him, but he
you
can't nullify him.
Go pure look, but LG miss na group for one. Go na legging ya. Ala kaun na mo. Do the na group for be.
Sure, man.
LG me ka ma alo lo di na group for be ma ji like ba ma lo lo ma ya. Boy a cha ma. Ho ne high ground wa twa bi do. Tau lo ma ya.
Has FY done anything in the last 30 minutes? Not the fault of like his hero spells are not that relevant here.
Okay, but you say that now, but in another 30 minutes, okay, the Dark Willow will be the problem.
All right, they're scouting. They're sending the arrows in. Ame is just getting chunked.
Yeah, look at all
that. Oh, bout ri la the wa la me piat bwa yi. Ya bi Divine ja bi ya. Divine na sound ja wa.
He's got to get to him. He's got to pick him up.
He's got to pick him back up.
Yeah, me li di ma taro ti chu ni bi ya me 40.
Here comes the epicenter initiation.
Be the Boros right. Me ke. Ya wa bi ya bi di ma ni sha show bi.
Wild Necrophos got caught in Xtreme Gaming's trap.
Oh, I can be by me all in la.
BKB's going to get used.
Ti chu ma ba all in la. Ti chu ma no 40 mi si do bi wa bi. Hi, we are oh, now so finally.
93-minute victory. And we're going.
Yeah, then I mean, now some you know.
I don't know how do we always end up in these series with Liquid where it just
Yeah, အဲ့တော့ border တို့ကျွန်တော်ဒီနေ့ကတော့ကိုယ့်ရဲ့ live stream ကဒီလောက်ပါပဲကျွန်တော်ဒီမှာသေးလေးတောက်ပြီးဒီနေ့တော့စောစောအိတ်လိုက်တော့မယ်ဟိုမနက်ပြန်ကြမှာပဲအားလုံးနဲ့တူပြန်တွေ့ပါမယ်အခုလိုမျိုးချိန်မေးပြီးတော့လာကြည့်ပေးရကိုယ့်ရဲ့ border